This was a fantasy world full of powerful people who could cut mountains with a flick of their hand. These men and women were known as cultivators and were highly respected in this land. Their goal was to become immortal after cultivating the Tao. The strong were worshipped and could get everything they desired. One day, a boy named Lian from the 21st century traveled to this strange world by accident. Instead of being sad, he was happy to enter the immortal world. He had read countless novels and knew that this was the start of his protagonist's journey to the top. The first thing he did was to test his spiritual roots. He thought that since he was the protagonist, he must have the golden roots, which were the rarest. But reality came crashing down, as not only did he have a crippled spiritual root, but also the worst talent in cultivation. His body was a total waste. He couldn't bear this shock and cried continuously for 3 days and 3 nights. People started teasing him, bullying him, and looking down on him. He became even more depressed from this. But one day something magical occurred. He heard a voice. "Congratulations! You have triggered the God-level cultivation system. After binding with it, you can follow the system tasks for training, and after completing 666 tasks, you can become an unparalleled powerhouse in the world." Lian became happy hearing that he had finally activated his cheat. From now on, he would become invincible. Once again, hope rose in his heart as he looked towards a bright future. The system's voice was heard after the binding was successful. Now, he was proud and thought of slapping the faces of all those who ridiculed him earlier. But once again, fate was cruel to him. The first task he received was to deliver salt to the neighbor. Even the gift package he received from the system didn't have any fighting or cultivation techniques. Instead, it was a skill for farming. He became full of rage and cursed the system. Why was his luck so bad? Every other main character got a system with overpowered skills, but he got one for farming. Even more, he had to complete 666 tasks of farming. As he had no other option, he had to complete the system's tasks to survive. Days passed, and 3 years passed in the blink of an eye. In these past 3 years, he chopped firewood, fed grains to the chickens, practiced calligraphy and painting, and even had to defend the melon field of the neighbor's uncle's house. He was too exhausted in these 3 years. At this moment, as he was feeding the chickens, a man came and asked him, "The festival is coming soon. Can you write a couplet for me?" As Lian had a helping nature, he hurriedly went with the middle-aged man. After Lian disappeared, the 2 chickens transformed into mighty phoenixes. "Guys, the master has left. Come out for dinner," one of them said. From the calm pond emerged a terrifying sea dragon. The dragon then said, "To be honest, our master is getting more and more terrifying. He washed his feet in the pond, and I almost grew a top-grade backbone." A fish grew to the size of a tree near the pond and said, "Could it be that the master's power has grown so fast because of abstinence? After all, in the past few years, I have never seen him get close to any girl." The dragon then said, "But the master is so busy every day. How can he meet girls?" At the same time, outside a village in the mountains, a group of people stood there, led by a woman named Muan. She was also known as the Saintess. One of the disciples stopped her and said in a shaking voice, "This place is a forbidden area. Even our ancestors were lost in it. Do you really want to risk yourself?" The woman gritted her teeth and said, "No way. This is a question of survival for my sect. As Saintess, I am duty-bound." She had to do it. She then took out the treasure of her sect and alerted everyone to use their chi to protect themselves. She continued, "After I break through the barrier with the formation disc, follow me in immediately." She then activated the formation disc, which was the treasure of their sect. The formation disc activated, and a huge crack appeared in the barrier. From within the crack, a strong chi erupted and attacked everyone. The formation disc broke into pieces, and the woman Muan, who was nearest to the activation, suffered heavy injuries. Muan cried because she couldn't even pass the first obstacle. This way, she would never be able to find the divine water beads. Slowly, her consciousness sank and she fell down. But before she could touch the ground, she was caught in a man's embrace. The man was surprised to see someone fall out of nowhere. This man was Lian. He then asked what happened to her but soon realized that she was unconscious. He realized that because of so much smog and lack of oxygen, the girl might have fainted. He then casually fanned his hands, and what happened next was that all the smog in that area got cleared. The woman regained consciousness and was shocked to see all this. This was no ordinary smog but a formation spell, and no one could dissipate it like that. Just how high was this man's cultivation is, and referred to him as a senior. She then thanked him for helping her. Lian was embarrassed, and said he was not a senior but just an ordinary person. He then remembered something and said that Mukin's sect sounded familiar. He asked how he could help. The woman responded, "Senior, this junior came here to find a dark green bead." She thought that even though she had met an expert, it was better to speak less about the matter as it contained the sect's secrets. Lin suddenly remembered and said he had seen that green bead many times and asked if it belonged to her. The woman was surprised and hurriedly bowed once again, requesting him to take her to that place. The man said it was no problem to take them there, but since there were so many people and horses, they had to make sure not to trample the corn he had planted. The woman replied in a desperate voice, "Then, senior, please take me alone. As long as you are willing to help, I am willing to pay any price." The man felt awkward seeing her suddenly close the distance between them. He then agreed. One of the disciples came and whispered something in her ear. "Saint, this place is dangerous. Do you really want to go alone?" The saint replied calmly, "Needless to say, for the sake of the sect, I will go no matter how difficult it is." Lin, seeing the disciple addressing her, thought this woman might be some rich young lady from a prestigious family. Then Lin looked towards the village, and a huge fire erupted. It was the Samadhi true fire. The woman then thought, could her armor protect her from this fire? The man then said, "Come with me." He entered the fire, and continued walking. Seeing this, the disciples were shocked. Even the woman, Mukin, was shocked because wherever the man stepped, the flames disappeared. It was like they were dodging the man. Lin then turned around and asked her why she was in a daze and if she should follow him. The girl also stepped into the fire, and it didn't harm her. The anxious disciples gritted their teeth and prayed for the saint to win the senior's favor and find the water divine beads, as that was the only lifeline for their sect. Lin then told her that those water beads she was referring to were spotted by him while he was chopping firewood in this grove. On the other side, the woman's surprise turned to shock because the thing this man was referring to as a grove was the legendary everlasting tree. Did he say he was cutting firewood from this precious tree? The woman almost fainted after hearing all that. The man caught her and asked what happened. She replied that she felt a little dizzy. Lin then told her to rest under this tree. He began thinking that this girl's body was way too delicate. She got dizzy just after walking a few steps. The girl realized something. This place felt like a wonderland, no less than heaven as described by the ancestors. Just by resting here, she could feel all the surrounding spiritual power gushing to her. Lin then came and asked if she would like to drink water. The woman thanked him and took the gourd. As soon as she looked inside it, she was astonished because she felt that this water had some mystery to it. After drinking a sip of it, she realized that she had broken through from the second level to the third level of cultivation, from the third to the fourth level, and from the fourth to the fifth level. She had directly jumped 3 levels in cultivation, which otherwise would have taken her at least 4 years to reach. She was so dumbfounded that she just stared at the gourd bottle. Lin didn't know what was happening as he couldn't sense any qi, so just seeing her look at the gourd made him realize that she must be feeling more thirsty. He then told her not to worry as there was plenty of water for her to drink. The woman, hearing all that, thought the senior must be testing her, so she shouldn't be greedy. She then hurriedly thanked the man and returned the gourd bottle. The man then looked somewhere and said he remembered seeing a dark green bead nearby, so she could search for it. The woman thought that after her cultivation had improved, her spiritual sense and perception had greatly increased. She could already sense the breath of the divine water bead. She then suddenly pointed in a direction. As they reached there, the man smiled and said, "So it turned out to be here." The bead floated towards the man in a friendly manner. Seeing this, the woman thought the divine water beads have spirits and are always attracted to the strong. Lin then handed over the bead to the woman. The woman was surprised to see the senior directly handing it to her. She had thought he would demand something in return, but he was too generous. She then bowed and expressed her gratitude. Seeing the woman still bowing like that made the man embarrassed, and he then told her to relax and change her clothes before leaving. The woman was full of gratitude for him and bade him farewell, hoping to meet him again in the future. As she walked out of the village, one of the disciples stepped out and said in a flustered voice, "Saint, it is bad. The sect sent an urgent call. The flame sect is here to destroy our sect. We should hurry." The woman was shocked hearing this, and they quickly left. On the other side, inside the Lihua sect, a middle-aged man with a mustache arrived with his entourage. He then spoke in an arrogant tone. "Sect leader, from today onwards, your Lihua sect won't exist. You are the only one in the nascent soul realm in your entire sect, whereas we have 3 of them. Do you still think you can fight against my raging fire sect? It is better you surrender." The sect leader spoke in a determined voice. "As long as I am breathing, you should never even think of destroying my Lihua sect." The other middle-aged man smirked and charged his energy. He coldly said, "If that is what you think, then I will have to stop your breath first." At this moment, a loud voice was heard. Everyone stop! The woman, Myukin, hurriedly came and said, Report to the sect master. The most precious treasure of the Lihua sect, the divine water bead, has been recovered. The sect leader got excited hearing that and said, Now that we have the divine water bead, we can win this fight, as the divine water bead has the power to increase the strength of the cultivator several times. The disciples of the Lihua sect cheered. The man with the mustache trembled upon seeing this and shouted, How is it possible? This bead was lost many years ago in the Forbidden Land. How could she possibly get in and retrieve it? Myukin then smirked and said, It was a senior whom I met in the Forbidden Land, and he was the one who gave this to me. The man then laughed and said, Your Lihua sect is good at lying. You just found some random fake bead to deceive the people of your sect. But in the next moment, the man was shocked. The woman then replied, Elder Gon, the beads might be fake, but can the cultivation also be faked? While saying this, she revealed her 9th level cultivation. The man was horrified and shouted, She was only at the 2nd level. How could she get to the 9th level? The woman then coldly said, It was just that the senior in the Forbidden Land gave me some pointers. She then thought, Under the tree while resting, my cultivation had improved to the 5th level, and while coming here, I used the divine water bead to increase it even further to the 9th level. Even though he saw the truth, it was hard for him to accept. As he was slowly retreating, he fell down. His disciples asked if he was alright. The man was so embarrassed that he told them to shut up. The man then said, Don't think that I am afraid of you, Lihua sect. Now that you have a bead, I'll come again. Just live a little longer. After finishing his third-rate cliché speech, he, along with his disciples, retreated. The sect leader, seeing their retreating figures, said, I never expected to get the help of some mysterious expert. Whoever he is, thank you for saving my sect. The sect leader then hurriedly went to call the old ancestor who was meditating on the mountain, as they were now going to meet that mysterious senior. After a while, the sect leader, old ancestor, and Myukin finally reached the entrance of the village where Myukin had met the senior. The old man then asked if this was the right place. The woman replied that she was not sure if he lived here, but she definitely met him here. Only after entering the village, the sect leader was astonished to see a village and people living in it. He then said, The Forbidden Land is very near to this place. How can people live here? They soon spotted an old couple. The old ancestor spotted the hoe on the old couple's shoulders and asked them to stop. He then asked the old woman, Did anyone use your hoe recently? The old ancestor asked because the hoe was emitting a terrifying amount of chi and it was by no means ordinary. Only the person who last used it must have left some of it on it. The old woman then said, Only I have used it. Who else would use it? At this moment, the old man intervened. Dear, how could you forget? Didn't little Lean help you weed? Only then did the woman realize she had forgotten because of her old age. It was indeed little Lean who helped her this morning. The old ancestor then politely asked for the location of Lean's home. The woman pointed to the stone house and said, Just behind that vegetable field is his home. As they walked there, they were shocked to see the vegetable field because they weren't vegetables. Instead, they were elixirs. The quality of these ingredients was legendary. There were 5 categories: low, average, high, excellent, and legendary. Even in their sect, they used average quality ingredients. High quality ingredients were very expensive, and only top sects used them. Excellent quality was very rare, and no one had ever seen legendary quality ingredients. They couldn't contain their excitement, and started chewing the grasses as they contained too much spirit energy. There wasn't even a need to purify it to create an elixir, as this was the purest form. After eating, they sprinted towards the stone house to greet this mysterious senior. On the other side, Lee noticed that the food was running short and it would not last long. At this time, someone shouted, Senior Lee! He turned around and was surprised to see the girl. Then he asked, Who are the other 2 people with you? The girl was too tired to say anything, but before she could respond, both men said in a surprised voice, What kind of wonderland is this? Peach trees and chickens everywhere! All the chickens in the void area became angry at being called and looked towards them. The aura was so brilliant that one of the men felt unimaginable pain in his head and fell down. When Lee saw this, he quickly came over and asked if the man was all right. The old man could not answer because he was in shock. She thought about how powerful this boy was. He touched me lightly and all the aura disappeared. The girl came running and said in a happy voice, Senior, these 2 are the elders of my sect. They want to meet you. That's why I came here. Suddenly, Lee was surprised to hear this, and at the same time, a task window appeared in front of him with a generated task. Keep the guests for a meal. Lee smiled and then asked them all to come in and have a meal. The 3 were very happy to hear this. Lee quickly came in, arranged everything in his room, and began to prepare fresh food for them. But the ordinary food he prepared seemed like heaven-level medicine in the eyes of the three of them. The two old men whispered among themselves that the senior intended to enlighten them, and that they should not disappoint the good intentions of the senior. They quickly ate and finished the meal, but something magical happened to all three of them. The old man never thought that he would break his cultivation limit, and even his talent had improved a lot. Li came and picked up the old man. He wondered why this old man was so excited after the meal. Could it be that he came from a poor family? Li looked at him pityingly and asked, "Why don't you drink some tea and calm down?" The old man thanked him and drank the tea. This tea was even more incredible. Not only did his cultivation talents soar, but also his previous internal injuries disappeared, which the old man could not believe. He bowed directly to Li, saying, "The great kindness and virtue of the senior will never be forgotten." The three knelt down and shouted in unison, "The great kindness of the senior will never be forgotten." Li was amazed and thought, how poor are these people who get happy with a bowl of porridge and a cup of tea. At this moment, he got a notification from the system that it was time for drawing. He immediately asked the kneeling trio to get up because it was embarrassing for him. Then he told them that he had other things to do and would not be able to see them off. The girl asked in a happy tone if she could meet him again in the future. Seeing that the girl was so excited, Li agreed to her request. After a while, the three of them left the house and headed towards their sect. The elders thanked Li for his quick-witted question, as they would be able to visit this heaven again. But this time, a terrifying energy appeared in front of them. It was a man with a mustache, burning with fire. He said in an arrogant tone to the two old men, "You two made it easy for me to find you." The man in the sky laughed and said, "Yukashi, it doesn't matter where you run today. You either submit to my raging fire sect or die." The old man replied angrily, "Did you really think it was easy to bully my Lua sect? Our cultivation earlier today is different in comparison." The middle-aged man was surprised and said, "This is the same breath of perfection. How could this man master it?" The man in the sky laughed and began his attack with burning fire. Two horrible-looking skeletons emerged. These skeletons sent chains towards the three on the ground. The three of them became alert. The middle-aged man was shocked to see it and shouted, "Gonsi, how dare you practice this evil cultivation method?" The old man made a golden shield to save them, but it was all in vain. The shield broke into pieces, and blood came out of both their mouths as they fell down. The woman screamed loudly and got scared seeing this. The old man said in a weak voice, "I'm afraid it's the highest grade magical weapon of the evil faction. Even if we combine all our powers, it won't be able to move." The girl was shocked to hear this and couldn't believe that someone from the righteous faction was using such unconventional techniques. Sunshur laughed, saying that the more his skeleton absorbed power during battle, the stronger it became. Now, if he were to absorb all the people here, including this isolated village, he would be entering the 0 stage of cultivation. The woman tearfully begged him not to do so because the people living in the village were innocent. Lean, on the other hand, was worried as the weather suddenly became strange. The winds were howling, and it was probably going to rain. He sighed and muttered, "Oh God, it's the weather. Just don't harm my crops." Unaware of the bad weather, he walked towards the source where the skeletons were formed. The sound echoed, a thunderbolt occurred, and the skeletons were crushed into pieces by it as golden light colored the sky. Gong Sunshur was shocked to see this. He couldn't understand what had happened, but that was just the beginning. It wasn't long before the golden light struck straight at him and knocked him down from the sky. He was seriously injured, and as soon as he fell on the ground, he started coughing blood. He realized that he was going to die here. He immediately took out a light green medallion and put a drop of blood in it. He chanted weakly, "Burn my blood and save me." Suddenly his body turned into fog as he disappeared into thin air. The woman, seeing all this, realized that it was Senior Le who had saved them. The old man, too, looked in awe as he heard Senior Lee's majestic voice. He also said, "This place will always be invincible as long as Senior Le is here." But before he could finish his sentence, he coughed up blood because he was seriously injured. The woman asked him to calm down because his injury was serious. On behalf of the old man, she said, "I don't think so. I don't know why there is a mark of chains on my body. It cannot be removed." The woman immediately said, "Should we ask Senior Le for help?" After a while, the three of them walked towards the village once again. The old man felt helpless and said, "It wasn't long before we left, and now once again we have to go and ask for help from Senior Le. I hope the senior will not be bothered by us." The atmosphere of the village was lively as many children were playing and adults were going to the fields. The old people were sunbathing, and the women were cooking food for their husbands. A small child was running away from a girl who insisted on showing him a painting, but the boy said that it was his, and his painting would be finished tomorrow. The old man suddenly felt something and looked towards the children who were fighting. He stopped and asked them politely where they got this painting. The boy said that Brother Le had given it to him. He became excited and opened the scroll to show him the painting. He proudly said that Brother Le made it the best painting. The old man saw this painting and fell, but it was not because of pain but because of joy. He moaned like a girl and said that in front of this sacred picture, the sun had such a powerful way that all the evils turned away. It seemed as if all his wounds were healed. The middle-aged man asked if it could be that Senior Le calculated that he would be hurt by evil, so he deliberately asked the child to bring the painting to them. The old man said that nothing could happen to a character like Senior Le by avoiding his sight. Gong Sunsure was able to escape safely. Perhaps it was because Senior Le had deliberately let him go. The woman asked in a worried tone, "But what was Senior Le's purpose?" The old man said that he was afraid he did not know yet. The old man continued, "But Senior Le gave so many blessings that we must repay her with all our hearts." The woman blushed and said that she understood and was thinking of something else because she said whether Senior Le needed it, she was willing to give him everything. On the other side, there was a fan of Lee's painting on a mountaintop. He said in a disappointed tone, "This system is too strict with its searches. I have to sit here every day and draw." Unknown to Le, there was a cat and a mouse chasing down the mountain, a tiger cub running at high speed, and two bird-like animals chasing him. One of them shouted, "Be sure to catch him! The white tiger's blood can help us turn into humans!" The tiger cub shouted angrily, "Stop chasing me! If you eat me, my father won't let you go!" As the tiger cub was running, he saw a golden energy from above. He saw a person with a painting brush and was shocked, wondering how the Tao could have such a strong flow. Now was not the time to think about that. Maybe he should go and ask him for help. He jumped straight from the ground towards the mountain where Le was. Le, on the other side, was in a dilemma about what to draw next. He had just finished drawing the mountain waterfall but thought that something was missing. All this time, he saw some bird-like animals flying towards him. Seeing this, she suddenly realized what he was missing. He quickly picked up the brush and started drawing the bird-like animals in it. What happened next was even more surprising. The birds behind her all got inside the painting. Le was happy to see his painting completed. Then he turned back but was surprised to find that the birds had disappeared. He thought that perhaps they had flown away. The white tiger was frightened after seeing this, and thought that this was impossible. Those three divine beasts that had crossed the realm of the void were actually drawn into the painting. "Will she be the next?" Le turned and said, "It seems there is something else here." The tiger got into a fighting position after seeing this and thought, "I have no choice left. I have to use that trick which no human could ever resist." She opened a blue invisible portal in front of him, and walked across it. But what came out on the other side was not a scary white tiger but a cute little cat. Le was looking at it because it was just a small cat. He was surprised to see such a beautiful cat in the forest. The cat felt proud of her appearance, but the next moment she was shocked to see that the man in front of her was extending his hand towards her. Lian then hugged the cat tightly and started playing with its fur. The cat was screaming in fear. Lian then touched a sensitive spot on the cat, happily expressing that this very moment was on his mind. A notification rang, and a new task was generated: adopt the white cat as a pet. This made him even happier since he had already decided to take it home. Sometime later, the cat was inside Lian's house and was shocked to see the normal-looking chickens and trees. On the surface, they might seem like normal things, but in reality, they were very scary and powerful. A chicken suddenly realized her sight and looked at her. The cat immediately got scared and stepped back, but due to the sudden jump, she lost her balance and fell down. Before she could touch the ground, Lian caught her. He asked in a worried tone, "How did you fall? Are you hungry?" He hugged the cat again and took her away. As the cat was leaving, she smiled towards the animals. The cat was happy because she had discovered the secret of how these ordinary trees and chickens became so godly. The more they were with their master, the more powerful they became. From today onwards, she would always be with him, absorbing the Tao energy left by him and becoming invincible. Lian smiled at the excited cat and asked her to eat. Hearing this, the cat became sensual and started licking his hands and swallowing the food. Lian blushed and immediately held his hands, thinking maybe it was because he was alone for too long that he started having strange fantasies. Then he got up and left, leaving the cat smiling. She thought that when you were embarrassed, your energy flow became uneven and a lot of spiritual energy leaked out. "I will continue to absorb it and grow stronger," she thought. Time passed and soon it was night. Lian was in deep sleep, but the cat was awake. Suddenly, something magical happened. The cat transformed into a beautiful girl with silver hair and cat ears. Then she quietly climbed on top of him and felt spiritual energy seeping from her. She whispered softly into his ear, "Sir, dear sir." Lian slowly opened his eyes, looked at her with half-open eyes, and realized he was dreaming. He blushed in the dream and muttered, "What a beautiful dream! please come true. The cat girl became happy as she felt her aura become uneven, causing her spiritual energy to grow several times. Then she softly hid under the blanket and wondered if living in this neighborhood and sleeping next to him every day would turn her into a pure-blooded animal. The cat girl, eventually with a scar on her face, fell asleep with a satisfied smile. Inside a large decorated hall on the other side, the atmosphere was tense. The woman asked the old man, "Master, do you really want to do this?" The old man said, "Okay, I believe Senior Lee's tiger came playing to help us, to give us a chance. He wanted us to be his pawns. Gongsi, the people of Lian, would have angered Senior Le, and it would be shameful for Senior Le to kill him directly. So we have to play the role of pawns and declare war against Lian and the sect." Everyone in the hall was shocked to hear this. They couldn't believe what they had heard. Declare war? That too with Lian's sect? The next day, a flying ship comes over Lawaz, and from inside it, a beautiful girl emerges. This girl is Linger, the third princess of the Kingdom of Fire. Linger's servant announces, "The third princess of the Kingdom of Fire is here. Princess, Lawaz is just a weak moon-grade force. Is it necessary to come here in person? Besides, they declared war on Lian's sect not long ago. Will our visit this time offend them?" Linger is wondering. Rumor has it that the saintess of Lua's sect came back from Wonderland with the supreme treasure. Now they have the guts to declare war on Lian's sect, so they must have obtained some secret techniques from some masters. Linger announces, "Will Linger from the Kingdom of Fire is here to visit Lawaz." The old man says, "Welcome, princess. Could the third princess tell us what you are here for?" Linger says, "Elders, you must know that recently there has been a beast tied in Mount Sunli. Many people have suffered greatly from it, and this matter is related to Lian's sect's worshipping of evil gods and practicing of sorcery." The old man says, "It is true. I wonder what the princess wants our sect to do." The old man is thinking, "Thanks to Senior Le, I survived that sorcery." Linger says, "Lian's sect has been domineering for many days. Lua's sect dared to declare war on it at this moment, so I think you must have received some help from some masters. Master, can you introduce us to them and help save the people of my kingdom?" Hearing her words, the old man is thinking, could it be that my declaration of war against Lian's sect was also predicted by Senior Le, just to ask me to bring the princess to pay a visit? What a sophisticated game. The old man tells Linger, "Of course, Lua's sect should do its part for the common people. I'll ask Saintess Muchen to take you there to meet the master." Linger becomes happy after listening to the old man's words and says, "Thank you, master." After this, Linger says to the woman, "Oh, now I know. By the way, Chenning, do you know what Senior Le likes to eat? Wouldn't it be impolite to visit him without bringing anything? Should I bring some Kingdom Fire produce?" The woman tells Linger, "It would hardly be necessary, Sister Linger. Take it easy." Then another flying ship arrives at that place, and seeing that flying ship, all the soldiers say, "It's the second princess. Is she here to cause trouble for our princess once again?" The lady, the second princess of the Kingdom of Fire, Wan Fei, arrives, and she says, "Linger, hand over the ruby ring to me immediately." Linger asks, "Second sister, why are you here? What do you want the ruby ring for?" The girl says, "Stop being innocent. The evil god caused turmoil in Mount Sunli, and the treasure of the Kingdom of Fire buried in the mountain is about to appear. You are here also for this, but you are so useless. Even with the ruby ring, it's best to let me have it, and I can reward you with some leftovers." Linger does not want to give the ruby ring and says, "The ruby ring is my mother's legacy. You can't take it away." The girl's subordinate says, "I only borrowed the ruby ring for a short while, and I will definitely return it afterward. I don't want to hurt you, so I hope the third princess can give it up." Linger is surprised to see the girl. "You are the saintess of Longshan sect." This girl is the saintess of Longshan sect, Long Zhen. The woman comes in front of Linger. "Longshan, so what? If Sister Linger doesn't want to, will you rob her?" Seeing this, Wan, "How dare you stand up for others?" Then an old man attacks the woman. Seeing this, the woman is surprised, but Linger comes in front of the woman, and that attack hits Linger in the eyes. Blood starts coming out of Linger's eyes. Seeing this, the soldiers say, "That is ethereal grade. Merely the guard protecting the saintess can be that powerful." The woman thinks, "A guard of ethereal grade. I'm afraid it will be difficult even when two masters of Lua's sect work together to resist it. Second sister, you are my only sister. Why do you always have to make things difficult for me?" Juan laughs. "Because now my mother is the queen, and I can do whatever I want. Hand over the ring immediately, or your crew will be destroyed in minutes." Linger says, "No, Chenning has nothing to do with this matter. Don't hurt her. I'll give you the ring." Linger gives the ruby ring, and the girl holds it and says, "It would have been better if this had happened earlier. The weak should accept their fate. I heard that Lua's sect has a new backer recently, so you are now more arrogant. But no matter what backer you have, it's like nothing but an ant facing Longshan sect." Linger says, "It's been like this since I was a child. Since my mother passed away, my belongings have been grabbed in this manner." The woman says to Linger, Sister Linger, don't worry. Lua's sect is not even worthy of being Senior Li's opponent. Senior Lu will definitely help us find all the lost justice. After this, the scene shifts to Lean's house. Lean comments, although I painted it myself, I still have to say that the painting is really good. Then, the woman and Linger arrive. The woman introduces Lean, stating, this is Senior Lean. Linger bows and remarks, Master, it's my honor to meet you. I am Holinger. Lean responds, no, don't be so humble. What's wrong with this girl? Did she get sand in her eyes? The woman explains, Sister Linger was bullied by some villains, and her mother's legacy was stolen. Lean thinks, villains and robbers? The outside world is really dangerous. How can such a weak girl gain a foothold? Lean tells Linger, don't be so sad. Wipe your tears, and hands her a handkerchief. When Linger wipes her tears with the handkerchief, a lot of spiritual energy is released from it. Seeing this, Linger is surprised and thinks, how can it be? I just wiped my eyes with this handkerchief, and my wound is healed. Besides, my skills have also been promoted from fire eyes to ruby eyes. I can see clearly that there are thousands of strands of spiritual power flowing here. Senior Lean's residence is truly a wonderland. The woman asks, Sister Linger, did Senior Lean just bless you? Linger replies, it's more than just a blessing. It feels like a rebirth. Thank you very much, Senior. Lean remarks, it's just a handkerchief, you're welcome. How miserable this girl's life is. Is it too much just because of a handkerchief? Lean invites them inside, apologizing. I'm sorting out my paintings. It might be a bit messy. When they see the paintings, they are very surprised, thinking, such powerful flowing spirit of Tao. This painting is definitely a holy object. When Linger touches the painting, she feels immense power and thinks, I feel countless fragments of Tao calling me. It's a sense of stability like returning to my mother's womb. Her eyes are then upgraded to the 3rd grade, holy eyes. The woman asks, Linger, how are you feeling? Linger replies, Senior Lean is truly the strongest master I have ever seen. Lean, observing their reactions, thinks, it's just a few paintings. Why are they so surprised? Are my painting skills really superb? A notification comes from the system. New task, give Linger a gift. Lean thinks, a gift? A sudden gift? I've been farming in the mountains for 3 years. How can I afford gifts? Oh, I know. Lean tells Linger, since you like my paintings so much, take one with you. Consider it a gift. If you face any difficulties in the future, this painting may be helpful. Lean thinks, this is totally a system reward without cost. So nice. The woman softly tells Linger, Sister Linger, Senior Lean always has a plan. He must have foreseen that you will use it in the future. He wants you to have this holy object. Linger tells Lean, then I will accept it. Thank you for your generosity, Senior. But Lean thinks, they must be quite poor. They can sell this painting to get some money and support their family. I help people and complete this system task at the same time. I am so capable. Lean advises, just keep one thing in mind. It is better to keep paintings for a longer time. Linger assures, don't worry, Senior, I understand. Lean adds, just keep bargaining when you sell it to close the deal at a higher price. Linger responds, the Senior is reminding me that this painting should only be shown at a critical moment, so as not to be too ostentatious. Linger then asks, Senior, you've entrusted me with such a valuable painting. I'm curious as to what your next request will be. Lean states, didn't you say that your mother's legacy was taken away? If possible, it's better to take it back. Lean thinks, I don't know if the money from one painting is enough to redeem that legacy. Maybe I should give her more. Linger softly tells the woman, get back what was stolen. Does Senior mean? The woman replies, we should declare war on the Long Zen sect. Linger tells Lean, Senior, I understand what you mean. The woman reassures, don't worry, Senior, we will follow your orders. After listening to both of them, Lean concludes, you understand me? Okay then, take it easy. After this, the woman and Linger leave on a flying ship. The woman asks Linger, could it be that Senior Lean wants us to go directly to the Longjin sect? Linger replies, but I am more worried about the people of Kingdom Fire. As the flying ship starts moving, they see many other flying ships ahead. The woman remarks, why are there so many cultivators heading towards Mount Sumli? Linger responds, could it be that there is a beast tied again in Mount Sumli? I have to go and see. I can't let them attack the people of Kingdom Fire anymore. All the flying ships descend, and there are a lot of cultivators present. The woman, looking ahead, is shocked and says, why did the mountains experience such significant collapse? According to legend, the Supreme Master of Kingdom Fire passed away in Sunli Mountain. As for the movement of the mountains, it seems to be a sign of the appearance of a supreme treasure. If treasure hunters enter this dangerous wonderland or encounter fights and robberies, they should take responsibility for their own deeds. The Longjin sect, Senin Pavilion, and the royal family of Kingdom Wind are here. It turns out that these people are here for the supreme treasure. Suddenly, the ground starts shaking, and many chains come down from the sky. A coffin emerges from that place. Everyone is surprised and says, It's the unexplored territory. Could it be the coffin of the Supreme Master of Kingdom Fire? Where the Supreme Master is buried, the supreme treasure must be there. What a fulfilling journey today! Once you get the treasure, you can become immortal in one step. Linger, looking at the coffin, says, "No, there are more than just treasures in the coffin." The woman asks, "Sister Linger, what did you see?" Linger replies, "I'm not sure, but it's definitely not that simple. Perhaps Senior Lin gave me the painting to let me stop all of this." Everyone starts saying, "The Longjin sect is so fast. They have broken through the first realm of the territory. Follow up, don't miss this great opportunity." The woman asks, "Sister Linger, shall we go too?" Linger says, "Yes, but be careful. The treasure here is attractive but also extremely dangerous. Every realm of the territory is tightly surrounded by chaotic flames. If you are not careful enough, you will." Something starts falling from the sky. The woman says, "Be totally wiped out." "Sister Linger, let me help you guard the flying ship. You can use your eye skills now." The woman creates a protective barrier over the flying ship and says, "Linger, don't worry. Fortunately, Senior Lin helped me upgrade to holy eyes, so I can now clearly discern the safe path and pass through the chaotic flames easily." In another scene, we see another flying ship where all the soldiers are burning to death. Xuan is saying, "Damn it, my eye skills are still weak, and the territory in front is getting more and more chaotic. Even with Ruby Ring, it is difficult to see clearly." When Xuan touches the lock of the chain, it starts burning. He asks the girl for help, but a man says, "Stand back." Xuan starts falling from the burning flying ship. Linger says, "Wait, sister," but the woman cautions, "Sister Linger, don't set yourself on fire." The ruby ring starts falling from the sky. Linger sees the ruby ring, and it flies directly onto her finger. And now that ruby ring comes on Linger's finger, but I don't know what Linger thinks. She notes, "I see Senior Li knew that the Xuan Ho ring would recognize its master, so he didn't immediately help me retrieve it." A woman comes behind Linger and nervously asks, "Sister Linger, can you still hold on?" Linger responds confidently, "It does not matter. As for Senior Li's plan, I will break through the secret realm no matter what." We then see a man who is trying to break the last circle, but it is very difficult for him. He arrives on a flying ship and states to the saints, "Saints, with the power of several major sects, there is absolutely no possibility of opening this last level of the magic circle." After listening to his words, a girl tells him, "As long as the elder is all right, for the final hurdle we can't force it." All the people there think it is very difficult to enter the secret realm, but then someone interjects, "It's too early to say that," and everyone is surprised. We see Linger trying to break the last circle. She breaks it, and using whatever power she has, goes towards the coffin. Everyone is surprised. The old man exclaims, "The highest level coffin! This is a great opportunity. If I can get my hands on the secret treasures within, the Liwa sect will surely prosper. Open the casket!" The man, seeing all these things, warns Linger, "Don't go near that coffin." Hearing this, the old man is also surprised and remarks, "According to the unwritten rules, the first force to break through has priority to choose. Besides, it was the last seal we opened. What if none of us were standing in front? Can you guys come over here?" But the man gets angry and commands all of them, "I will give you two choices, die or leave." After listening to his words, all three get ready to fight. The guy and girl summon something and warn, "If you guys don't go, don't blame me for being rude." As soon as they say this, all three get angry. The old man observes, "A broken spirit nail can lock the cultivator's spiritual power so that the cultivator's spiritual power gradually turns into black ice and finally dries up. What a cruel method." The girl responds, "You are much stronger than your good-for-nothing brother, and I respect you too, but you shouldn't be here." Linger gets angry at the girl and rebukes, "You seize an opportunity like this. If you destroy Senior Li's arrangement, Senior Li will not let you go." But the girl doesn't care at all. She directly grabs Linger's neck and asserts, "Senior Li, even if it's the Emperor, can't restrain me today." After this, the man goes to open the coffin. Gathering his power in one place, he puts it inside the coffin, causing a huge explosion inside. Seeing this, the girl gets scared, and blood starts coming out of her mouth. From inside the coffin, something very dangerous emerges. At the same time, the person also gets hurt by the blast. The evil person catches the man, and the man asks the girl to help him. Everyone is surprised and exclaims, "This is Emperor Li." "What? He's not dead yet?" "No, this is the emperor who turned into a demon, second only to the existence of the evil god." And now we see the evil emperor, who is emanating very dangerous energy from his body. That energy is going directly towards the girl. Then someone arrives at that place and addresses the evil emperor. "Don't be arrogant, you devil. Lion from the Holy Land Tien is here." The girl pleads to the man, "Fellow Taoist, save me. I, Long Swano, am willing to give up all the secret realm treasures this time." The man responds, "Lanzim, retrieve your sex secret treasure, and I'll help you quickly. After listening to both of them, Linger becomes angry and speaks to them, but then someone slaps the woman and Linger, who is none other than the girl. She declares, "The treasure itself has nothing to do with you, Long Xuanzhou. Why did you let him take the treasure, Senior Li? How come I didn't see Senior Li coming to save you in this situation? You just happened to break through the secret realm and want to affect the overall situation? That's ridiculous. The treasures of this secret realm can never be yours." After this, the man starts gathering his power in his fingers and takes out a talisman, pointing it directly towards the evil energy. He remarks, "Evil spirits are everywhere. It looks like it really is a newborn monster." Then an old man arrives at the place, causing the man to salute him. The girl is surprised to see the old man and exclaims, "It turns out that His Highness is second only to the Supreme One, and that sword." The old man steps forward and explains, "This sword was the last sword the Tian Immortal had before becoming an immortal. It already contains a trace of immortal energy. It is a pride to die under this sword, but this makes no difference to the evil emperor." He becomes even angrier and takes out his evil dragon. At the same time, the old man moves his finger and attacks the evil emperor's dragon. The old man assures the man, "You don't need to worry, kid. A pseudo-sword and a new demon lord will suffice." But then something happens that the old man had not imagined. The evil energy goes directly towards the old man and starts burning him. Additionally, due to the effect of that evil energy, the man starts vomiting blood. The evil emperor appears and taunts them. Even the Tian Holy Land's elders couldn't do anything about it. But then Linger steps in front of her, takes out the painting given by Li, and declares seriously, "You're right, I'm not the protagonist of this world, but I know better than you who the protagonist is." When the evil emperor looks at Linger, he thinks, "Sacred fire, follow my way. Since you inherited my power, you must become my slave." Then, with the help of his eyes, the evil emperor does something that Linger had not anticipated, giving her a feeling of hopelessness from his truly powerful power. But Linger takes out the painting, and a lot of light emanates from it, causing all the evil energy to dissipate. A phoenix also emerges from the painting, surprising the evil emperor, who thinks, "A power that doesn't exist in this world. I won't lose. I'm going over the edge." But just as the evil emperor is about to use his power, it doesn't work because the painting starts pulling the evil emperor inside itself. Within no time, the evil emperor disappears. Seeing this, Linger is surprised at what just happened. At the same time, the woman comes behind Linger and tells her, "Sister Linger, you did it! Senior Li will definitely reward you." Many people congratulate Linger, but the girl is very scared and admits, "The demon king that even the Tian Holy Land fears was devoured by the scroll. I'm ashamed to have ruined her practice with such a broken spirit." The girl directly bows down and starts apologizing to Linger. Linger reprimands her. "Do you know that you almost ruined Senior Li's event? You even made insulting comments about Senior Li. It would have been so easy for him to erase your cultivation." Linger summons something and gets hurt by it, then apologizes to Linger and leaves. Linger finds a treasure and says, "This is the supreme magical weapon of Supreme Lia, the city of gods Tiano. It is said to be made of 10,000-year-old Shano wood, and the Tao Yun of Supreme Leo's life is smelted in it." All three become very happy after holding that treasure. The scene shifts to the Imperial Palace, where we see the Emperor of the Fire Kingdom, who is Linger's father and Linger's stepmother. She angrily addresses the Emperor, "Your Excellency, it must be the lowly maid who killed the concubine clan. You must take revenge on the person who killed the concubine. There was an invincible existence behind him." After listening to the Emperor's words, she becomes quiet and is unable to say anything. Then the Emperor puts his hand on his head and commands, "Go, take my wool and invite Princess Linger back. I want to make her the Empress of the next generation of the whole empire." After some time, we see Linger and Senior Li arrive at the palace. Linger tells Li, "Thank you, Senior Li, for the painting. Linger has finished wearing it, and now I am returning it to Senior." She also hands him another item, but Li responds, "The painting was originally given to you, so you don't need to return it to me. But this block of wood is rather interesting, much better than regular firewood." Li examines the treasure and thinks, "If you look closely, this is good material for carving. Come to think of it, my carving skills are considered impeccable, and they must be worth some money if I were to sell them. This is good material for carving. Just help them again. After all, they are already so pitiful." All three are very surprised and look at Li carefully. Li takes out a knife and explains, "Now that you know I have a little understanding of carving, I will help you again." The carving knife provided by this system is still very strong and easy to carve with. A middle-aged man is surprised after seeing the knife and comments, "The carving knife is a wonderful product. It wasn't even weaker than a painting scroll." The old man adds, "Incredible. I clearly sensed that what the carving knife seemed to be carving was the Tao of heaven and earth." Lee starts designing the treasure with the help of the knife and blows on it, transforming the treasure into a beautiful palace, which shocks everyone. They all start crying with joy. Lee finally finishes the treasure in the form of a palace and remarks, "A truly invincible treasure. It could become a supreme tier power. This thing should only exist in the sky." Lee wants to give that treasure to Linger, and everyone is surprised to learn this, especially Linger. Linger takes the treasure and thanks Lee. Additionally, Lee gives her some more decorations, saying, "Here are some more decorations. I'll give them to you." The old man thanks Lee for doing all this, while the middle-aged man looks at the items and thinks, "This time, what Senior Lee gave is definitely a treasure that could accompany them in their lifelong practice." Lee picks up a cat and says, "It's not that serious. It's just a gift. If you want to thank me, why don't you tell me something interesting about the outer world of immortal cultivators? I'm just a human living in a village and have never been outside." After listening to Lee's words, all three are surprised and start thinking, "Senior Lee, it's finally time for the mission." The old man tells Lee, "We'll go through fire and water for Senior Lee. We'll do whatever it takes." Everyone greets Lee, and seeing this, Lee thinks, "Why do these cultivators behave like that at every turn? I just want to hear their stories. It's embarrassing." Lee asks them all to leave, stating, "I am going to the mountain to paint." He thinks to himself, "Unfortunately, poor people like them don't think they're doing well in the world of immortal cultivation, so it's better for them to master their cultivation." Lee leaves, and the three also start leaving. The woman asks Linger, "Sister Linger, what are you looking at?" Linger responds, "There seems to be a crane in this heavenly palace." Then something magical happens, and the palace starts becoming very big, surprising everyone. They say, "This must be Senior Lee's instructions. Let's go inside and take a look." Everyone goes inside the palace and is very happy to see it. They remark, "Is this the interior of the heavenly palace?" The sound of the great Tao booms with long Tao implications, at least at the level of the Pure Land. The old man adds, "Good. It is comparable to a holy object. It can be big or small, and one day of practice here is worth hundreds of years. I think Senior Lee gave us this so we could grow quickly and build up a force capable of doing things for Senior Lee." Linger sits at that place and starts cultivating, thinking, "It's amazing how quickly I was able to train here. In just a few days, my domain." Then we see a man who is aware of Linger's presence and thinks she must be nearby. He says loudly, "Emperor Hua's edict has arrived. Third Princess H. Linger, come out to welcome the edict." They all hear the man's voice and are puzzled. The man repeats, "Where is the third princess? Third princess, hurry out to receive the edict." Linger recognizes the man and thinks, "Golden Armor Commander." The commander announces, "By order of Emperor Hua, the third princess is summoned to return to the imperial capital immediately. Emperor Hua will crown you as the heir to the throne. Third princess, why don't you accept the decree and thank the emperor?" Linger responds loudly, "Accepting the edict? How dare a golden armor guard in front of the palace be so cruel? Are you looking down on me?" The commander gets angry and emphasizes, "Third princess, even though you have noble status, the HCK kingdom has never judged your status since birth. If you don't have a big force behind you and only rely on your own strength, I'm afraid the third princess won't be able to take the position of her royal inheritance today. Even though I'm just a commander of the golden armor in front of the palace, I'm still a great cultivator from the cave void realm. Even His Majesty Emperor would never listen to mere insults from me." Linger starts laughing after hearing the commander's words. The woman asks, "The cave void realm doesn't seem to be out of reach?" Linger moves behind the commander so quickly that he doesn't even notice. The commander attacks, but Linger easily kills him and says, "Today, it's time to avenge my mother's death." The woman, impressed by Linger's power, says, "Sister Linger, you are so powerful now. Even the void cave realm is easily killed by you." Linger declares, "Emperor Hua is ruthless. He seems to have ceded his throne to me, but actually, he has a conspiracy in mind. I plan to take this opportunity to kill him completely and make the entire HCK kingdom available to Senior Lee. It's time to do it and lay down the first power for Senior Lee." On the other hand, Linger's stepmother is very angry and says to the emperor, "How dare mere members of the Leah sect want to kill His Majesty?" The emperor, angry, responds, "If you think you have the protection of an invincible master, then let's try." The emperor sits on his throne when a nervous soldier arrives, saying, "The third princess has entered the palace. I can't stop her." Upon hearing this, the emperor becomes very nervous. His advisor suggests, "It's not too late. You can leave now." However, the emperor's wife urges him, "Your Majesty, Please do something to kill that wretch. Even if she is blessed by great power, Her Majesty is at the Mahayana stage, so it will be easy to kill her. The Emperor responds sadly. Invincible immortal power, I regret to say that all military efforts are futile. The Emperor then goes to meet Linger. He opens the door with great enthusiasm and says, My son, I would like to congratulate you today on your ascension to the position of Lord of the Lu Kingdom. Linger, however, does not appreciate the Emperor's behavior and retorts, That's why I don't like coming to the palace. You're always looking down on others. The Emperor responds, You will soon become the ruler of the H Empire, and you can change all these unpleasant rules. We can change everything in the H Empire. Remember how your mom liked to follow the rules when she told me. When the Emperor mentions her mother, Linger becomes very angry and demands, Shut up! You don't deserve to mention my mom. It's not 15 years ago, and I'm not a little girl anymore. My mom died because of you, but today I can't stay silent anymore. The Emperor replies, Do you remember your mother was my true love? She loved me very much. Otherwise, how could she die for me? Linger, I know you have hatred, so today I will prove it to you. The Emperor grabs his wife's neck and confesses. All this happened because of her, and then he kills her, declaring, She killed your mother back then, and I've long wanted to kill her, but it was only for the stability of the empire. Now it's time to avenge your mother. The Emperor softly says to Linger, Come, my son, I'll put this robe on you. Starting today, you are the Emperor of the Empire. Father will help you manage this empire well. But Linger knows the Emperor's true intentions and retorts, Shameless. No need to put up an unnecessary fight. Today, you will die and be buried with my mother. The Emperor pleads, Can we both talk together? But Linger refuses. Hearing this, the Emperor has no choice left and says, I've counseled you well, but you're so stubborn. If that's the case, then don't blame me for being cruel. The Emperor starts charging himself, and even Linger becomes alert. The Emperor angrily declares, Here, there is a vein of earth fire. For generations, the ancestors of the imperial family have nurtured it with their lives. The bones of the corpses buried within have long given spirit to the earth's fire veins. When they come together, they are powerful enough to burn immortals. The Emperor's eyes turn white as he continues, I am the true fire dragon. Even if it's an immortal, even if the person behind you comes in person, it won't be enough to defeat me. Linger takes out the heavenly palace, and the Emperor attacks her with fire. However, the heavenly palace destroys the dragon, causing one of the Emperor's hands to get cut off. Seeing this, the Emperor is incredulous. What kind of magical weapon is this? Linger steps forward and declares, The most important rule to change in the Empire is the rule of your incompetent Emperor. In a short time, Linger kills the Emperor. She picks up her crown and says, Mother, I have avenged you today. After killing the Emperor, preparations begin for Linger's coronation. Two old men arrive and congratulate her. One of the elders begins, Emperor H, I won't beat around the bush anymore. We came here to see the senior who gave the painting. This is related to the survival of the Zanin realm. The second elder adds, We discovered something hidden in the depths of Sunla Mountain that can change the existence on the mountain. It is precisely because of this that the demon master was resurrected. 3 days ago, an evil god's messenger descended on Mount Sunla, and his purpose seemed to be that artifact. If the evil god succeeds in using Sunla Mountain as his base to transform everything on the mountain, it will be disastrous for the entire southern region and even the Zanin realm. Therefore, our two holy places would like to join hands with that senior to protect the Zanin realm. Listening to the elders, Linger thinks, I thought Senior Li only wanted to subdue demons, but it turns out that such a thing exists in Sunla Mountain. Now it seems that the world in Senior Li's eyes is far beyond our imagination. Senior Li's chess game is too high, too big. We ants can only see a part of it. She then responds to the elders, I can take you to meet Senior Li, but whether or not you can meet him depends entirely on luck. Both elders thank Linger. 2 days later, two girls are approaching the mountain by flying ship. One remarks, Worthy of the old ancestors' testimony. At first glance, it looks like a sleeping dragon. Sister Nan, I heard that the demon here was subdued by a painting. I really don't know what kind of person can paint like that. The pink-haired girl's name is Xiling, and the black-haired girl's name is Nang. They sense spiritual power and are surprised. Xiling comments, This is the Tao realm of the Holy Pen. It rises to the sky. How is it possible for it to influence a spirit-class flying boat from such a long distance? How terrifying this Tao realm is! Xiling asks Nang to follow her, but Nang advises caution. I trust your perception of Tao paintings, but if there really is a supreme master painting, it would be too dangerous to go there rashly. The Tly mountains are full of dangers. Fly the spirit boat low and don't be rude to the creatures. There are too many unknowns in this beam of light. Are you sure you want to go? Xiling, surprised, responds, Sister, just by getting close, the secret method of painting on my body activates automatically. This is the Tao calling. If only I could see it up close, I would die with no regrets. They decide to check it out. Next, we see Lien painting a mountain. The two girls secretly watch him, thinking, this is a real saint painting. Man and Tao are one. Every stroke is a carrier of the great Tao of heaven and earth. What kind of figure painted this? Even the paintings left by the old ancestors are not as shocking as this. Lien signs his painting, and the cat stamps it with its paws. Lien praises the cat. You're very smart. You know how to put stamps. He then notices the girls and thinks, damn it, why did two beautiful women suddenly appear? Oh no, they saw me cuddling my cat. Lien asks, who are you? Xiling responds, Senior, my name is Nanef, and this is my sister Xiling. We were passing by and were intrigued by your paintings, so we couldn't resist coming to see them. Lien thinks, these two girls came with painting boards on their backs. Maybe they are art students impressed by my excellent painting skills. I deserve to be called Senior. He tells them, so that's it. You're also in the same line of work. This is fate. Xiling asks, can I see that painting up close? Nong scolds her. Why would you ask such a question? My sister is not involved in world affairs. Please forgive her if she is rude. Nong thinks, Xiling is too stupid. This is an unfathomable great being, and his paintings contain Tao, making them the greatest treasures. How could a senior be so easily accessible? When Nam carefully looks at the painting, she enjoys it very much and her levels start increasing rapidly, reaching the 9th level of Yening. She feels immense strength and exclaims, what a blessing this painting is! If he didn't enter Sunla Mountain himself, how could he paint it so vividly? Could it be that this senior, Nam also thinks, it is said there is an immortal platform hidden in Sunla Mountain. Since ancient times, those who step into its depths either ascend to the immortal realm, or die. There is no turning back from the immortal platform of the ages. If not for the reappearance of the three immortals, who has such skill, Lien thinks, it's worth getting 2 fans at once, but it's too dangerous for 2 young girls to be in the mountains at this late hour. Xiling thanks Lien for letting her see the painting, and Lien tells them, there's no need to be so polite. Coughing, Lien adds, it's getting dark, and you two are in danger if you stay here. There's nowhere else around, so if you don't mind, you can return to the village with me. Both girls become happy and ask, can we really follow you? After this, we see dark, dense clouds over the village, and thunder is also occurring. 2 demons arrive at the place, who are evil. One of the demons declares, since we are messengers of the evil god, we must remove all obstacles for the evil god. This place feels like a forbidden area. There is no special aura in it. The second demon responds, we should go down. Both demons descend quickly. As soon as they reach the ground, they sense something. The first demon remarks, what a powerful force! So powerful that even the elite generals of the night had difficulty approaching. The second demon adds, even scarier than the Lord's closed retreat. Due to the pressure of that power, the first demon sinks to the ground and wonders, we are supreme beings. Can't we advance just 10 more steps? This seems to be the limit. The demon looks towards Lin's house and questions, what kind of place is this? No matter how hard I try, I can't. We must see it. Such an existence hiding here is too great a threat to the evil god. He becomes angry and declares, even if my demon soul gets burnt, I will proceed. Both demons start increasing their power greatly and move rapidly towards Lin's house. The other demon insists, even if I burn my demon's soul, I'll go in. It's worth dying to send back the things that were left behind at a glance to the evil god. As they are about to reach the place, a very bright light emerges, and a claw, which looks very dangerous, appears. A few moments later, we see the bones of those 2 demons lying at the place. Some people are flying quickly towards the village, and the elder informs them, this mirror can sense monsters thousands of miles away. The messenger of the evil god, I'm afraid he has arrived at that senior's residence. The other elder responds, we should go quickly. The first elder states, it's too late. I'm afraid the 2 of them should have already fought each other. Judging from the reaction of the magic-seeking mirror, the envoy of the evil god is stronger than you and me. I can only hope that the senior will survive for a while longer. I'll speed up to help him. They all quickly reach the village, and the elder tells them, the magic-seeking mirror shows that the envoy of the evil god has arrived, and there has been an explosion of immortal-level demonic power here. Now, they reach near Lin's house. As they look ahead, they are surprised to see the bones of those 2 demons lying in front of them. The elder reveals, this is a demon yiksha bone. A what? Demon Bone Yiksha? Could it be that the two demon generals, but the woman and Linger, are unable to understand anything after looking at those bones? What is this thing, after all? The elder explains. The Yiksha bone is something that the Yiksha demon general will manifest after he dies. This means that both Yiksha demon generals are dead in front of the senior's door, but both of them still cannot understand anything. The second elder comments, this senior's strength not only surpasses the supreme level, but even the immortal level is hard to match. The first elder agrees. An existence like this dares to defy and wait for the evil god. Those two elders are thinking, as supreme beings in the Holy Land, we are not unreachable immortals, but this, killing an immortal, is easy. One must respect and must not fear. Fellow Taoists, can you introduce the two of us to the senior as soon as possible? Lin arrives at that place and asks the woman, what are you doing here? We see Lin arriving with two girls, the woman and Linger. They greet Lin, and Lin tells them, there is no need to be so polite. When both of them look at the elderly fan, they comment, no, this senior seems to have just returned from outside. Besides, there are no traces of battle at all. Could it be that the demon General Yiksha did not meet this senior? So how did they die in front of the courtyard door? Lin becomes very angry when he sees the bones of those two demons and starts cleaning the bones, exclaiming, who put this trash here? Don't you know how to separate trash? The trash is right in front of my door. Lin cleans the bones of the two demons. Seeing this, both elders are surprised and think, trash? The immortal level demon General Yiksha is trash? Then both elders greet Lin, but Lin is confused and asks, who are these two elders? Lin asks both elders, what have you all come to this place to do? Nan is thinking that both these elders are from the highest holy land. The second elder explains, seniors, the Great Dasun map is a powerful work of art in the southern region. Everyone knows about it. We came here to meet you. Lian becomes very happy after hearing this and thinks, it seems that Hinger gained popularity at an auction or somewhere with this painting. Maybe these people came here to buy paintings. Lian invites both elders. Please come with me to the courtyard for a moment to talk. Both respond, please, senior, go in first. We dare not leave before you do. Lian thinks, these two are very polite, and goes ahead commenting, it seems that today the wind is quite strong. The second elder wonders, the wind is quite strong? Did this senior mention anything? As soon as the two elders enter, they feel a lot of pressure. Both are surprised and think, very strong terrain, scary. Fortunately, we followed behind Senior Lian. If we had barged in, we would have died without a burial place. The terrain here feels even more terrifying than the immortal level sect protection formation of the Taiyan Holy Land. The first elder starts coughing, and the second elder observes, why do I feel those two Yiksha demons were simply killed by the fields here? Inside, they are amazed, exclaiming, is that a flat peach? Isn't the flat peach a sacred relic that grows in the immortal realm? They are surprised to see the tree, which emits a lot of energy. The second elder becomes unconscious upon seeing it. Lian asks the two elders to sit, and goes inside his house. The second elder remarks, just one glance almost shakes the foundation of the Tao. This flat peach is truly a divine fruit of the immortal realm. The first elder adds, I'm no better. It's really scary. This flat peach tree most likely already has a spirit. Lian makes tea and brings it. Seeing this, both the woman and Linger become happy. Lian offers them tea, and the other elder thinks, the strongest person like Senior Lian actually offered us tea. Both elders calm down a bit after seeing the woman drinking tea. The first elder drinks the tea, releasing a lot of spiritual energy, which starts flowing inside him. After drinking the tea, both elders become very happy and exclaim, fellow Taoists, this is the rule, a fragment of the rule. Our supreme realm is being perfected. They start crying, saying, our 100 years of suffering is one step ahead today. 1,000 sails on the side of a sinking ship, and 1,000 trees in front of a sick tree. Seeing the two elders very happy, Nam gets surprised and asks, what happened to these two? The elders thank Lian for his kindness, and Lian responds, no need to be so polite. Meeting each other is fate. What's more, we are all in the same boat. He then takes out a painting from behind him, saying, this is today's work, and you've come a long way to see it, so let's see it. At the same time, Lian thinks, I will show the importance of this painting and sell it for a good price. As he opens the painting, he announces, everyone should look at it carefully. Everyone gets ready to see the painting, which is very beautiful. When both elders see the painting, they are very surprised. They bow down after looking at it, thinking, is this the full view of the Sunma mountain range? At a glance, the entire Sunma mountain range is painted alive, and its potential is shown in all its glory. This painting alone is priceless, both elders think. It seems that Senior Li had known for a long time that we were coming, so he prepared this painting. No one has ever come out alive after entering the Sunla Mountains, and this painting must have been made by tracing the entire mountain range. Senior Li was able to come out of the Sunla mountain range in one piece. Lian, seeing the elders' reactions, thinks, judging from their expressions and reactions, they should be satisfied with this painting. They can't talk about the price right away. They are afraid the price will not be what they want. Lian picks up the two elders and asks, "Do you want this?" The second elder responds, "With this painting, it will definitely help us stabilize the big crisis." After listening, Lian thinks, a big crisis? Could the two of them open a painting and calligraphy shop? It seems their business is in danger, and that's why they need a real treasure to go forward. Lian gives the painting to both of them. The two elders, taking the painting, think, it seems that Senior Li intentionally gifted this painting to us so that we could do something. Since the senior has an order, there must be a purpose. Listening to the elders, Lian thinks, they took this painting and didn't pay or ask the price. A bit outrageous. Lian, moving his hand forward, demands, "Pay with one hand, deliver with the other. No credit." After hearing this, the elders step a little distance away and talk among themselves. The first elder says, "Seniors definitely don't want to get involved in karma." The second elder agrees. Yes, the scarier a person is, the more he worries about karma. The Sunla Mountains are a complicated place for karma, so Senior Li definitely doesn't want to get involved in it. That's why he needs what is called money. This way, cause and effect are resolved. The first elder asks, "But are spirit stones useful for Senior Li?" The second elder takes out a box, and the first elder also takes out a box. Together, they give the boxes to Lian, saying, "This is all we have." Lian becomes happy with the boxes and thinks, "Not light. Is it silver or gold?" Both are very generous. Lian sits down with the boxes and says to them, "Thank you both for coming. If you need anything else in the future, you can always come to me." Listening to this, both elders think, it seems like the senior has already predicted what will happen later. He prepared the big picture. Both of them say to Lian, "Thank you, senior. We are very grateful. We bid you farewell and will come back again to pay our respects to the senior next time." Lian responds, "Okay, then I won't hold you back." As the elders leave, the first elder comments, "This senior is really scary. My back is already drenched in sweat." The second elder says, "At first, we underestimated Senior Li, but now it seems that he is really an immortal. Even the immortal realm is not low. There's even a flat peach. He's probably senior to Shenu." Both elders imagine Lian and think, in the immortal realm throughout history, there were only a handful of heavenly beings who could enter the immortal realm. Now that a master of the immortal realm has descended into the mortal world, he must have a big conspiracy. The first elder says to the second, "Brother Dao, in his eyes, our two holy lands are just pawns." The second elder responds, "Not just us. Didn't you see the two girls who followed the senior with lutes and painting boards on their backs? They are from the three supreme holy lands in Zhangguo. Fellow Taoist, the holy land is a pawn in this chess game. Not just for the southern region. It's hard to imagine how big the plan is." The first elder thinks, the Holy Land is a pawn. After they leave, Linger says to Lian, "Senior, thank you for the treasure. We are now already in the Empire and have established our foothold, so we came to report to you." Lian thinks, after listening to her words standing firm, it seems like they got a good price for the painting I gave them. Maybe they've even opened a shop or something and have a place to live. Lian, smiling, says to Linger, "That's good for you. Work hard, and your life will always get better if you are willing to fight." The woman and Linger become very happy after hearing this and think, Senior Li asks us to work well for him so that we can have a bright future. The woman then says to Lian, "By the way, Senior, when Lu Ming and Hong Xian get their hands on that precious painting, they will definitely create a storm in the southern region. When the time comes, shall we go?" Listening to the woman, Lian smiles and thinks, haha, these people's little thoughts. Lu Ming and the others with my painting will definitely publicize it. Maybe they will hold calligraphy and painting exhibitions, auctions, and the like. They definitely want to show their face on such occasions and expand their business. They only ask because they want to get some calligraphy and paintings of themselves to calm the atmosphere. Lian tells them, "If you want to leave, you can leave. If you need anything, I will help you." Then, Lian fills a cup of tea and asks both girls, "What are you planning to do today?" Xiling blushes and asks, "Can I learn to paint with you?" Nan gets angry after hearing this and exclaims, "Xiling, how dare you be so bold? It's a great honor for us to be entertained by the senior today. How could you make such a disrespectful request?" Hearing this, Xiling becomes silent and lowers her head. Lian stands up and thinks, Did it bother her? Was she worried that learning to paint would delay her sister's training? It's true, my family worried that I would fall behind in my studies if I kept reading novels. Nan apologizes to Lian, saying, I'm sorry, senior. Just because Xiling is still very new to this world, she made an excessive request. Please don't take offense. Nan thinks, Xiling, don't you understand? This senior is the one who killed the Demon King with a painting a few days ago. Then, a system notification appears in front of Lian, stating, System task, accept and teach them. Take 2 people as interns. Lian is a little surprised after seeing the system notification. Lian looks at the task and thinks, can I refuse? But if it really delays their studies, let's try. He coughs and addresses both of them. I actually think that learning skills like music and painting outside of school hours is a good thing. If you two can, I would like to accept you both as disciples. Nan is surprised and asks, Senior, what you're saying is, accept both of us. Xiling becomes very happy when she hears this. Lian asks Nan, are you unwilling? Nan bows her head and responds, sorry, senior, it's not that I don't want to, but I'm practicing how to play the lute while you're practicing how to paint. Lian thinks, this little girl is worried that her major isn't the right one. Smiling, he suggests, can you play your lute for me? Nan plays, and she plays it very well. Listening to her, Lian thinks, this girl does have some ability in playing the harp, but she still has shortcomings. Xiling is happy hearing Nan's playing and compliments. You play very well, Lian tells Nan. Your foundation is not bad, but you are too attached to your fingers, and you have corrupted the spirit for the sake of technique. That is a big mistake. I'll use your lute to play. Nan thinks, Senior not only knows how to paint but also how to play the lute. She recalls, when I was in the holy land of Sandal, Master said I was not good at strumming the lute, so I should continue to strengthen my strumming. Why did Senior Li say I was too attached to the strumming? Lian drinks his tea and explains, great dexterity, heavy sword. Listen to this song of mine. He plays a very melodious song, and Nan is surprised after hearing it. She starts imagining the song and thinks, very smooth. This is the feeling of enlightenment. Lian plays a song that breaks her heart, and she wonders, where can I find my soulmate? Tears start flowing from her eyes, and she feels, with this song, Nan will die without regrets. Lian inquires, now will you be my disciple? Both Nan and Xiling agree. Lian's task is completed, and he informs them, from now on, you will stay here. They express their gratitude, and as Lian starts leaving, he reflects, this is one step closer to becoming a cultivator. I really don't know how long it will be before I become a cultivator. Perhaps I'm destined to be an ordinary person. In another location, we see the Tian Holy Land and the same 2 elders moving forward. 2 masters come in front of them. Tian Holy Land Master Spiritual Supreme and Zhang Holy Land Master Yuanyang Supreme. The first master observes, looking at this Tao painting, I understand why the Sunma Mountains are a forbidden place. It seems like this is really a powerful immortal from the lower realms. The second elder asserts, Honorable Holy Masters, from my point of view, this senior was really calculating. He gave us the Tao map to make it easier for us to get into the Tian Mountains. This also means that big changes in the Sunma Mountains are likely to happen. A soldier comes running and nervously reports, in the Sunma Mountains, the earth cracked and beasts appeared. Some undetectable creatures have come out. We see a dangerous dragon emerging from the mountain, with a lot of thunder falling in that place. Even the cat gets scared after seeing the thunder. At the same time, Lian wakes up after hearing the sound of thunder, and, in his sleep, thinks, why is there a rumbling sound? Is it going to rain? The next day, Lian wakes up feeling much fresher. Xiling and Neon come in front of him and greet him. Good morning, Lian. Neon steps forward and mentions, Master, we want to get some water to wash our faces. Lian responds, leave it to me, and heads towards the well. At the same time, a lot of spiritual energy is emanating from the well. Observing this, they both remark, but I only saw a holy spring glimmer from the ground in the courtyard. I guess it was placed here by the Master for cultivation and should not be polluted. Yes, the holy aura of the spring can almost solidify into a solid object, so I'm afraid only the highest level can enjoy it. Lian draws water from the well and instructs them. Heat this water before using it, then wash your faces afterward. Both are very surprised after seeing the water, thinking to themselves, this is holy spring water. When Lian gives that water to the chickens, they are even more astonished. Xiling notes, Sis, the teacher mentioned that the firewood he cut wasn't the blackwood that was there. When they wash their faces with the holy water, their skin begins to glow and becomes very soft. Xiling then asks, Sister, can I drink this water? Hearing this, Neon, angry, retorts, don't embarrass the Master, Xiling. We must forget the poor life we lived in the Holy Land before. Later, Lian calls both of them for breakfast. When they approach, they are very surprised to see the meal, and their facial expressions change. Both approach Lian, who hands them chopsticks, explaining. The chickens haven't been laying many eggs lately, so we'll have to start with vegetable porridge first since we don't have any eggs. We'll make do with what we have. But both are shocked, and Neon, trembling, comments, a bowl of this porridge is a very potent medicine. Even a leaf or root would be treasured and considered a sacred object in the 3 highest holy lands. The little white cat also comes to the table, and Leon caresses it lovingly. Neon is now ready for breakfast, and both begin eating just like a cat. Leon advises, eat slowly, I have more. As they eat the breakfast, it feels like heaven, and Shilling requests more from Leon, as does Neon. Seeing this, the little white cat is surprised, thinking that it is very hungry. After some time, both are very happy after eating breakfast, and all 3 are full. Then, when they see Leon, they are a little surprised. Leon is feeding the chickens, and Shilling comments to Neon, sis, why do I feel a bit strange about this free-range chicken? What the master is feeding is definitely not a mortal species, most likely some kind of beast, right? Did you not notice that what the master used to feed the chickens was all holy medicine? Leon then approaches Shilling with an egg in his hand, but it is not an ordinary egg. There's a phoenix inside it. Leon informs Shilling, since you are full, it's time to practice. Shilling, your task today is to draw this egg. Shilling catches the egg and starts examining it carefully, commenting, I feel like I'm holding something extraordinary. Neon, looking at the egg, adds, this egg contains boundless fire spirit energy, like a dormant volcano, and on top of the egg shell there is a faint flame-colored phoenix pattern. What kind of egg is this? The master mentioned that she often eats eggs like this. Leon, from the front, inquires, how is it? Do you think painting eggs is easy? Leon begins teaching Shilling about painting, explaining, the most important thing in painting is basic skill. Basic skill, in fact, allows you to see through phenomena to the essence. If you can paint a simple subject tens of thousands of times, then you truly understand it. You must be able to see the subject as if it were your own. Shilling, bowing before Leon, admits. Shilling knew she was wrong. Just then, someone knocks on Leon's door. Leon goes to the door and opens it, finding his aunt there. She informs Leon, sure, let me tell you, there was an earthquake last night. Many mountains collapsed, but our village didn't move at all. Amazing. Many birds and animals in the mountains died at the entrance of the village. They were all first-class animals, and the meat is delicious. It's just that the skin is thick, and everyone's steel knives were destroyed. Fortunately, you gave me a kitchen knife before. The kitchen knife works. I'll cut it all up, and I'll send you the hind legs. When all 3 hear that an earthquake occurred, they are extremely shocked, and Leon is also surprised. How could an earthquake hit this mountain? Next, a flying ship heads towards Sunli Mountain. On board are 2 people from the Shilling and Nunning sections. The first man remarks, Brother Timing, when Sunli Mountain fully opens, the holy relics left behind by our ancestors will definitely emerge. The other man retorts, I still wonder why old Ghostymos sent his 2 female disciples here beforehand. It turns out they wanted to claim the holy relics for themselves. The first man smiles and reassures him, Brother, you worry too much. What kind of storm can 2 small cultivators in the interference stage cause? Aang, Zhu Exen, you 3 lead our people to find Nanfang and Zling and bring them back to the sect, dead or alive. Meanwhile, Leon and the 2 girls arrive at the village. Leon is surprised by what he sees. Many disasters have befallen this place, and many spirit beasts lie dead. The sight leaves the girls both surprised and nervous, but Nanfang reassures Zling, with Master around, even natural disasters wouldn't dare come close. Haven't you noticed? Within a radius of thousands of miles, only this small mountain village remains intact. The villagers slept soundly through the night, unaware of what was happening outside. And look, many powerful beasts lie dead here. When Zling sees the villagers easily butchering a giant tortoise, she is astonished. That's no ordinary beast. It's a spirit beast, and a high-level one at that. Yet the villagers are cutting it up with kitchen knives made by Leon. These are all sub-level spirit beasts, and now ordinary villagers are using them to fill their stomachs. She thinks of Leon and concludes, the blessing of absolute power. When all beings are blessed, everyone is equal. I am enlightened. This is all because of my master. Leon, deep in thought, wonders, how do these earthquakes happen? Just as mountains exist because of continental plates, they can also be crushed. Fortunately, this village is fine. It's a place chosen by the system, so it must be the safest. Just then, the village elder approaches and asks Leon, you have a lot of knowledge. What do you think is going on here? Nothing will happen to us, right? Leon smiles and reassures the elder. There is no need to worry. Our village is safe. Hearing this, both girls feel relieved. Suddenly, Zling and Nanfang hear someone shouting loudly and see a flying ship approaching. 2 cultivators on board have come to kill Zling and Nanfang. Seeing them, The girls become alert, but Nan Fong comments, Master, we were originally disciples of the 3 Holy Lands. Not long ago, our original master was framed, and we were ordered to come to Mount Sumli to seek help. Leon, overhearing, asks, 3 Holy Lands? What are they? Nan Fong explains, Our Holy Lands patriarch was quite prominent in the 3 disciplines of music, painting, and calligraphy. All disciples practice all 3. Hearing this, Leon thinks to himself, this is a school made of literary and artistic youths. Why are they so angry? Are they yelling because they think I brought naughty children here to play around? I'm already a famous tutor at this level. I'll show them what I'm capable of. As the 2 cultivators descend rapidly to catch the 2 girls, they suddenly stop when they see a woman cutting the beast with a kitchen knife made by Leon. Sweat begins to fall from their foreheads as fear overtakes them. Realizing the danger, they retreat to their flying ship and urgently call out, Start the ship! Hurry up and get out of here! One of them, visibly shaken, observes, that knife, even the sand and tortoise shell, which couldn't be broken by the so-called supreme being, was like tofu crumbs under that knife. This place is terrifying. It's not something we can handle. The 2 cultivators quickly flee the scene on their flying ship. Watching them leave, Leon is puzzled. Why are they going? He wonders. Seeing this, Zling feels proud and relieved, thinking, with Master here, we need not fear them. Even the highest beings can't do anything against him. She reflects further. Speaking of reasons, I'm afraid your Majesty is not qualified to bear them. Meanwhile, the 2 men on the flying ship from earlier are discussing their disciples. One comments, Our 2 disciples are returning. The other responds, I guess the hidden danger has been resolved, and the items left behind by our ancestors are only available to our heirs. But as their disciples return in haste, they nervously report, Master, something big has happened. Nan Fong and Zling entered the forbidden place. It's too scary. An old woman cut the sand and turtle with one knife. That kitchen knife contains a great aura. Just by looking at it from a distance, I felt a deadly threat. If I got any closer, I'm afraid I'd be crushed. The Forbidden Land was not affected at all by the great changes on Mount Sunli. This is terrible. Upon hearing the disciples' words, the man becomes angry and remarks, What kind of useless things are you saying? Looks like we'll have to handle this ourselves. The other man remarks, It's strange that this place is still undamaged when the Sunli Mountains have collapsed. The first man, sensing something off, adds, I can't feel the slightest difference. Let's dive in and explore first. The second man smiles, eager to see what kind of character would dare to accept those 2 rebels and fight against the Sanu Holy Land. He shouts loudly, Nong and Zling, 2 rebels, come out and die. When they hear the voice, they immediately recognize it. Nong exclaims, No, it's Elder Shai's voice. Seeing both of them nervous, Leon asks, Elder Shai? It sounds like a high-level figure, so it's an elder? Zling confirms, They are coming. Leon thinks to himself, The teacher is too aggressive. It looks like she's going to physically punish the students, which isn't good. He reassures them, No problem, I will confer with them. What have they taught you? Nan explains that Elder Shurtai is proficient in calligraphy, and Elder Timing is skilled in music, with the flute as his instrument. Hearing this, Leon starts laughing, thinking, Music and calligraphy? That's exactly what I'm good at. Leon takes out a brush and prepares to write, saying, I've got it. Wait a minute. But Zling and Nong, seeing the brush in Leon's hand, become fearful. Zling wonders aloud, Why do I feel that what the teacher holds is not a brush, but a peerless sword? Nong adds, What realm is this when the brushes are aligned? Leon instructs Zling, Take this calligraphy and frame it above the courtyard door. As he thinks to himself, Let's start by naming the page something that exudes a strong learning atmosphere, so they don't get the wrong idea when they see it. Soon after, the other man arrives, seething with anger. It's him! The rebels are indeed here. Zling, you're really here. Where's Nong? Why don't you 2 immediately follow me back to the Holy Land and apologize? Zling stands firm, replying, Sister Nong and I have taken Senior Leon as our teacher, so don't be presumptuous. Enraged, the man quickly advances to attack Zling, drawing his brush. Ridiculous! How dare you quit the sect? Today I'll clean it up! As he moves forward, Zling calmly shows him the calligraphy written by Leon. The man freezes, his eyes starting to bleed, and he mutters in surprise, Thinking and learning, there is no limit to the sea of thought, and cultivators are all boats, struggling to seek the laws of this world, seeking heaven and earth outside, and seeking a genuine heart inside. Is my heart genuine? The first man, noticing the second man's condition, urgently instructs, Close your eyes now. This is the path of the saints. You don't need to look any further. If you continue, you'll die. The second man responds, It's enough to die in the morning, brother. I have seen the best calligraphy. Suddenly, he begins running like a madman. The first man, bewildered, mutters, Has he gone mad? Then, with rising anger, he demands, Zling, what kind of existence is behind you? Zling, while placing the calligraphy on the wall, calmly replies, You're not qualified to know who my teacher is. The man suddenly hears a sound and freezes, his mind filled with the imagery of the great river flowing to the east, sweeping away all the romantic figures of all time. He starts to disappear, saying, "Brother, I heard the Tao in the morning, and I will die in the evening. I realize it now." In moments, he vanishes, leaving only his flute behind. The two disciples, witnessing this, are shocked. How is this possible? Elder Timing, one of the most promising immortals in the holy land of Sinu, has passed away. Leon steps out of his house, glancing around. Have those people gone? He asks. Zling picks up the flute from the ground, surprised. This is Elder Timing's weapon, she notes. Leon dismisses it, advising her to throw it away. The weapon has already been used by her, and it's full of her salivating aura. He muses as he walks away. What kind of flute is made of iron? It sounds like a whistle. With a teacher like that, no wonder the student came here to make a scene. Meanwhile, a cultivator holds a talisman in his hand, breaking it. The other cultivator, surprised, asks, "Brother, this is a jade talisman from the Holy Land. Are you going to inform the Patriarch and all the Supreme Elders about the situation here?" The first cultivator replies, "2 elders, 1 dead and 1 crazy. Isn't that serious enough?" Energy emanates from the talisman, taking the form of an elder. The elder asks, "What's the problem?" The cultivator reports, "Patriarch, 2 rebels, Nang and Zling, have defected from the sect and joined others to kill Elder Timing. Elder Sha was nowhere to be found. I appealed to the great elders to provide immediate support to kill these rebels and avenge Elder Timing's death." The elder responds, "I understand." The scene shifts to the holy land of Sinu, where several figures are gathered. One of them questions, "Chairman, with such a powerful existence, do we really want to avenge the great elder?" The chairman responds, "Isn't it too early to launch an outright holy war before we understand what's going on?" Another person speculates, "Did the 2 disciples die at the foot of Mount Sunli? I recall that the eternal ascension platform in the Sunli Mountains is about to open, and beneath it lie countless treasures left behind by our predecessors when they ascended into eternity." After this, the woman, Linger, and the old man arrive at the place and read the calligraphy written on the wall. "Think and learn, so dominant, so spontaneous." The old man observes, surprised by the aura emanating from the calligraphy. He remarks, "Just by looking at it, I feel an unimaginable aura. If a sword cultivator were to come here, I'm afraid he would be able to understand the supreme sword technique from this calligraphy." All 3 of them then enter Leon's house, bowing as they greet him. "Senior Chen Ning and the others have come to welcome you." Leon, happy to see them, invites them closer. As they bow again, Leon remarks, "I assume your visit is related to what Luo Ming and the others are planning, correct?" Linger asks, "Senior, do you have any suggestions for us this time?" Leon, noticing her nervousness, reassures her, "It's okay, just calm down. There's no need to be too worried about things like this. But since you're here, I'll give you something. Last time, I gave Luo Ming the 10,000 mountain dragon painting. I suppose they were having a calligraphy and painting exhibition, auction, or something. Now it seems that exhibition is about to start, so I'll help them out again." In his usual style, Leon pulls something from beside him, presenting it to them. "This is the paper, ink, and the sword that shatters the sky." Both Linger and the woman are surprised by the items. Leon also gives them the immortal palace and instructs, "This time, you will leave with this book and painting. Since they want to show the world, let's show the world what real writing and painting are all about." The woman and Linger take the 2 treasures and prepare to leave. Linger confidently says to the woman, "With these 2 supreme treasures from Senior Leon, even though the Sunli Mountains are dangerous, we need not be afraid to enter." The woman, pleased, adds, "Well done, let's go and support the holy land of Tian and Zhang." The scene then shifts to another place, where an elder sits down, tired. The first elder is also present, and the second elder reports, "Sacrificing the holy land's quasi-immortal weapon finally stabilized the situation. A few days into the collapse of the Sunli Mountains, our 2 holy land allied forces have suffered many deaths and injuries." The first elder agrees, "Yes, and while many of the great dangers in the Sunli Mountains no longer exist after the collapse, the remaining part is just as thrilling." Suddenly, the second elder's sword starts moving, surprising him. An unexpected event unfolds before them, leaving everyone in shock as an immortal platform opens. A man approaches the platform, but a bright light emanates from the immortal door, directly hitting him and turning him into stone. They notice that many others in the area have also turned into stone. The masters of the Holy Land arrive, and the second master, surprised by the sight, states, "The next allied army cannot enter. Only the Supreme can step into this place. The light of eternal tribulation ahead is the most real test. Even the slightest imperfection will turn you into clay and return you to dust. All those here are dead, including supreme beings and even quasi-immortals." The first master adds, "The light of eternal tribulation is a great test for supreme beings. Only if you can withstand the slash of the light of eternal tribulation can you ascend to the immortal platform and enter the immortal realm. Otherwise, it will all be for nothing." Suddenly, an evil energy passes between the 2 masters, shocking them. The evil energy starts gathering in one place, and there, the evil god appears. Addressing the gathered individuals, the evil god mocks them. You bunch of ants want to seize the immortal chance? Today, I will fulfill your wish. Using his evil energy, the evil god forms a menacing face in the sky and conjures numerous hands, each holding different weapons. The second master challenges the evil god, asking, "Do you plan to devour us?" The first master, preparing to defend, uses his secret plate to attack the evil god. He declares, "Today, all the supreme beings in the southern regions are gathered here. I won't let you leave so easily." However, his attack has no effect on the evil god, who starts laughing maniacally. The evil god then launches a counterattack, leaving both masters shocked and unsure of what to do. At that moment, Linger arrives, bringing the immortal palace with her. Because of the immortal palace, everyone was saved from the attack of the evil god. But when they all entered the immortal palace, they were astounded. They exclaimed, "What is this palace? Why do I feel so small? This palace contains the immortal Dao laws, and even more, fire-related Dao laws are everywhere. Could this be a real immortal artifact?" At the same time, the immortal palace was able to block the light of the immortal door, which left them even more astonished. The second master remarked, "What is this treasure? It can block the light of eternal tribulation." Linger then addressed the two masters. "Everyone, the light of eternal tribulation has been shattered. We can go out and kill the evil god." They turned back to her. "I had heard that behind the entire empire, there was an existence that surpassed supreme beings. Now that I've seen it, it turns out to be true. May I ask, girl, has such an existence become immortal?" The two elders grew nervous, thinking, "Immortal? That person is a being who can kill immortals without even lifting a finger." Just then, a beautiful girl named Zhang arrived at the scene and addressed Linger. "May I see this holy palace? And by the way, where did you get it?" As soon as the two masters saw Zhang, they were terrified, thinking, "Such a terrifying aura. Her realm is above that of supreme beings. Her aura is no less than that of an evil god." The second elder approached Linger and, bowing down, added, "No, this is an immortal artifact. You can't fake it easily." Linger replied to Zhang, "This was a gift from my senior," then calmly interjected, "Don't worry, I don't have the guts to offend the owner of this artifact." You examined the holy palace carefully, then climbed onto the immortal platform. As she departed, she commented to Linger, "There are great opportunities on the immortal platform, but also great dangers. I want to prevent you from this, but since there is a supreme being behind you, I don't think there is anything wrong. If there is time after becoming immortal, I will visit the holy palace's master again." Zhang continued walking on the immortal platform, and not far from her was the evil god, who was just about to arrive. He looked back at Zhang. "I'm just one step away from becoming immortal. Who can stop me?" Zhang stared at the evil god. "You don't know anything about that senior's power." Once again, that light emerged from the immortal door, but the evil god didn't care. "I don't care. Once I'm immortal, can he still stop me?" The spiritual power within the throne transformed into immortal power, and when the second master witnessed this, he was shocked and exclaimed, "He can purify everything. He has become immortal." The immortal light also fell on Zhang, but it did nothing to her. She addressed Linger. "Miss, my name is Zhang. Please tell that senior that I am willing to take the lead in killing the evil god." All the cultivators moved forward to climb onto the immortal platform, exclaiming, "Even evil gods can become immortal? Is this the opening of the path to immortality? This is the greatest opportunity in thousands of years. Finally, the heavens will not let us cultivators down." Linger and the women grew a little tense. One of the women turned to Linger. "Sister, what should we do now? The evil god has become immortal." But Linger reassured, "Believe in the senior. Even if he becomes immortal, he is nothing to be afraid of." Now that the evil god had become immortal, he transformed and declared, "I have become immortal. The breath of the immortal Tao flows through my body." Meanwhile, a man sat above the clouds, fishing. The fish are all in the net and ready to be pulled in. With his fishing rod, the man started absorbing the evil god's energy, causing the evil god to start shouting. At the same time, the man also began absorbing Zhang's power, worsening the situation. Zhang exclaimed, "This is not an opportunity at all. It is a trap. The immortal ascension platform is governed by the immortal domain. Are you not afraid of the sanctions from the immortal domain if you act recklessly?" The man continued absorbing all their power, and the old man with a missing tooth smiled. "When all the ants in this world turn into Bonak Kaku, the world tree will become something rootless that can be easily obtained. This army of mine will completely conquer the southern region of the Shunin realm." The man increased his power further, causing Zhang great pain as her immortal blood started flying in the air. Then someone arrived at the scene. "Who has alerted the lower realms to the immortal ascension platform?" Another man responded to the immortal. "This person has set up a killer trap on the immortal ascension platform to kill us. Please, immortal realm, bring justice." Hearing this, the immortal questioned, "Who are you? Do you want to challenge the immortal realm by committing murder on the immortal ascension platform?" But it didn't matter to that man. He directly attacked the immortal. "Just a small sect without a name, unworthy of representing the immortal domain. How dare a small projection of immortal immortals behave like that? Due to the man's power, the immortal disappeared from that place. The man commented, with my original body here, no matter how many projections there are, they are no match for this immortality. What other tricks do you have against me? Take them all out. Jang, growing very angry, shouted, oh my god, how could such an evil person become immortal? The foundation of our southern region is now at risk. Both the immortal realm and the Black Hand have appeared. What have you done? Linger, very excited, thought. Senior Lee, we're ready. I thought Senior was trying to kill an evil god, but now I realize that Senior's target is actually an immortal. The sword intent paper given by Lian surrounds the man, who is shocked and exclaims, This is a powerful sword intent. Just then, a huge sword appears from the sky, making the man very nervous. Linger comes up behind him and says, before kneeling down, greet Senior Lee's sword intent. The man grows angry at Linger's words and declares, I am truly immortal. Who can bring me to my knees? But in that instant, the man is forced to his knees by the pressure of the sword, which then kills him on the spot. Only the giant sword remains, and the evil god is also dead. Janghua, witnessing this, becomes happy and comments, the moment the sword intent came out, the evil god disappeared. The scene then shifts to the southern region border of the Shinin realm, where many soldiers surround a lone man. The man, severely injured from fighting them all, says, none of the immortals are willing to support the southern border. The people at the border of the southern territory turn a blind eye to this, just because one generation of southern region immortal kings defeated them all. Oh, immortal king, why haven't you returned yet? As he shouts, die! A bright light suddenly shines, killing all the soldiers in one stroke. This power is none other than the power of sword intent, which annihilates them all. The man, in tears, cries out, congratulations, immortal king! Is that you? Apparently you still remember us, your subordinates. The scene returns to Linger, who is overjoyed. She exclaims, immortal bloodshed, quasi-immortal kneeling. This is just one of Senior Lee's feats. Everyone greets Linger, who responds, please stand up. All of this is Senior Lee's work. I only work for Senior Lu. Janghua steps forward and says to Linger, the true god was punished, and the sword pierced the southern territory. What incredible courage! Goddess, can you take me to see Senior Lee? The second elder adds, goddess, if possible, I would also like to meet Senior Lee. Watching them, the woman thinks, these masters of the Holy Land and these women, this generation will become immortal. Linger then asks the woman, Chen Ning, what do you think? The woman replies, Senior Lee is very fond of a quiet and ordinary life. I don't think he wants to be disturbed. However, we can directly ask Senior Lee if he allows it or not. Both masters agree. Of course, we'll see what that senior figure looks like. The master then presents a treasure, saying, Holy Messenger, all these lands are stained with the blood of true immortals. This is an incredible treasure. Can we collect it? The second master questions, Master, Senior, aren't you asking for payment? The first master smiles. Yes, that's right. If you can refine it using true immortal blood, you might become immortal directly. Jangi adds, I have seen the peerless true immortal path, and the rest is dust. At that moment, two lights shine brightly, surprising both masters. As they look closely, they are astonished. The second master gasps, this is a lute and pen from the Holy Land of Sunju. Legend has it that after becoming immortal, the three immortal gods did not take their immortal weapons to the immortal realm but left them in the Shinin realm for future generations. At the same time, Jang, also gazing at the two treasures, remarks, no wonder the Sunju Holy Land in central Jango mobilized its troops to come to the southern region. Now we understand why. After this, the scene shifts to a different place. An entire army has gathered, and among them, a man sitting on a crow declares, I am from the sacred land of Sunju, here for revenge. Are the criminals who harmed the two supreme beings, Tai Ming and Shirai, at the front? A soldier replies, Lords, the two supreme beings, Tai Ming and Shirai, are transforming in the small village ahead. The scene shifts again, now showing Leon's residence. Everyone has arrived to meet Leon, and Jianu looks at the words written on the calligraphy, reading aloud. Think and learn. Think and learn is dangerous with a sword that shatters the skies of the southern region, like lifting up the world. The domineering chi that flows into the universe is different, and contains the great wisdom of entering the Tao, which is mysterious and elusive. The woman knocks on the door, and they hear Leon's voice from inside. You may come in. Both of them step forward and bow before Leon. Leon asks, how is it going? Did everything go well? Leon is also thinking, as he looks at both of them, that his paintings and calligraphy seem to have attracted attention. He muses, perhaps this big exhibition auction isn't such a bad idea after all. The women and Linger reply, thanks to your calligraphy and painting, everything went well. Additionally, we were also given 2 items to bring back. Next, we see NAF, whose lute string breaks as she appears in front of Leon, showing the lute and saying, after the ancestors left thousands of years ago, we have been searching for this lute and pen. Our holy land has searched for them for years without finding them. Leon looks at the treasure given by Linger and remarks, so this is an antique from thousands of years ago. It must be very valuable, he thinks. It seems seems that Linger and the others have already started making money from their business, and they even specifically searched for antiques to give to me. Then Leon says to both of them, in that case, thank you very much. Since these 2 items are destined for you, you may accept them. He also thinks, although it is an antique from thousands of years ago, the quality and texture are really too ordinary. Leon gives both treasures to them, which makes them very happy. They thank Leon, and the woman comes forward, saying, by the way, Senior, there are some people outside who are also involved in this matter. They wish to visit you. I wonder if you are willing to receive them? Hearing this, Leon starts thinking. It seems that by giving Linger calligraphy and paintings this time, it must have attracted their attention again at the painting and calligraphy exhibition. Is this considered popularity? Leon says to the women. Alright, invite them in. All 3 of them become happy when they hear that Leon has agreed to let them come inside. Then, all 3 enter, and Xiangu goes directly to Leon, saying, Immortal Tao, the supreme immortal Tao, here it is. The 2 masters look around, saying, what a frightening aura. It's as if everywhere is filled with such a terrifying presence. I feel like an ant. Jenga kneels down in front of Leon, surprising him. He asks, girl, what are you doing? Leon thinks, what is this? What is this situation? Kneeling when we meet? These calligraphy enthusiasts are really exaggerating. One after another, both elders also bow down in front of Leon, and Linger and the women both think. The identities of the 3 are among the highest in the entire Shenin realm, a quasi-immortal and 2 holy masters. Leon says to all 3 of them, I'm just an expert in some small things. How dare I accept such praise from all of you? The second master replies, Senior is a great master of his craft, a calligrapher making me kneel down. Now that I can see Senior, even if I die, I won't regret it. Jenga rises and asks, Senior, may I follow you and listen to your teachings? After hearing Jan's request, Leon thinks, why are there other apprentices? Why are you interested in being my apprentice? Then the woman comes to Leon and says, Senior, this time, thanks to your help, they even let go of the great opportunity to come and ask you for advice. Leon says to Jangu, I will not accept any more disciples for now, but since you have a strong heart in Taoism, I might explain to you what you want to ask. When Jenga hears this, she is shocked, thinking, to get answers from such a person, what a precious opportunity. What should I ask? I have to think of something. Leon places his hand on Janga's shoulder and says, don't be nervous. Meeting is destiny. Just ask whatever you want. But Leon is thinking, I have the same mindset when I study. If I have to ask a teacher, I have to think twice about doing so, for fear that the teacher will think I'm stupid. Jenga asks, may I ask, Senior, what is an immortal? Both masters are surprised after hearing Jenga's question, and Leon thinks deeply. Immortal? I am not a cultivator, and what they obviously ask about is the field of calligraphy and painting. The room falls silent as everyone waits for Leon's answer. Leon replies, immortals are living beings. A blade of grass, a grain of sand, a chicken, everything is eternal to the naked eye. Nature looks ordinary, but true transcendence, true eternity is hidden within the ordinary. If you want to understand what is white, you must understand what is black. If you want to understand what is right, you must understand what is wrong. If you want to understand what is eternal, you must understand what is transitory. After listening to Leon's answer, Jenga reflects, is this the reason why the ancestors hid in ordinary places? She thinks, after I became quasi-immortal, I have been hiding in the deep ice, waiting for a chance to become immortal, thinking that only in this way can I cultivate a pure heart of immortality. Have I taken the wrong path? To understand what is white, I must first understand what is black. If I want to understand what is eternal, I must understand what is transitory. Well, I think I got it. Leon then tells Jangu, this is the reason why I always ask Xing to paint eggs. Calligraphy or painting, the only way to enter this Taoism is to see the laws of mundane objects. Now Jangu is satisfied with Leon's answer, and she thanks him. Leon tells her, it's just an answer. No need to think too much. Don't just stand there. I have some new peaches in my yard today, so I'll treat you all. After this, when they see the peach tree, they are very surprised, especially the masters. Xiangu is also shocked, saying, Is this a peach tree? Such treasures only exist in the eternal realm, and we actually have a chance to taste them. When Jenga looks ahead, she sees the women, Linger, Niang, and Shiling, sitting near the table, eating the peach fruit. Leon has brought lots of peaches for all of them and says, I planted this peach tree with my own hands, and this is the first time it has borne fruit this year. I don't know how it tastes, so let's experience it together. Everyone thanks Leon, and he tells them, it's just a plate of peaches. We are told that the peach tree planted by such a person, although it bears fruit, is no ordinary fruit. If the skin of the fruit falls into the outside world, it will cause earth-shaking consequences. Now, everyone is eating the peaches together, thoroughly enjoying them. After this, the second master rejoices. Fellow Taoists, I've become quasi-immortal. The first master exclaims, me too. From the supreme realm to the quasi-immortal realm, we finally advance. Thank you for the profound blessings that Senior Lian has bestowed upon us. The rhythm of the Tao flows, and the immortal spirit energy evolves into the rules of the Tao. Manhua has also become an immortal. Seeing this, both masters understand. Immortal! There has been nothing immortal in the Shenin realm for thousands of years, giving peaches at will to create eternity. Senior Lian, what a generous gesture. Manhua goes to Lian, kneels in front of him again, and expresses her gratitude. Senior's great kindness, Manhua will never forget it. Lian helps Manhua stand, reassuring her. It was just a few peaches. It's okay. Hurry up and get up. At the same time, both masters express their readiness. Senior, this matter is over. We don't know what to do next. Whatever more you want, even if it's a mountain of knives or a pot of oil, we will never delay if you give the order. Lian is a little confused. Thank you. There will be more things like this in the future. This is just the beginning. Take care of Qian Ning and the others. Lian thinks to himself. Moaning and the others are really too pitiful. They are almost beggars. Linger has such a miserable life experience. I really can't bear to see them like this, so please, if you can help, do so. There are many more things like this. Could it be that this time, the count of many Supreme Realm and Quasi-Immortal Realm cultivators in the southern region will happen again? When the first elder hears Lian, he is surprised. It seems that Senior Lian's chess game is not over yet, and he told us to communicate with Moaning and others in due course when we encounter such problems in the future. Then someone announces, the Holy Land of Sunju has arrived. The first master is also surprised. Lian hears this and remarks, those literature and art lovers came again, so they didn't want to give up? This Holy Land of Sunju is too annoying. Lian reflects, it's understandable that disciples like NAF and Zayn get angry when their resources are taken away from them, but this once or twice. I don't know when it will end. Nang, listening to Lian, is shocked and thinks, annoying? Senior Lian actually said something like that? Holy Land of Sunju, the end of your history is near. Manhua approaches Lian, offering, Senior, can I send them away for you? Lian starts considering. Manhua to deal with them? Then Lian agrees. In that case, thank you. I really don't want to meet these people again. When both Shiling and Nang hear this, they are shocked. Shiling turns to Nang. Sister, how could the Holy Land of Sunju be so careless? Nang responds, this Holy Land of Sunju, it's over. Outside Lian's house, a man arrives shouting, hey you guys, come out and die. A huge army stands behind him. Both masters arrive at the scene. The second master confronts the man. Is someone like you worthy of summoning the two of us? We'll wipe out your cultivation, make you kneel down, and make you beg for your sins. Maybe then you can still save that holy land of yours. When the man sees both masters, he acknowledges. It turns out that Ling Chao and Yan'an, two fellow Taoists, haven't seen each other for a long time. You two fellow Taoists, do you have anything to do with the vandals who have damaged my holy land? Or perhaps you are here to search for the immortal artifacts of the ancestors of your holy land? The first master responds, nonsense, immortal artifact? You have committed a heinous sin. You are really stubborn. Chang's son Lianqing. Whether you seek to seize the immortal artifact or intend to ascend the immortal platform, you shouldn't have used that senior as an excuse. And now you're still speaking ill of that senior? Don't blame us if we destroy your holy land. Hearing about a senior, the man wonders. They both call him senior? Could it be that there are old undead monsters in the southern region? He activates his power, growing angrier. You want to destroy my Sunju holy land? You too? With what? I will become immortal. No one in this Shenin realm can defeat me. The first master calmly replies, no wonder you took the trouble to come all the way from the holy land of Sunju. It turns out that you are almost an immortal and are in desperate need of that loot and pen. Now both masters prepare to fight the man. The first master remarks, sorry, I just broke through to the quasi-immortal realm. The man retorts, how can you two be quasi-immortal? I'm definitely the strongest of all the holy masters in the world. The first and second masters explain, thanks to the help of those seniors, we were able to enter the quasi-immortal realm with ease. Do you know that those two girls, Nang and Xing, have been accepted as disciples by that senior? This is a fate so immortal that even we should envy it. However, you did the opposite. Labeling two promising disciples as traitors shows no respect for that senior. The holy land of Sunju will be destroyed. The man, growing more frustrated, reflects, I've planned my whole life. How can I accept a loss? He prepares to attack, declaring, I can't believe it. Today, a god will kill a god. A Buddha will kill a Buddha. Even if you two are immortal, you can't stop me. The light becomes very bright, blinding both masters as the man advances to attack. But suddenly, someone arrives at the scene, and with just one hit, she throws the man far away. Manhua has arrived and addresses the man. Just kill people like this directly. Why bother making a fuss? Senior said that this holy land no longer needs to exist in this world. When the man realizes an immortal has arrived, he is shocked, wondering, do you also want to act according to the wishes of those seniors? What really happened? Huge explosions occur around them, and the man panics. No, the holy land of Sunju can never end just like that. I don't want to be a sinner to the holy land of Sunju. The man begins forming a formation with his blood, invoking the 9 9th generation of the Holy Master of the Sunju Holy Land, Chang Sum Lianqing, begs the ancestors to descend and protect the Sunju Holy Land. Suddenly, a bright light appears, and someone emerges from it. It is immortal Sunju, who declares, "After several years of ascension, will the legacy left in the lower realms be destroyed by humans?" When the man sees immortal Sunju, he becomes overjoyed, and all the soldiers greet the immortal. Jenga addresses immortal Sunju. In this case, there is no point in having the original body come, let alone just a single clone. Immortal Sunju, surprised, reflects, "I didn't expect that thousands of years after I stepped into the immortal realm, others would achieve immortality as well. I wasn't too lonely, but why do you want to kill them all? Originally, I intended to leave 2 immortal artifacts in the Shenin realm for future generations, but I didn't want to cause such a big disaster. I want to know the origin of the person behind you." Jenga responds coldly, "You and I are not qualified to ask." Immortal Sunju laughs. "The original body can be regarded as penetrating the sky in the immortal realm. Even if a powerful person from the immortal realm descends to Earth, he may not have the qualifications to speak in such a way." Immortal Sunju grows curious. "I wonder who that person is." The first master, enraged, intervenes. "How dare you spy on Senior Leon? Miss Jenga, please restrain him." Jenga dismisses the concern. "No need. If Senior Leon had wanted it, he would have been dead by the time he saw her. Don't forget, Senior Leon's 2 disciples have a bit of a connection to the Sunju Holy Land as well." After some time, immortal Sunju approaches Leon's house and notices the calligraphy on the wall. He thinks to himself, "How is this possible? Think and learn step by step," and the path continues. This is definitely the mystery of entering the Tao. Immortal Sunju becomes a bit surprised as sweat starts to flow from his forehead. Meanwhile, Leon is playing music, and as immortal Sunju hears the melody, he begins to feel pain in his heart. He mutters, "This is my dusty lute. How can there be such a heavenly sound? This is just an ordinary Tao rhythm." As the sound reaches him, immortal Sunju clutches his head, distressed. Nearby, the man implores immortal Sunju, "Patriarch, revenge. Revenge for us. The Sunju Holy Land has never experienced such humiliation, and they disrespect you even more. You must not forgive this. Please do something." Immortal Sunju, grinding his teeth, retorts, "Revenge? Are you qualified to tell me to attack a senior? Today, the Holy Land of Sunju knows what true Tao is. Unfortunately, thousands of years of cultivation were wasted." He then begins to leave. The first master, puzzled, wonders aloud, "What has he seen?" Jenga explains, "It's an honor for him to be able to kneel and bow to Senior Leon. If he were here with his real body and took a glimpse, I'm afraid his cultivation would instantly rise to a higher level." The man, now desperate, bangs his head. "It's over. What kind of person have I provoked?" Immortal Sunju approaches Jenga and, with great humility, asks, "This time, the Sunju sacred ground has offended Senior Leon. Can you ask what I should do to make amends for the Sunju sacred ground?" Jenga conveys Leon's words. "Senior said that Senior Leon never wants to see the Holy Land of Sunju again." Hearing this, immortal Sunju becomes despondent. "Today, you are in big trouble. There is no way out. I will do it. You still have a chance to reincarnate. This is my last favor to you." Immortal Sunju prepares his attack to kill the remaining men. He addresses the man. "It all started because of your greed. That one piano stroke was meant to be saved for fate, but you didn't know better from worse and brought the entire Holy Land of Sunju to this path of destruction. You, an immortal, cannot be reincarnated." Immortal Sunju kills the man right there. Then, turning to Jenga, he instructs, "Please tell Xing and Nafeng that from now on, as long as they are willing, they will be the lords of the Sunju Holy Land." Jenga acknowledges, "Yes." Immortal Sunju begins to disappear, leaving behind his final words, "It's a pity that I was born in the wrong era and didn't have the opportunity to follow and learn besides such an extraordinary power. What a pity." With that, immortal Sunju vanishes. The 2 masters reflect. Senior Leon had never appeared before the world, and yet the whole world was changed by him. The Holy Land of Sunju was completely wiped out. Jenga reminds them, "Remember the words of Senior Leon. The events on the Immortal Ascension platform are just the beginning. Senior Leon has given us immortal destiny. We should never be idle. Pawns have the role of pawns." The scene shifts, revealing the World Tree. Several figures in black hoodies have gathered near it. One of them remarks, "The World Tree is rooted in the southern domain. The Zang World Tree will definitely be shaken. According to the time, it is almost time for us to act." Another figure adds, "If we attack at the same time and destroy the foundations of each domain, the World Tree will appear on its own. Then that's our chance to obtain it." The scene then transitions to the Western Desert, where 2 people are walking. A disciple reports, "Master, the Northern Star Holy Land in the Northern Territory and the Xuan family in the Eastern Desert have been destroyed. Is the catastrophic extinction of the Shenin realm coming soon?" His master reassures him, "Come on, we'll soon reach the Laying Temple, where the great God will tell us everything." "This can't be. According to the road, the Laying Temple is clearly here." Both of them are monks. The disciple, noticing something ahead, inquires, "Master, look at the front. The Buddha beast statue at the top of Lei Temple. The master, observing the statue, reflects. The Lei Temple's Buddha beast statue, the only such statue in the entire Western Desert, is placed above the main hall of the Lei Temple and worshipped by the entire world. Does that mean the Lei Temple lies at our feet among the sand dunes? Suddenly, strong winds begin to blow across the desert. The scene shifts to another place where many people are talking. The Northern Territory's North Star Holy Land is destroyed. The Lei Temple is buried and no longer exists in this world. The Xian Yuan family in the Eastern Desert was completely wiped out. The dragon spirits were killed by the fire. There isn't a single survivor. The Jiangzhou Taiwa Holy Land has disappeared from the Shenan realm, leaving only barren land. Fellow cultivators, this. Oh no, I didn't expect Senior Leon's words to come true so quickly. Have Saint Mukin and the others already arrived? Both Linger and the woman arrive at the scene, and they greet the master. Linger says to the second master, "We are in the Empire and have heard some news. It is said that more than 4 shrines have been wiped out." The second master corrects, 12 to be exact. In the entire Shenan realm, there are no more than 20 Holy Land level powers, and now nearly half of them have been wiped out. Linger, a bit disappointed, responds, "I never thought that someday the Shenan realm would face such a disaster. Our southern region may be the only Holy Land left. We have come here just to ask if Senior Leon has any instructions." The first master agrees. Yes, it is precisely because of Senior Leon that the southern region has remained so safe. Now, perhaps only Senior Leon can save the entire Shenan realm. As Linger and the woman listen to the two masters, they are both surprised. The woman says, "Although Senior Leon did not give instructions, we should probably invite cultivators from other regions to come and take shelter. Otherwise, they will all perish." Linger agrees. "I support Xian Ning's suggestion. It might not be wise to open up the southern region to provide shelter for cultivators from around the world, but it is an act of justice and kindness. Moreover, I believe that the reason we are favored by Senior Leon may be precisely because of Xian Ning's kindness." After listening to both of them, the second master says, "The two saints are right. We shouldn't have closed the gates." The first master adds, "Our two holy lands should immediately unite to send a message to the outside world, telling them that the southern region is the only holy land left, and they are welcome to come here for refuge." The scene shifts again, showing the world tree, which looks like it is dying. Several people in black hoodies are gathered there, and one of them asks, "What's really going on? Why are we still unable to step into it?" Another man explains, "We have wiped out more than half of the supreme level cultivators in the Shenan realm. Where the world tree is rooted, it should already be covered in blood. Under such circumstances, the world tree should not remain unharmed. It seems that the world tree in this world is tougher than expected. We may have to exterminate it soon." But another man counters, "No, this world tree is only at the immortal level. Something must be wrong with Zhang Xian. Why hasn't he returned yet? Is there something wrong in the southern region?" Just then, another man arrives and says, "This is bad. Zhang Xian is dead." The man asks in disbelief, "In the Shenan realm, immortals are invincible, not to mention true immortals. Lu Wing, what's going on here?" The newcomer explains, "I found the ground covered in Zhang Xian's blood on the immortal ascension platform in the southern region. Judging by the scene, he had been cut off from life, and his soul had perished." Hearing this, the other man remarks, "The only hidden danger of killing in the immortal stage is that it will be detected by the immortal domain. According to the immortal master, we have destroyed a dozen immortal realms. It is inevitable that we will be targeted by the immortal domain, so we should pause and scout. The ants in this region seem to be fleeing toward the southern region. It's easier for us to gather them. Luoming, take 2 of your men and kill these ants. Contact another master and ask him to check what happened in the immortal realm." Finally, we see a man's face clearly, and he says, "This world seems a little interesting." The scene shifts to Leon. Linger and the woman arrive at his place, and Linger greets him, saying, "Senior, in the past month there have been natural disasters in the Western Desert, Northern Region, and Eastern Desert, and many people have died." Leon, deep in thought, muses, "Natural disasters? An earthquake just happened on SLE Mountain, and something happened elsewhere in the Shenan realm. This Shenan realm is truly facing a disaster." The woman then says to Leon, "Senior Leon, Xian Ning suggested that elders Ling Cha and Yanyang accept refugees from all regions and take refuge in the southern region. Did Xian Ning do something wrong?" Leon smiles at her and says, "Of course, there is nothing wrong. Stay good, do good things. There is nothing wrong with that. You have a good heart. Saving lives is fine, but your strength is limited, so don't push yourself too hard." Just then, Leon receives a notification through the system. It reads, "Take 10 disciples and teach them various skills to help them make a living in this chaotic world." After reading the notification, Leon thinks to himself, "Accepting students again? It seems this natural disaster is quite serious. The system is asking me to help more people, but but teaching 10 disciples with different skills is a big deal. I taught some of them lute, chess, calligraphy, and painting, which were not bad. Some people bought them. But what about other skills? Postpartum care? Growing hybrid vegetables? The 14 iron hammer method? No one wants to learn those. I had limited resources in this small mountain village, but Linger and the others have contacts with many people outside. I could ask them for help. No, in their hearts I am a master with extraordinary skills. I should be more reserved and show the style of a real master. Linger then asks Leon, Senior, is there anything I can do for you? Senior, why are you looking at me like that? Leon, smiling, replies, I guess. Hearing this, Linger starts blushing and says, I will do whatever you ask. Leon tells her, well, I still have some skills and would like to find some disciples, but I have lived in the mountains for a long time and know little about the outside world. Linger is a little surprised, but the woman is happy. Leon continues, yes, chaos is happening, and we must do something about it. Linger, now thinking, shakes her head. How could it be just a small skill? The small skills Senior Leon spoke of must be a supreme immortal path that is hard to find in the world. Seniors are free and unrestrained in the world, but they still think of the world and saving ordinary people as their duty. Leon then coughs and says, stay humble, just go with the flow. Leon thinks to himself, I'd rather complete this task secretly. Both Linger and the woman leave. When the two masters learn that Leon is looking for disciples, they are shocked, and blood starts coming out of their mouths. The second master says, we can't announce this openly and formally because that would attract the sex curiosity and interfere with Senior Leon's cultivation. It seems we can only spread the news in various ways in private, but if there is a destined person, I believe we can give them this opportunity. Both masters then make determined faces and say, that's the only way. Stay humble and go with the flow. Do you think I still have a chance? And what about us? Somewhere else, a guy is traveling somewhere on a flying sword, muttering to himself, damn it, what kind of supposed opportunity is this? It's obviously a legend full of wind and shadows. I have to check it out myself. The guy lands and remarks, the Divine Sword sect has kept me as an outer disciple for so many years. I really don't want to serve them anymore. This boy's name is Lu Rang, and he takes out a bunch of fruits from his pocket, thinking, with my skills in growing spiritual plants, why am I still worried about finding a place to belong? As he looks up, he notices flying ships in the air. Reflecting on the situation, he observes, the Roaring True Dragon is a member of the Holy Dragon royal family. Unexpectedly, such forces are also fleeing to the southern region. What are they doing here? The area ahead is full of dangers, and they haven't even escorted me in yet. Suddenly, someone is thrown from one of the flying ships. The boy angrily shouts up at them, you know it's dangerous here. The queen asked us to send you off, but she didn't ask us to die. Lu Rang observes the boy and wonders, is this the abandoned son of the Holy Dragon royal family with a broken dragon soul? The boy notices Lu Rang and introduces himself. I'm Long Zichuan of the Holy Dragon dynasty. Brother, are you walking with your sword on your back? Are you from the Duga family? Looking at this boy, it seems that he hasn't slept for many nights. The boy thinks, the power of the Duga family is well known throughout the entire Shenin realm. It would be much safer if I could travel with a sword cultivator from the Duga family. Lu Rang smiles and responds, I'm not from the Duga family. I'm an outer disciple of the Divine Sword sect in the lower north region. My name is Lu Rang. Zichuan then suggests, Brother Lu, we can't control the air ahead. How about we go together? The Sunla mountain range is full of dangers, and one more person means more strength. Now, both of them move forward, facing many difficulties. At the same time, they engage in conversation. Zichuan reveals, Brother Lu, are you also here for the legendary master who is recruiting disciples? Lu Rang affirms, yes, but where are the damn experts in this place? Only the unwanted ones are sent as cannon fodder. Both of them grow tired from walking, and Zichuan confides, you've seen it yourself. Although I'm a direct prince, I was born with an incomplete dragon soul, making it difficult to cultivate. I'm called a waste in the dynasty. I don't know how many people want me dead. As they continue, they spot a village in the distance. Seeing the village, Zichuan wonders, what kind of holy place is this? Lu Rang responds, this place must be extraordinary. To remain intact amidst such tribulation, there must be something special here. Zichuan, eager to explore, moves quickly, while Lu Rang cautions, we don't know the depth of this mountain village. How can we enter rashly? Many forbidden areas in the Sunla Mountains have been destroyed, but this place remains intact. This is the forbidden area among forbidden areas. Zichuan, determined, retorts, Brother Lu, although I'm a prince, I'm no different from a useless person. Rather than live in the world and suffer all the cold looks, ridicule, and oppression, I would rather risk my life. What you said makes sense, but there's something wrong inside. Even if it's a death trap, I'm not afraid to be buried buried in it. Surprised by Sichuan's resolve, Lu Rang acknowledges. Risk your life? That's right, let's do it. Brother Long, wait for me. As they move forward, Sichuan's eyes fall on a pit, and he stops to examine it. Lu Rang asks, it's just a ditch. Why don't you keep walking? But as Lu Rang examines the water in the pit, he's surprised. Sichuan tells Lu Rang, Brother Lu, smell it. Both of them take a deep breath, enjoying the scent of the water, then dunk their entire heads into the pit and start drinking the water. Lu Rang comments, if this water were used to nourish elixirs, it would definitely work. Just then, the village elder arrives and questions the boys. What are you doing? How can you drink water from the sewer? You must be from outside. You're tired from walking, but you can't drink this water. It's not good for your health. There are people growing vegetables upstream, and they often use farmyard manure. Sichuan is stunned and doesn't know what to say. The elder, while leaving, adds, young men, you're really careless. Come on, come home with me. Sichuan tells Lu Rang, when there's a cart ahead of me, I dare not disobey. Brother Lu, this senior is beyond imagining. The crutch in his hands seems to be of a higher grade than the quasi-immortal weapons in my holy land. This senior must be the legendary master who is accepting disciples. The elder scoops water with a spoon and offers it. The water over there isn't clean. Come on, drink a gourd each to quench your thirst. Then we can pick some fruits to eat along the way, and be on our way. When both of them see the spoon, they are astonished, thinking, what kind of water dipper is this? This is clearly a treasure beyond a quasi-immortal weapon, and it's only used for drinking water. The best elixir? Super great elixir? Or is it still above the super level? Seeing both of them silent, the village elder asks, what's going on? Why are you both stunned? Suddenly, both of them fall to their knees in front of the elder, pleading, Senior, please accept us as your disciples. The elder laughs and clarifies. So that's why you've come to our small mountain village. You've come to pay homage to the handsome man. You've come to the right place, but you've chosen the wrong person. It's not me who wants to recruit disciples. Both of them are surprised to hear the elder's words. The elder continues, how could I recruit disciples? The person who wants to recruit disciples is Shirai. Shirai is omnipotent and proficient in all kinds of martial arts. He's been helping me with my old bones all these years. My crutches, water dipper, and many other utensils were all made by Shirai. The juju tree in the yard was also made by Shirai. If you two can learn even a little bit from Shirai, it will be enough for you to use for the rest of your life. Get up quickly and go find Shirai. Both of them thank the elder and leave to find Li Fan. They run quickly, thinking, such a peerless expert actually praised another person like this. How terrifying must that person be? It's unimaginable. This is truly a great opportunity. The senior just now was at least at an immortal level in cultivation. This is the guidance of the immortal, pointing out the future for the two of us. Now, they finally reach Li Fan's house. Lu Rang looks ahead and observes. Senior Li said the immortal is right in front. Come on, let's hurry up before others from the outside come. Let's hurry up and become disciples. Sichuan notices words written on the courtyard door, and Lu Rang examines them, reflecting. These 3 words give me an indescribable feeling that makes me want to keep watching. Sichuan, equally shocked, notes, I can't detect the mystery, but these 3 words are more terrifying than the words left by an immortal ancestor of my dynasty. Just then, Nan sees both of them. Both of them introduced themselves to Nong, saying, I am Lu Rang from the Divine Sword Sect, and this is Long Zishan from the Holy Dragon Dynasty. We are here to become apprentices to Senior Lian. Nong happily responds, I didn't expect someone to come so soon. Please wait a moment while I inform the teacher about you both. Nong goes to inform Lian, while Lu Rang asks Zishan, is this girl the disciple of that senior? Zishan replies, this senior is a true master. This girl is a few years younger than us, but the scriptures have guidance from the Gate of Strength. Lu Rang, surprised, exclaims, what? This girl is actually a venerable? In my impression, all sages are immortal. Zishan cautions, we have to be respectful. Nong returns and tells them, the teacher has allowed you to come in. When both of them enter Lian's house, they are astonished by the surroundings. Zishan, feeling the atmosphere, says, my dragon soul is trembling and reviving. There seems to be something extraordinary here that attracts my dragon soul. Lu Rang, equally amazed by the spiritual energy of the place, comments, what treasure tree is this? Compared to this peach tree, the super-grade elixirs in the sect are fit to be fed to pigs. Even the juju tree in the immortal courtyard is far inferior to this peach tree. How terrifying is the master here? Lian approaches them and says, why are you two in a daze? At the same time, Lian thinks to himself, it seems that the situation outside is really serious. Otherwise, who would be willing to learn such useless things from me? Both of them immediately kneel before Lian and plead, Senior, please accept us as your disciples. Lian tells them, don't be like this. Get up quickly. Why do you want to worship me as your teacher. As Leon considers the situation, he thinks, I can't be too casual about accepting disciples. Ning Kong, please understand carefully. He then says to them, follow the rules when guests leave. As soon as Leon says this, a yellow light starts flowing in the area. Seeing the energy, both of them think, this force compels us to rise. Is this the legendary saying that follows the rules? Zishan tightens his hand and speaks. Senior, although I was born into a powerful family, I was not welcomed by the clan. This time, I was forced to come to the Sunla Mountains. I thought I was destined to die, but I never expected to wander into the secluded place of the seniors. I just want to be with you, listen to your advice, and repent. I ask you to accept me as your disciple. I will work hard and make progress. Listening to Zishan's words, Leon thinks, another poor child. Now that the Sunla mountain range has long been destroyed, he was still forced to come here by his family. It's really pitiful. Lu Rang then speaks. Senior, I want to follow you and learn the art of farming. All my life, I've loved planting things. If I could one day plant a peach tree like this, I would be willing to die. Leon smiles and says, a drink and a peck are all fate. Since you two are here, stay. After hearing that Leon has accepted them as his disciples, both of them are overjoyed, and tears start flowing from their eyes. Zishan, crying, exclaims, we really succeeded in becoming disciples. God, have you finally opened your eyes? While pouring tea into a cup, Leon says, okay, come and sit. I've been tired since I got here in a hurry. I want to drink a cup of tea to quench my thirst. As soon as Zishan drinks the tea, he feels something and thinks, the broken dragon soul in my body is being replenished. It's the pond. The pond in the courtyard is where I need to go. Leon asks them, I just heard from you, Lu Rang. You want to learn the art of farming, right? Lu Rang eagerly responds, yes, master. I want to learn the art of cultivation. This is my lifelong pursuit. After hearing this, Leon says, well, in that case, I will teach you the art of cultivation. At the same time, Leon thinks, his lifelong pursuit is to be a farmer. I have to say that this ambition is just a matter of luck. If he wanted to learn something advanced, I wouldn't be able to teach him. Zishan then says to Leon, Master, I want to go to the pond. Leon replies, it seems you want to learn the art of fish farming. Well, I will teach you that too, Leon thinks. It's not bad for one to help with farming and the other with raising fish. Standing up, Leon says, okay, you two come with me, and I will teach you the techniques of planting and raising fish. Gnome, bring me the teacher's hoe. When they see Leon's hoe, both are astonished, thinking, a treasure far beyond a quasi-immortal weapon. Just looking at it, you can feel the condensation of the avenue and a strong oppressive force. Leon instructs them, let's go to the vegetable field and teach Lu Rang how to farm first. As soon as they see Leon's vegetables, they are even more surprised and think, Master, do you call this a vegetable field? Oh my god, what on earth is this place? Who exactly is Master? Leon says to Lu Rang, if you want to learn the art of planting and breeding, the first step is to learn to loosen the soil. Don't think it's easy, just watch carefully. Leon starts working with the hoe, and both of them are even more amazed. Leon explains, although loosening the soil is the most basic first step, only when you master the land can you grasp the level of crops you can grow. It seems simple, but there is a profound truth in it. Leon hands the hoe to Lu Rang, who bows before it, saying, Master's hoe has opened up a supreme avenue for his disciples. If I understand, I will definitely study hard and strive to embark on the road of farming as soon as possible. Leon tells Lu Rang, this hoe will be yours from now on. Lu Rang tries to lift the hoe, but it is incredibly heavy. Meanwhile, Leon takes Zishan to the pond and says, come, I'll show you the pond. As Leon feeds the fish, he says to Zishan, in this pond, I've raised some koi carp. Fish farming is a delicate job that can cultivate your moral character. If you learn to observe carp, you'll also gain a different kind of enjoyment. The most important thing in fish farming is learning to feed them properly. Zishan starts imagining and thinks, no wonder I felt my broken dragon soul begin to come alive when I entered this courtyard. I understand now, what is fed in this pond is the real dragon of the pond. A lot of energy starts emanating from Zishan, and he thinks, the reason the Holy Dragon Dynasty became a Holy Land level force is because an ancestor once heard the shadow of a giant dragon from a distance and learned from it. But now I can face a pool of real dragons. Gnome, feeling a bit nervous, says, the teacher feeds divine creatures in this pond. Zishan bows again before Leon, who tells him, no need to be so formal. Just get up. You will be responsible for feeding these fish from now on. As Leon watches Zishan, he thinks, poor child, he must have had a miserable life outside. He worked really hard to get a chance to live in this courtyard. Now, both of them are working on their respective tasks. Zishan thinks, I am too weak to fully observe the swimming trajectory of this real dragon. Lu Rang also struggles, thinking, this kind of treasure requires tremendous strength to lift. I've exhausted all my spiritual power just barely lifting it, let alone controlling it. Leon observes them and thinks, can they even fall asleep after feeding fish? They can't even lift their heads several times. It's probably because they've had a tough life outside and haven't kept up with nutrition, causing their bodies to become weak. They need to take good care of themselves. The scene shifts to people dressed in black. One of them says, I still haven't sensed Jiangshan aura. He was killed too thoroughly. Another man in a black hood replies, this person must be hiding in the Southern Territory. The first man smiles and says, I have a plan in mind. Let's go and find a force to join us. After this, the scene shifts to the Lao Holy Land, where someone is speaking. Ta's friends want to take a step closer to entering Taism with swords, brother. Do you secretly think that just by cultivating sword energy, you can take a step closer? Hearing these words, another man becomes angry and retorts, how dare a little ant speak nonsense about Taism? We then see two people. One is the Holy Lord of Lao, and the other is Cha Jin. At that moment, a man in a black hood approaches Lao, and his partner attacks Cha Jin, injuring him. The hooded man demands, tell me, what is the most powerful force in the southern region? Seeing the man's power, Cha Jin thinks, no resistance. Such terrifying strength. Is the other party a true immortal? Cha Jin nervously responds, sir, we are also new to the Southern Territory and are not familiar with. We only know of Taiyan Holy Land and Zhang Holy Land. The man in the black hood says to Lao and Cha Jin, it's not time to alert the snake yet. Let's use these two insignificant ants as chess pieces. It seems that Taiyan Holy Land and Zhang Holy Land are definitely connected to the power that killed Zhang Xian. He then asks, do you two want to become the masters of the Southern Territory and dominate everything? Just do something for me, and I will give you everything. This opportunity is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Both Lao and Cha Jin are shocked by his words, but they decide to work for him. The scene shifts again, this time to Taiyan Holy Land, where Lao and Cha Jin have arrived. Lao says, fellow taste, all the sects have arrived. This time, it's up to you and me. Cha Jin reassures him, brother Ta, don't worry. With our current strength, carving up the Southern Territory is no problem. At that moment, both the master and a woman arrive. The second master looks at them and asks, what do the two holy masters intend to do by summoning all the sects in the Shenin realm for such a huge battle? Cha Jin laughs and says, it's simple. I'll make a special trip to visit the owners of Taiyan and Zhang Holy Lands and discuss the redivision of resources in the Southern Territory. Hearing Cha Jin's words, the first master becomes angry, and so does the second master. Both of them release their energy. The first master says, what an ungrateful act. We kindly invited them to the Southern Territory to take refuge, but now they come back to bite us. The second master adds, how unreasonable. They really thought our holy land in the Southern Territory was easy to bully. Lao looks at them and says, everyone has a share in the Southern Territory, and those who are capable will live there. If you can't do it, you should get out. The second master responds, quasi-immortal? No wonder Holy Lord Lao dared to stand up. But if you think you can rely on the power of a quasi-immortal to carve up our southern region, you're mistaken. Both Lao and Cha Jin become furious and release their power. Lao says, if a quasi-immortal is not enough, what about the other two? Cha Jin releases a significant amount of energy and taunts. Why are you mute? I'm giving you a chance to save face. If you force me to take action, you'll regret it. The second master turns to the woman, Sa Qian Ning, and says, Goddess Linger, we are forced to face the enemy. The woman replies, there's no need to endure it anymore. These people have trampled our good intentions underfoot. Both masters release their full power, challenging Lao and Cha Jin. They declare, do you really think that the southern region is a place where you can do whatever you want? Lao is taken aback and thinks, are they both quasi-immortals? Could it be that there are real immortals behind them? But he remains confident, saying, even if you are quasi-immortals, you will still lose today. Our combined background far exceeds yours. Just then, Linger arrives and says, you've gone too far. The Southern Territory opened its doors to help you avoid disaster, but you repay kindness with hatred. You're really asking for death. She starts drawing a weapon. At that moment, the man in the black hood intervenes and says, retreat. Lao is surprised and asks, Master, why retreat? The arrow is on the string. The man explains, fool, the other party has a fairy treasure. You two losers are no match at all. Lao and Cha Jin are shocked to hear this. Lao steps forward and says to the holy masters, we have already achieved enlightenment and become quasi-immortals. Once a war begins, the entire Southern Territory will likely suffer. The second master asks, what are you suggesting? Lao proposes. It's simple. How about letting the younger generation compete and decide the allocation of resources in the southern region based on their victory or defeat? The second master turns to Linger and asks, Goddess Linger, what do you think? Linger replies, the Holy Lord's decision is final. No matter what you do, we will support you. The second master agrees. Good. In that case, our two holy lands represent the Southern Territory and accept your challenge. 3 days from now, the young generation of the Southern region will face the geniuses of the 4 major regions. The next day, the first master and the second master were speaking. I hope the younger generation in the Southern region will not disappoint us, said the first master. The Lufu Holy Land and the Divine Sword Sect came to Qiming fiercely, clearly ready to start a war. However, when the 2 goddesses got angry, their attitudes changed instantly. It seemed too strange. Yes, replied the second master. I think they saw something from the 2 goddesses and felt shocked. The first master turned to Linga saying, Ning, I suspect there are others behind them. Right, the second master agreed. In just 1 month, the Holy Lord Lofu and Cheyenne have all reached the quasi-immortal realm. How could they advance so quickly? I'm afraid someone is supporting them behind the scenes. Linger spoke to the woman. Ning, maybe we should report this matter to Senior Li. The woman nodded. I'll tell Senior Li right now. The scene shifted towards Lian, who was sitting in a chair, drinking tea and listening to music. Is this what life is like? But there are still 8 out of 10 apprentices. How long will it take to complete it? Nan, practicing diligently, reached a new place. Where am I? Where is the road? She wondered aloud. When Zishan saw Nan, he was surprised. Senior sister, have you touched the immortal way? Zling was also surprised. Sister Nan is going to break through, Lian thought to himself. Ning's piano skills have improved a lot, but it's a bit messy. Let me sort it out for her. Nan heard a voice in her mind. This voice, it's the teacher guiding me. She opened her eyes. I saw that door. I have become a quasi-immortal. Nan came to Lian and said, Thank you, teacher, for your guidance. The disciple almost went astray. Lian replied, You play well. If you go far on this road, you will encounter all kinds of inner demons. It is normal. Zishan was amazed. Senior sister is only about 20 years old, but she has already become a quasi-immortal. Zling added, It's all because of the teacher. As long as the teacher is here, the immortal way that the entire Shannon world looks up to is nothing. Just then, the woman called out from a distance, Is Senior Li here? Leon understood that the woman was coming and asked her to come inside. What's the matter? He inquired. The woman explained, Senior, before I advised Seniors Yuanyang and Linka to accept people from all regions and take refuge in the Southern Territory. But now, they bite back and want to rob the Southern Territory of resources. Linger added, Senior, in order to determine the ownership of the resources in the Southern Territory, those people proposed to hold a competition among young people. Leon was surprised. You are not wrong. What is wrong is just greed in human nature. Don't blame yourself for being kind. It is the most cherished light in life. Emil Fan thought to himself. Is it a martial arts contest? To put it bluntly, it should be that both parties are going to have a fight. I am not good at fighting in groups. Lu Rang and Zishan came to Lian and said, They've gone too far. How can these people be so ungrateful? Repaying evil with kindness is shameful, Lian thought, looking at both of them. A gang war. Don't you happen to have 2 apprentices? He then asked. Do you 2 have any experience in fighting? After listening to Lian, the woman and Linga thought, Senior Li, are you going to send out your own disciples? If Senior Li's disciples take action, then what is there to worry about? Lu Rang and Zishan said to Lian. Master, we will definitely win this battle. Disciples are willing to go. Good, Lian replied. In this case, you go with Xian Ning and the others. Since there is no weapon in the competition, look for any weapons in this yard that you can control with your current cultivation level. Both of them looked at each other and thought, Yes, we'll go find them right now. There are countless treasures in this small courtyard, but very few that we can control with our current cultivation level. Master asked us to choose the weapons that we can control according to our ability. Got it. I remembered. Both went inside to get weapons, and after some time, they had selected their weapons. Zishan said, Look at this. I got something for you too. When Leon saw Zishan's weapon, he was speechless. Zishan had chosen a fire stick, and Lu Rang had chosen a chopstick as his weapon. Lu Rang said happily, Good, I can use this treasure enough. Both of them said to Leon, Master, we have already picked out our weapons. Leon thought to himself, Aren't these 2 fools? Let you choose. One chooses a fire stick, and the other chooses chopstick. Is this to give someone away? Leon said to them, That's all. I won't say anything else. When you fight, just stay far away and don't hurt yourselves. The woman happily said to Leon, Thank you, Senior. In this case, we will go back and inform Senior Yuan. If they know that Senior has sent a disciple, they will definitely be overjoyed. Nan, worried about Zishan and Lu Rang, came to Leon and said, If the two junior brothers can't win, let's go next time, Leon thought. A girl who plays the piano suddenly says she wants to take her painting sister out to fight in a group. Too special. A girl is disobeying. The scene shifted, and we saw a man standing in the middle of a waterfall, feeling very happy. I have reached the supreme level, he said. Just then, Lufu came to that place with another boy. The boy said, Senior brother, I have also reached the 8th level of Manhwa. Lufu said to the man, You too have received the master's gift. This time, you must take over the entire southern territory from my Lao Holy Land. The man greeted Lao and said, Holy Lord, don't worry. Looking at the younger generation of Shenin realm, no one can reach the supreme realm at my age. I am bound to win this competition. A black-hooded man, listening to all these things, said, After burning all the potential and life in exchange for 3 days of reaching the pinnacle, he couldn't even enter the immortal path. What a waste. I just hope that you two losers can let me see some clues about the person behind this competition. Now, the day of battle has come, and people from many sects have gathered to witness it. Both Zishan and Lu Rang have also arrived to fight. The first master says, This time, all the Holy Land sects from the Shenin realm have arrived, so we must rely on the two young masters. Lu Rang reassures him. Don't worry, senior. The two of us will definitely live up to master's instructions. Lufu and his two fighters have also reached the battlefield. Lufu mocks, I hope you two losers from both sects can live a little longer, and starts laughing loudly. Seeing him laugh like this, the second master retorts, It's not certain who will win, but Lufu dismisses his words, laughingly saying, No matter who wins, it can't be your southern region. As the fight is about to start, a monk steps forward and announces, The young monk Shirnin is willing to ask for advice from the people all over the world on behalf of Shou. The crowd starts murmuring, 9 sons of the holy Buddha of the Western Desert, the leader. It is said that this person has the appearance of an immortal. A boy from Lao Holy Land steps forward and says to the monk, Please enlighten me. As soon as the fight starts, the boy vanishes from his place, leaving the monk shocked. The boy reappears near the monk and delivers a powerful blow, taunting, Hey, is it the appearance of immortality in the world? This is the legend? He then throws the monk away, winning the fight. Everyone is astonished by the boy's power. The monk is badly injured, and his cultivation is destroyed. The boy approaches the monk and says, Old monk, it is a kindness of mine to spare your life. He then challenges the crowd, shouting, Who else is dissatisfied? Who else? Lufu, please, says, Yanang and Ling Chao, you two are useless men. They are no match for our proud son. Kneel down and admit defeat, and I can still keep you alive in the southern territory. He starts laughing loudly again. The two elders discuss among themselves. It seems there is someone really powerful behind the Lao Holy Land. I started to doubt the other party's purpose. I'm afraid it's not that simple. Fortunately, all this was within Senior Leon's expectation, which is why he sent his disciples. Lu Rang steps forward and says, I, Lu Rang, come to fight you. A man looks at Lu Rang and says, Isn't this kid an outer disciple of our sect? Have you been sent to the Sunla Mountains by me? He should have died over there. Chain laughs loudly, saying, How ridiculous. Are there no people left in your two holy places? This is just an abandoned dog of our sect. Ridiculous. The first master steps forward and says to Chain, I hope you don't regret your words at this moment. As the battle commences, the boy disappears again, but Lu Rang, thinking of Leon, is prepared. He opens his eyes and is about to punch the boy. With just one punch from Lu Rang, the boy's condition worsens, and blood starts coming out of his mouth. Seeing this, the conditions of both Lufu and Chain worsen. In the crowd, a man in a black hoodie observes and comments to his partner, How come this child has just evolved with a feeling of a great way? His partner replies, Behind this man should be the deposit we are looking for. Lu Rang addresses the people of the Divine Sword sect. Chain and Lufu look at each other and say, I have given the treasure to the two of them to come together. Just then, a bright light shines in front of Lu Rang, and two people come forward to fight him. One of them says, You trash court death, but Lu Rang remains unfazed, retorting, Idiot, dare you be so presumptuous? Do you want to die? Lu Rang, thinking happily, reflects, I have two senior sisters, one supreme and the other quasi-immortal. There is also a master who is invincible in heaven and on earth. Is it difficult to break through the master? Both attackers move forward to strike Lu Rang. The first master, frightened, calls out, Immediately send our sect's quasi-immortal weapon to young master Lu Rang. But Zishan stops the masters, reassuring them. The two holy masters don't have to worry. Lu Rang is a disciple of Senior Leon. Will there be a shortage of quasi-immortal weapons? As the fight continues, Lu Rang blocks the attack of both opponents with his chopsticks. The power of that chopstick is immense, causing both swords to break. The girl begins to disintegrate from its force. Lafu and Chain are shocked, with Lafu exclaiming, Chopsticks? That's a chopstick. Is it an immortal weapon? Is there an immortal behind him? Both of them are stunned. The first man remarks, Just one is already a treasure beyond the level of a true immortal. And another man looks at the treasure, saying, We must master this magical weapon. Once you get it, the identity of the person behind it will be revealed. Turning back, the man sees two others who bow before him, pleading, Master, spare our lives! Just now, the elder brother holding a quasi-immortal sword was beheaded. The other man reassures them, don't panic. Swallowing this medicine will elevate you to a higher level. Additionally, I will give you a true immortal level weapon. You two don't have to be afraid. The magic weapon in Lu Rang's hand has already been animated after absorbing spiritual energy. He is now no different than a useless person. Hearing this, both men become happy. They approach Lu Rang, commanding, put down your chopsticks, bow before us, and surrender. Their power has increased significantly, and they each hold a treasure. Lu Rang, angered by their demands, is interrupted by the arrival of a dragon, who announces, this battle is not over yet. It turns out to be Zishan. Zishan says to them, I took over this battle for my junior brother. One of the men, utilizing his treasure's power, attacks the ground, causing a massive explosion. Zishan uses his dragon roar, resulting in a huge explosion that seriously injures both men. The black-hooded observers are astonished, with one commenting, true dragon magic? This is now Rangu technology. The true dragon clan has been extinct for a long time. Is there one lying dormant in the Shan heavenly realm? The other, excited, says, get him. It is extremely possible to obtain the treasures of the dragon clan. This is the ultimate destiny. Yes, we must get it. This is mine. They fly into the air, one attacking with his power, but Zishan counters with his fire stick, releasing black energy that directly attacks both men, causing them to disappear within moments. Blood starts raining down, and Lu Rang is shocked, thinking, I beg your pardon. Is this fire stick so scary? I originally thought the chopsticks in my hand were already very scary. Linger, observing, says, Senior Li made such a big move. He destroyed two more true immortals. A woman, pleased, exclaims, I knew it. With Senior Li here, all plots will be shattered. Lafu, now sweating nervously, bows down, along with Chain. Lafu laments, what's going on? Why do even invincible immortals die so casually? Chain adds, what kind of terrifying existence is hidden in the southern territory? Is this a dream? The two masters approach them, demanding, give us an explanation. Who is behind you? Lafu and Chain deny any involvement, claiming ignorance. The first master asks the woman, how should we deal with Sa Qian Ning, Goddess Linger, the Divine Sword Sect, and Lao Holy Land? Does Senior Li have any instructions? The woman responds, Senior Li didn't say anything, but since they colluded with the mastermind behind the scenes, Senior Li will definitely not forgive them. Let the two holy masters decide for themselves. The first master declares, from today on, there is no more Lao Holy Land and Divine Sword Sect in the Shenan realm. Lafu, realizing the gravity of the situation, thinks, no, how can our holy land of Lao be destroyed because of this? It's all this woman's fault. As long as I take her, there is capital to negotiate conditions. He moves to attack the woman, but she uses her treasure to strike him, causing him to bleed from his nose and mouth. A hole forms in his chest, and Chain is also hit, leading to their deaths. Afterward, everyone greets the woman, Linger. She addresses them, saying, you are all so kind. We are all cultivators of the Shenan realm, of the same lineage. As long as we can live in harmony, that's enough. This fight was not in vain, one of the men asks. I dare to ask the two holy masters. There was a rumor circulating before claiming that there was a peerless master accepting disciples outside the Sunla mountain range. Did you release this news? The first master confirms. Yes, young master Lu Rang and young master Long Zishan are both apprentices of that senior, but we are not even qualified to meet him. Hearing this, everyone understands that the hidden master is real, exclaiming, it turns out that the hidden master is real. After this, the scene shifts to Shiling, who is painting, but her hand is trembling. Nam watches from a distance, thinking to herself, Shiling hasn't written anything all morning. Has she reached a bottleneck? It seems she's encountering the same predicament I once faced. Just then, Leon arrives and speaks calmly, drinking tea, feeding the fish, and playing the piano as you please. Likewise, you must paint as you please. It doesn't matter what you see. What matters is what you think. When Shiling hears Leon's words, she responds, as you wish. What I see is not important. What matters is what I think. Teacher, I understand. Nam, watching, thinks happily. Shiling has crossed over from the supreme stage directly into the immortal path, bypassing the quasi-immortal stage. Leon adds, starting tomorrow, you can paint something else. At that moment, someone calls from behind. Senior Leon, we're back. Hearing the voice, Leon thinks, that was Mu Chian's voice. It seems they've returned from their mission. Soon after, Linger and Leon's two disciples, Long Zishan and Lu Rang, arrive. Zishan eagerly expresses gratitude. Thank you, Master, for providing us with the utensils. We've brought them back. Linger, nodding in agreement, continues, Senior, thank you for sending Mr. Long and Mr. Lu. The matter has been successfully resolved. Leon smiles and replies, it was a small thing, nothing worth thanking me for. But inwardly, he reflects, these two foolish apprentices, one holding broken chopsticks and the other a fire stick, how could they have been of any help? They're just trying to save face from me, he instructs them. You two are quite clever. Throw the fire stick back into the kitchen and burn the chopsticks in the firewood pile. Both disciples are shocked, thinking, oh my god, those were such treasures. Linger continues, this battle was fought beautifully. The outside world now knows you are here, and many geniuses from various fields will flock to become disciples. I fear this will trouble Senior Chien. Please forgive me. The woman, smiling, remarks, it's all Mu Chien's fault. Your lack of foresight has caused trouble for your seniors. Lian's expression changes as he realizes Lu Rang and Long Zishan must have bragged about having a powerful master, deceiving everyone. He asks, they only wanted to become my disciples after meeting Long Zishan and Lu Rang, right? The woman nods. Exactly, Senior. Lian, sighing inwardly, thinks these two silly boys have been fooling around. He writes something on a piece of paper, pondering, though I lack apprentices, I'd rather have none than too many fools like Lu Rang and Long Zishan. He hands the paper to Nang. Post this outside the door. Those who aren't qualified will retreat in the face of this challenge. Nang reads the paper aloud. Only those who can solve this problem may enter and become a disciple. Everyone is shocked by the mathematical problem on the paper. Linger stares in amazement. This is probably the supreme truth, Lu Rang adds. Only the truly strong can unlock, the woman remarks. As expected of Senior Lian, we've never seen a question like this before. It will be an insurmountable challenge for cultivators across the Shenan realm. The next day, flying ships crowd the skies, heading towards Sunla Mountain. Many people gather in front of Lian's house, commenting, this place is extraordinary. It's truly where the true Buddha lives in seclusion. The charm of Buddhism is endless, and profound principles are hidden here. One man touches an object and remarks, is this where the senior lives? You can feel the sword's power just by being near it. When he touches it, his hand trembles. Suddenly, a mathematical cat appears, asking them a question. Given that angle 1 is 45 degrees and angle 2 is 30 degrees, find the measure of angle 3. By the way, even a middle school child could answer this question. So, do any of you know the answer? Everyone is astounded. Is this the decree of the Supreme Being? Legend has it only the Supreme Being in the fairyland can issue such a decree. This is a challenge set by the senior. Only those who solve it can become disciples. This is no ordinary test. It touches upon the supreme immortal path. A girl steps forward and muses. 2 is born from 1, 3 is born from 2, and all things are born from 3. The figure composed of the 3 golden lines set by this senior clearly contains the profound principles of the heavens. Who on earth can unravel it? Each golden thread looks like a peerless sword mark that cuts through eternity. If you can fully comprehend it, you may become immortal instantly. Everyone bows before the mathematical cat, saying, we will grasp the great path of our predecessors here. After some time, a man arrives and comments, no one in the Hanodaswen heaven realm is destined to solve this, but even glimpsing a corner of the great road from this decree has made the trip worthwhile. A young boy collapses, his condition worsening after trying to solve the problem. His father urges him, it's too difficult for you. Let's go. I'll take you away. But the boy refuses, determined. No, I won't leave. Even if I die, I'll follow the path of my predecessors and become the strongest. His father sighs. Although you're a sword cultivator with a broken body, your tenacious sword heart isn't a bad thing. He then speaks to an old man nearby. It seems I have no chance to meet the senior this time. Where is the disciple of the holy master who is destined to become a Buddha? The old man responds. He also refuses to leave. Let him be. Children and grandchildren will have their own blessings. Linger approaches Lian. Teacher, the question is too difficult. Thousands have come, but not a single one has solved it. Most have already left. Lian calmly responds. Don't panic. But in his thoughts, he muses, luckily, I came up with such a question. Otherwise, these people, who don't even understand the interior angles of a triangle, would think they could become my disciples, claiming to be geniuses in various fields. This is simply unscientific, not at all leisurely science. Then Lian coughs and asks Nang, do you study mathematics and geometry here in the Shenan realm? Nang replies, mathematics? Geometry? Such terrifying treasure techniques have never been heard of or seen in the Shenan realm. Lian sighs, thinking, I've made quite a mess of things here. Lian instructs Nang to take the question back and burn it. As Lian reflects, he thinks, it's not that these thousands of people are stupid at all. It's just that in the Shenan realm, everyone is focused on cultivating immortals, and no one studies mathematics. This is so sloppy. Nang asks, why do you want to remove it? Lian responds, because no one can solve the problem. Next, a monk is seen praying with folded hands. Nang arrives at the place, and the large mathematical cat throws the paper out. Seeing Nang, the monk says, you're the senior's disciple, aren't you? Nang replies affirmatively to the monk. A boy approaches and asks Nang, Goddess, why did you take off the title? Did the senior have any instructions? Nang explains, no one in the Shenan realm can figure out this question because it involves 2 supreme avenues, mathematics and geometry. The boy then asks, Now that the topic has been revealed, does it mean we can go inside to see the senior? Nong clarifies. The teacher didn't specify clearly. The boy turns to the monk and asks, should we go in? The monk, reflecting on his situation, responds, I have become a useless person. Life and death are not important to me. I will enter. The boy thinks to himself, the temple is clean, and I came here to pay my respects to my senior. How am I different from a useless person? If Chin Chin is like this, what should I fear? The boy shouts loudly. Dukin of the Duga family has come to pay homage to my senior. Leon hears the voice, and Nong tells him, Master, these two people persisted until the end, refusing to leave. Leon smiles and remarks, well, since they are so determined, let's bring them in. Both Dukin and the monk approach Leon, bowing on their knees. Dukin introduces himself. Junior Dukin of the Duga family only hopes to follow the senior and learn the great way. The monk adds, this junior Chin Chin is devoted to the Tao. I beg you, senior, to take me in. Leon observes their sincerity and thinks, the attitude of these two is sincere. Being outside for so long is proof of their determination. But what exactly do they want to learn? Leon addresses the boy. Do you wish to learn calligraphy? The boy, passionate about calligraphy, replies, yes, I have been devoted to calligraphy my whole life. Inwardly, he thinks, calligraphy? The senior is deliberately trying to teach me. That question contains a strong sense of swordsmanship and must have been written by the senior himself. Leon turns to the monk, saying, and you? You are a monk, but I have always refused to worship the Buddha or accept it in the temple. I have never believed in it. The monk contemplates Leon's words and thinks, such a terrifying existence doesn't worship the Buddha. Even though he sees it, he considers the Buddha nothing at all. Even in the immortal realm, people don't dare to address the Buddha so directly. Is the being in front of me someone who can casually speak of the ancestor of 10,000 Buddhas? Suddenly, Lu Rang runs in, declaring, Master, I'm going to feed the fish. Leon dismisses him, but when the monk sees the Big Sun Buddha, he is shocked and thinks, this is the Big Sun Buddha, exactly like what is recorded in the classics. Shouldn't sacred Buddhist objects be hidden in the celestial realm and on the most holy spiritual mountain? Could it be his true identity? Leon observes the monk and ponders, if this monk wants to learn Buddhism from me, I can't teach him. How should I reject him without offending him? The monk bows at Leon's feet and pleads. Senior Chin Chin is willing to give up everything and follow the path of his predecessors. Leon reflects, giving up everything means returning to secular life. This is acceptable. Just stop banging wooden fish in my ears and chanting sutras every day. Leon grants the monk permission. Fine, you can sweep the floor in the yard from now on. He thinks to himself, I remember there was a sweeping monk in a certain TV series. This role suits him just right. Leon then addresses the monk. No need to be so formal. Get up, it's getting late. After dinner, I will teach you tomorrow. He calls out. Nong, serve dinner. When both newcomers sit down for dinner, they are astonished by the food on the table, thinking, is this just a dish? It's clearly a feast of holy medicine. Seeing their reactions, Lu Rang and Zishan laugh, saying, come on, brothers. We were also surprised at first, but as you gradually get used to it, you'll understand that this is our daily routine. As they dine, the boy remarks, now I understand why senior brother Long and senior brother Lu are so outstanding. Lu Rang cheerfully offers, tomorrow, I'll show you the vegetables in the field I planted. These vegetables all grow in the garden. The monk makes a gesture toward Nong, saying, senior sister. Nong, who is thoroughly enjoying her meal, slowly opens her eyes and apologizes. I'm sorry, fellow juniors. I couldn't control myself well enough. I've now become immortal. Both the boy and monk are shocked, thinking, how is that even possible? She became an immortal just by having a meal? What kind of monster is this? The scene then shifts to a sea of clouds, where several men in black hoodies are gathered. One of them asks, any news? Another man responds, the Shenan realm is one of the 21 lower realms connected to Shingan City. I visited the Immortal History Museum to check all the records on the lower realms of Shingan City cultivators and found this. It is the only recorded case in 2,000 years of someone descending to the lower world and never returning. The first man thanks him and adds, 300 years ago, a demonic cultivator named Ming infiltrated the Tianan sect, stole its most precious treasure, the Tianhan pearl, and severely damaged the sect. He fled to the lower world, and his specific whereabouts remain unknown. He was a heavenly immortal, with vicious attacks that killed countless mortals and immortals. Moreover, his victims often had their vitality severed and their souls scattered. From this, it aligns with the deaths of Zhang Zhen and Luo Ming. Another man remarks, descending from the immortal realm comes at a heavy cost. Even immortals may fall below their realm when entering a lower world. If this demonic cultivator has been recuperating for 300 years, he should have regained the level of a true immortal or above. If he's a heavenly immortal, he'll be sensed by the immortal realm as soon as he appears. For now, we only need to confirm confirm whether this figure in the southern territory is indeed the demonic cultivator. The scene shifts to the ruins of the immortal platform. At the bottom of the platform stands a man, looking ahead at a coffin before him. He speaks aloud. After being nurtured by the Taiyan Pearl for 300 years, the Demon Lord's original soul should have awakened. Recently, there was an incredibly terrifying sword intent from above, penetrating through thousands of layers of earth. Fortunately, it didn't target this place, or both I and the Demon Lord's soul would have been annihilated together. The man begins laughing maniacally as vigorous demonic energy surges. The Demon Lord's soul is about to emerge. Finally, you are coming back. The immortal realm and all other realms will tremble once again under your command. Suddenly, a little girl emerges from the coffin and asks, "Who are you? Are you Mingan?" The man, shocked, wonders, "Is this the Demon Lord? Is the Demon Lord a female?" He composes himself and says, "I am Mingan, servant of the Demon General Gunna, come to pay my respects. Your return will surely once again." "Shut up," the girl interrupts. "I sense the presence of my other souls here." At that moment, a demon arrives and announces, "I am Chang, here to respectfully welcome the gathering of the Demon Lord's souls. Please accompany me to complete the Demon Lord's true form." The demon moves forward to attack the girl, but Mingan steps in front of her. "Chang, do you serve the Demon General Jingi?" The demon emits black energy from a jar and responds, "The soul I guard is the true Demon Lord. Do you, a mere profound demon, dare to stop me? The Demon Lord's soul shall return to its rightful place." The little girl casts a teleportation spell, whisking herself and Mingan away to another location. She commands him, "Carry me and run quickly. My strength hasn't fully recovered yet." Despite their quick escape, Chang isn't about to give up. He pursues them relentlessly. As Mingan flies, the girl suddenly senses something. "I feel an extraordinary aura below." Mingan, alarmed, responds, "That village, the vast and desolate Mount Sulma, has already been destroyed. Why is this small mountain village still unharmed?" Next, we see two men nearby. One, wearing a black hood, remarks, "It seems the master from the southern region is living in seclusion in the village ahead. It would be dangerous to approach uninvited." The other replies, "We just need to confirm that the one hiding here is the demonic cultivator." As the little girl and Mingan fly past, one of the men says, "That aura! It can now be confirmed. The demonic cultivator, Mingtian Bei, is indeed hidden here." His companion adds, "From a distance, that demonic cultivator's level seems to have surpassed even the level of a profound immortal." The man smiles and says, "Even a great golden immortal must kneel before the sanction of the immortal realm." Meanwhile, Mingan, struggling with the suppression of his power, thinks, "What is this place? My strength is being so heavily suppressed that I can't even take off." Eventually, they reach near Leon's house. Mingan thinks, "What kind of courtyard is this? The aura of immortality flows like the vast sea, and the harmonious sound of the great Tao quietly circulates here. It would be quite dangerous to get any closer." He then says to the girl, "Demon Lord, the one who resides here in seclusion is probably a powerful being from the immortal realm." But the little girl replies, "Go in and take a look." Mingan protests, "My lord, don't. He's likely a powerful being from the immortal realm. Immortals and demons cannot coexist. I'm afraid." The little girl jumps down and cuts him off. "How could such a powerful immortal exist in the small Shannon realm? Maybe he was waiting for me all along. Who knows? However, just to be safe, we need to disguise ourselves a bit. The clothes you're wearing are too conspicuous. Lend me some power. I haven't fully recovered yet." Mingan thinks, "Demon Lord, your clothes aren't any better than mine." The little girl then uses her power to change both their outfits. She approaches the door and knocks, saying, "Excuse me, is anyone there?" Nang opens the door and, upon seeing the little girl, asks, "Little sister, who are you? What are you doing here?" The little girl replies, "Sister, bad guys are chasing us. My uncle and I are on the run. Can you help us?" Nang, surprised, looks at the man accompanying the girl. As she examines him, she thinks, this person is a cultivator, and his aura is extremely extraordinary. Nang then says to the girl, "Sister, come in with me first." However, the little girl thinks to herself, this devil is still in the spiritual chi state. No matter how powerful one is in the fairy world, they still can't see through this devil's disguise. As soon as the girl steps into Leon's house, she is shocked. In front of her are a phoenix and a dragon. Terrified, she starts crying, clings to Nang, and pleads, "I didn't mean to break in. I'm not a bad person. Please, I'm scared." Nang gently reassures her, "Little sister, don't be afraid." Meanwhile, Leon observes the girl. Although her clothes are simple, her skin is soft and tender. It's obvious she's dressed like this on purpose to disguise herself. Her complexion is pale, and she looks sick. Could it be that something happened to her family, and she's in hiding from her enemies? Leon then says, "She's no ordinary person. However, since you've entered this house, you may stay for now." Hearing this, the little girl wonders, what kind of unimaginable ancient giant is this? Has my identity been seen through by him? She then responds, "Thank you, senior." Leon places a hand on the girl's head and says, "There's no need to call me senior, just call me big brother." Leon then asks Nang, "Where is her uncle?" Nang replies, "Her uncle is not like ordinary people. He dared not not come inside. He's waiting outside. Leon thinks to himself, this uncle is probably a hired bodyguard or something. If a small village is so united, there shouldn't be a need for one. But if there's a problem, everyone will come to help. What kind of bodyguard is needed? He instructs Nong. Tell him to leave for now. If pursuers come, he will suffer greatly. Nong nods and goes to the man. The little girl also says, I will go too. I need to tell my uncle something. Together, they approach the man, and Nong says, my master orders you to leave for now. The man thinks, how can I leave the demon lord? Yen Han still needs protection. But the little girl says, Uncle, please find a place to hide. The seniors here will protect me. The man contemplates. The person whom the demon lord calls a senior. Does she mean to let me leave first? Suddenly, a demon bursts from the ground, exclaiming, the breath of the soul disappears here. What a strong aura of the avenue. Is this place the residence of a powerful person from the immortal realm? It seems the Ganga demon commander's lineage has colluded with the immortal realm. How shameful. I want to see what kind of immortal dares to snatch someone from the demon commander Jinga. Leon, who is sitting near the pond fishing, murmurs to himself, what's going on in the yard? Is it El Rang going crazy again with Ching Chan? They've scared all the fish away. The man also hears a voice. When he turns around, he sees the same demon, but the demon is in terrible condition. The demon snarls, you, who are you colluding with? Seeing the demon's state, the man is surprised, thinking, it seems the demon lord truly has ties to terrifying existences. Now that I've found her, I should hide and inform magician Jiao. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the men in black hooded robes, discussing amongst themselves. So, the identity of the being in the southern territory is that demon cultivator? Without further ado, I'll keep an eye on him and notify the helmsman immediately. It's that demonic cultivator in the dark sky. Once Shunin City in the northern immortal territory finds out that the demon cultivator who stole the heavenly soul pearl is hiding here, we'll use his power to kill him. Now, everyone was gathered for dinner. Leon looked at the little girl and said gently, eat quickly, you're still growing. The little girl was astonished by the food laid out on the table. She thought to herself, even in the demon palace, the holy medicine is rarely taken. Could it be that he knows who I am? I've been asleep for thousands of years, and he specially prepared the holy medicine to help me grow. While eating, the little girl asked Leon, Big brother, why are you so nice to me? Leon looked at her, thinking about how much she had likely suffered. This kid must have been on the run for so long, unable to sleep or eat properly, he thought. He smiled and replied, you're still a child. I know you've been through a lot, but there's no need to dwell on the past. You can forget it if you want. Treat this place as your home. Leon then asked, by the way, what's your name? Hearing his question, the little girl began to reflect on her past. It seems like my identity has been discovered by the senior, she thought. He wants me to leave behind everything about the demon clan. After a pause, she answered, my name is Nine, but I've forgotten my eldest brother's previous name. Could you choose one for me? Leon smiled warmly. How about Xining? With this name, I hope you can always find peace in your heart, no matter what happens. The little girl smiled, liking her new name, and Leon said, Xining, a kid like you needs education. There's an old school in the village. How about I become your teacher? The little girl agreed, and soon Leon began teaching her calligraphy. The boy and the monk watched in awe at Leon's skill, both thinking, just by looking at it, I can feel an immortal presence, watching the passage of time. Such a strong sword intent. The sword intent carried a sense of loneliness and melancholy. Is the master showing us that the other side of the sword contains true love that penetrates deep into the bones and heart? Even the little girl was surprised by Leon's skill. This is the supreme immortal way, she thought. If I had obtained such calligraphy during the peak of the Demon King's reign, I might have had the chance to reach the realm of the immortal king. Leon turned to her and asked, can you recognize these words? The little girl shook her head and said, no. As he continued teaching her, Leon recited, before my bed, a pool of light. To his surprise, the little girl spoke the words right after him. The scene shifted to Holy Cloud City, where a man with long, white hair was being briefed. Metropolitan, just now, a branch in the city received news that the demon cultivator who stole the heavenly soul pearl is hiding in the southern region of the Shenin realm. The sect master gave a sharp order. Send people to the lower realm to retrieve the heavenly soul pearl. If anyone obstructs you, settle it by any means necessary. The highest level of the Shenin realm can only accommodate Shenin cultivators. I will send my direct disciple, Xiong, to go there. His cultivation is still within the immortal realm, so the backlash won't be too severe. We then saw the sect master's disciple, Xiong, preparing to depart. A man asked him, are you ready? Xiong replied confidently, I am ready. A crack in space opened, and Xiong stepped through. Now, Xiong had arrived in the southern region of Mingdan, surveying his surroundings. Sure enough, he muttered, the cost of crossing boundaries is high. Even with an original boundary stone, my cultivation has still diminished. Southern region Mingdan, here I come. The scene shifted again to the holy land of Tien, where the first elder was speaking to a woman. Since the two true immortals were dealt with by Mr. Long last time, the Shenin realm seems seems to have returned to peace. Now, the major sects are contemplating returning to the ancestral court. The woman nodded. I still don't know where Senior Leon is. I will ask for instructions again, just to make sure the Shenin realm is truly safe. At that moment, a disciple arrived, breathless, and told the first elder, enemies have arrived. The first elder was shocked. Soon, a man appeared, preparing to attack the Holy Land. He sneered, how dare a dilapidated magic circle that hasn't even reached the immortal level try to stop me? Where is the demon cultivator Mingtian? Speak, and I won't kill you. The first elder looked at the man in shock, thinking, an immortal? Is he connected to those two true immortals? He tried to reason with the man, saying, I don't know any demon cultivator named Mingtian, your mightiness. But the man attacked without hesitation. Noise. From now on, for every irrelevant word you speak, I will kill one of you. Just then, Linger arrived, her face full of anger. Just an immortal? She scoffed. Do you think you're the master of the Shenin realm? She drew the hairpin that Leon had given her, and seeing it, the man started laughing. A hairpin? An immortal treasure? There is such an immortal treasure in this little Shenin realm? What a windfall! But Linger, unfazed, prepared to attack. The man sneered again. Let's see how much power is in your attack. In a swift motion, Linger attacked, severing the man's hand. Stunned, he couldn't believe that such a small hairpin could carry so much power, leaving him severely injured. Linger's expression turned cold, and she spoke with icy disdain. Who do you think you are? Be arrogant in front of me. If you hurt someone, this is the price you pay. Do you think it's so easy to get Schwanen-level protective gear on me? I'm from Fairyland, and you're here to humiliate me? Let's see if I don't crush you to ashes. The man took something out from within himself. This is the power of the immortal spirits of the elders of the Aranan sect. Even if you're a mysterious immortal, you cannot see what this thing is. But Linger, stubborn and direct, moved forward to attack. Before she could strike, the man fled, running away swiftly. Seeing him retreat, Linger scoffed. That's all? The scene then shifts to the first elder, who is badly injured. He mutters, that was the signal. The most powerful one left it on him. A woman approaches from behind and picks him up, asking, just now you said someone was coming from the immortal realm? The first elder's expression grows serious. If it's true, if someone has come from the immortal realm seeking revenge, I'm afraid the entire Shenin realm will be destroyed because of it. The scene changes again to the sect master, who is asking, any news about the Tianan Pearl? A man kneels before him, replying, Sect master, forgive me. My disciple Katon, who was carrying a mysterious treasure, died in the lower world without sending any word. However, I left a ray of life on him, and I already know where he died. It must have been the work of the demon cultivator, Ming Tian. It is said that this demon was once a heavenly being before descending to the lower realm. Upon hearing this, the sect master declares, use the original boundary stone. Send enough people to retrieve the heavenly soul pearl and destroy the demon. Next, we see another place filled with cultivators. One of the men asks, Elder Luo, has the sect leader made a decision? Another replies, yes, the sect leader has spoken. We are to reclaim the heavenly soul pearl and eliminate the demonic cultivator. The strongest Schwanen-level cultivator will be sent to use the original boundary stone, crack the boundary wall, and slay the demons in the lower realm. The scene shifts to Linger and a woman arriving before Leon. Leon looks at them and asks, well, what happened? The woman explains, Senior, someone came after us, asking for someone named Ming Tian. He had a conflict with us and even attacked Senior Linger. Leon listens, then thinks to himself, could they be officials from the immortal realm? Is it possible that Moning's business is expanding, and those guys are just jealous? The little girl beside them, hearing the conversation, wonders, someone from the immortal realm is chasing Ming Tian? Could it be that someone from the immortal realm has discovered my existence? The woman continues, we killed him in desperation. I apologize for the trouble we've caused, Senior. If anyone must be blamed, please blame us. But Leon dismisses her concerns. What's wrong with you? Just kill those pests. If anyone seeks revenge, they can come here. Inwardly, he thinks, in a world of cultivators like the Shenin realm, death is a common occurrence. And these worms deserved it. How powerful can the government of Shenin really be anyway? Hearing this, both women are relieved and express their gratitude. Thank you, Senior Leon. We knew that with you here, no evil could cause us trouble. Linger, however, silently reflects, it's clear Senior Leon doesn't care at all about the existence of powers above the immortal realm. Suddenly, dark clouds gather, and thunder rumbles across the sky. Everyone is startled by the phenomenon. They begin to murmur, could we have angered the big shots from Fairyland? Is this a crossover? Someone is forcibly crossing the border. Seeing the ominous sky, the little girl starts crying, clinging to Leon. Brother, I'm scared. Bad people are coming to catch me. Leon reassures her. Don't worry, it's just thunder. X and Ning is still a child, after all. Then, Leon turns to Neon and says, South Wind, everyone's uneasy because of the celestial disturbance. Play a song to calm them down. Neon replies happily, yes, Senior. Inwardly, she wonders, does the teacher mean for us to face those beings who are about to cross the border? The scene then shifts again, this time to a group of figures dressed in black hoods. The leader among them chuckles. The Tianan sect still has some strength. They're using a lot of primitive boundary stones, but even the World Tree can hardly stop them. The World Tree in each realm is sustained by the energy of living things. After the battle in the lower realm of Tianhong, the Shenan realm will be drained of life. Once the World Tree runs dry, it will be easy for us to capture it. A huge crack opens in the sky, and many powerful figures emerge from it. They survey the land below and murmur. The World Tree seems to be coming back to life. Where is the sound of the piano coming from? Who dares to hinder our descent to the lower world? It can't be a demon cultivator. The demon cultivator is an outsider, and cannot be recognized by the World Tree. It must be the natives of the Shenan realm who are blocking it. Vest all the original boundary stones. After we descend, we will massacre this realm and cut down the World Tree. The group flies toward the mountains, and as they approach, a massive explosion shakes the area. One of the figures declares, "A true immortal disciple died in the southern region of this realm." Using their immense power, they lift a colossal rock into the sky and exclaim, "How dare you hide demons and obstruct our descent? You will be punished for this. This realm will be wiped out forever." They now stand atop a grand tower. Watching all this unfold is the little girl's uncle, who is stunned by what he sees. He mutters, "How dare a Shenan speak like this? No matter what, I will protect the demon lord." Towers begin to rise all around the mountain, and the little girl's uncle, shocked by the sight, realizes something catastrophic is happening. As the intruders unleash their power, an earthquake shakes the land, causing the little girl's uncle immense distress. "No, no," he cries. "I cannot be reconciled with this. The demon lord has only just been born. Why didn't Senior Leon, the supreme immortal, stop them? Did he fail?" The power radiating from the invaders causes problems for many in the area. Some begin to panic, saying, "I wanted to fight in the sky, but I didn't expect the person coming to be even stronger than a true immortal. All living beings are suffering." Nanfang, sensing something, thinks to herself, "Just now, I felt the very origin of the world itself fighting against each other. This power is far too great." The little girl trembles in fear, but Leon gently reassures her. "Stay calm," he says. "Don't be afraid. Have peace of mind. Even if the sky falls, you won't be shaken." Leon, observing the unfolding chaos, contemplates, "This is peculiar. I've never seen weather this bad before. It's truly strange, but in a world like this, anything is possible. Why is she so scared? No matter how bad it gets, it's not as if it's the end of the world." Turning to Neon, Leon commands, "South Wind, play a song to embolden your junior brothers and sisters." Neon, looking at the sheet of music, hesitates. What kind of song is this? She wonders. Every note is filled with terror and violence. Does the teacher really want me to use this song to kill those in the Shenan realm? Leon, his expression serious, continues, "I know your music has always leaned toward softness, but you should understand that the sound of the piano must be more than the gentle breeze of spring and the flowing waters under a small bridge. It must also embody the clash of golden swords, the galloping of iron horses, and the sound of 50 strings vibrating across the great wall." Neon nods in understanding. "I understand, teacher." She begins to play the piece, and the powerful sound fills the air. Those who hear it are stunned by its intensity, as energy radiates from Neon's performance, manifesting as shining spears and armored horses. The evil forces nearby begin to falter, struggling under the pressure of the music. One of them, bewildered, thinks, "What a powerful sound wave. This music cultivation is formidable." The man tries to fend off the energy, but suddenly, a massive blast erupts. Nanfang, feeling the vibrations, grows concerned. "Not good," she thinks. "It's going to break." Leon speaks firmly. The fresh breeze still blows. As soon as Neon hears Leon's words, she thinks, "Just like last time when the teacher was enlightening me." A massive spiritual manifestation of Nanfang appears in front of the people, towering far higher than the surrounding structures. The onlookers are stunned and shout, "What is going on? The attack is getting more intense. We all belong to the same school. Don't hold back. This person is not simple. Fight to the death and work together to suppress it." Everyone combines their strength to attack the spiritual manifestation. Another one of Neon's strings snaps under the pressure, and Leon calmly says, "Let him do whatever he wants, and the bright moon will still shine upon the river." A great sound, isn't it? Isn't it possible for a single string to convey the meaning of the entire piece? Upon hearing this, Neon responds, "I understand now, teacher. The sound is great, and the truth is simple. I see everything you wanted to convey." One of the men attacking is gravely injured by Nanfang's power. He exclaims to his companions, "We suppressed it," but when no one replies, he turns to find all his companions dead. Shocked and speechless, he stands frozen. Then, immortal rain begins to fall from the sky. The first elder and the woman smile with relief and joy, saying, "This is the rain of immortals. When this rain falls, the entire Shantian world will enter a golden age. I'm likely to enter the realm of immortals soon," the woman adds. "Senior Senior Leon is truly terrifying, a being far more fearsome than a true immortal, killing at will. The first elder reflects. That war song was played on a piano and most likely composed by Senior Leon's disciple. Xiling, looking at Neon, thinks, Senior Sister, you've achieved a breakthrough from the Shenin realm directly into the realm of true immortals. Neon approaches Leon and asks, Teacher, does this piece of music have a name? Leon replies, Certainly. This song is called Emperor Zon's formation-breaking song. The little girl is astonished, thinking, he's playing chess. It must be a significant move that will probably affect the entire world. The scene then shifts to the World Tree, where a group of black-hooded figures is gathered. One of them thinks to himself, we must act at once to kill the 10 mysterious immortals hidden in the Shenin realm. His junior says, Leader, the Xianheng mission is about to recover, using the energy of the 10 powerful mysterious immortals to restore the World Tree. Soon, the World Tree will recover and become even stronger. Hearing this, the leader replies, I can't control that much anymore. We can't delay the helmsman's grand plan of merging all the realms. Follow me, and we will seize the World Tree. They call forth the immortal jar, attempting to absorb the World Tree. However, they begin to struggle as the jar resists. The leader exclaims, This isn't good. It's trying to escape, heading towards the southern territory. We must pursue it and prevent it from escaping fully. The World Tree moves swiftly toward Leon's house. The hooded figures grow anxious, saying, Curses! It's heading to that forbidden place. The World Tree eventually reaches Leon's courtyard, where a peach tree stands. The peach tree notices the World Tree's arrival and reverts to its original form, addressing the World Tree. Don't be afraid, little twig. I'm here to help you. The peach tree then uses its power to strike at the man, who is stunned by the unexpected force. What is this power? He wonders. The scene shifts again to another location. A voice speaks. What remnant soul dares come here and cause trouble? Why don't you leave at once? Another man replies. Quickly, take me to the helmsman. The guard responds. Yining, aren't you in the Shenin realm? How did things end up like this? We then see another man, surprised, saying, The fairy-swallowing jar is broken. Even I can't break that imitation jar of immortality. Heaven and earth, Xianheng, Shen Heaven. Could this be related to the former first heaven elder? The man calls to someone. Sandor, you possess the Tao of space, which isn't restricted by the lower realms. How about I trouble you to take a trip? The elder known as Sandor replies, Please obey the helmsman's command. The man begins his journey towards Sunli Mountain, muttering to himself, Here, I can capture the coordinates of the Shenin realm. After a while, he reaches the mountain and thinks, With my heavenly cultivation, I can easily ascend to the upper limits of the Shenin realm. It seems the person in this realm is at least at the Shenin level. This land is so full of spiritual energy. There are even signs of fairy energy being born. But this small mountain village, why does it make me feel so uneasy? A surge of terror grips him, and he wonders, could this be the dojo and burial ground of a certain immortal lord? Suddenly, the village elder appears behind him and asks, Who are you? What are you looking at here? The man becomes instantly nervous upon seeing the elder and thinks, this old man, in such thick fog. He seems ordinary, but that staff he's holding, it radiates a terrifying aura. Run! In a panic, the man flees, disappearing from the spot almost immediately. The village elder, watching him run, mutters, Who was that? Why did he run away? Probably just a petty thief that I caught off guard. The man continues running at full speed, thinking, this place is truly terrifying. Fortunately, I fled without hesitation. Yin Bing, wait for me. The scene then shifts to the black-hooded man, who says, Thanks to the helmsman for helping me recover. Suddenly, someone behind him shouts, Get over here, Chim Bing! Chim Bing turns to see Elder Sandor returning and exclaims, Elder Sandor, you're back so soon. How did the trip go? Before he can finish, Sandor punches Chim Bing in the face and yells, You idiot! The leader interjects, What are you doing, Elder? Sandor, visibly frustrated, responds, That mission was a complete waste. I almost died in the Shenin realm. There's a forbidden place hidden in that realm. I saw it with my own eyes. There's a so-called small mountain village in the southern region. That place is forbidden, and there's a terrifying old man there. Chim Bing looks startled. You mean the being that's been brought back alive? In all of history, no one who has ventured into a forbidden land has survived, except for the great figures who defy the heavens. The leader speaks up again. And this being discovered you? How could you have come back alive then? In my opinion, that place is likely not a forbidden area but rather contains forbidden artifacts that cause terrifying illusions. However, the being there can wield those artifacts at will, which is why you were able to escape. Elder Sandor, surprised, asks, Could that kind of power really come from an artifact at the Immortal Lord level? The leader nods. Exactly. The fusion of the other Hun realms is about to begin, and the Shenin realm will turn to dust in mere moments. Not only can we rid ourselves of that being, but we'll also have the opportunity to obtain an Immortal Lord level treasure. The scene shifts to Shingdam Castle. The sect master is deep in thought, saying, That song managed to eliminate 10 Shenin experts from the Tianan sect on the spot. A subordinate asks, asks. Sect Master, what should we do now? The sect's strength has been severely weakened. If other forces hear of this, the Sect Master replies, release a rumor. Say that in the Shenin realm, there's an immortal from the Shunin immortal residence, and that they played the formation-breaking Song of June. The subordinate adds, Sect Master, are you saying the people from the lower world are actually descendants of the Holy Sound Immortal Lord? The Sect Master says grimly, if that really is the Shunin Shuin June's formation-breaking song, then I fear the entire northern immortal territory will descend into madness. This song might be the only one with such power. Let this news distract the other forces from targeting us. Go spread it. The news quickly spreads across the land, igniting fervor. Some are already positioned, preparing to break the boundary. The song of the Immortal Lord, breaking the formation. Our 4 major sects will join forces, and we're bound to win. Elsewhere, people shout, get ready to cross the border. Don't hold me back. What are you so worried about, you bald fool? These bastards, I'll cut out their tongues. The scene opens with a girl wearing a mask, muttering to herself, these loudmouths are so noisy. I'd better come to this world first to protect the Demon King and escape. Tayam should be arriving soon. Her uncle approaches and introduces himself. I am Ming Tian, here to face the Demon Gong Commander. The girl looks at him and questions, where is the Demon Lord? Why don't I sense her aura in this world? Her uncle explains, the Demon Lord entrusted herself to someone terrifying, a tragic guardian. Surprised, the girl responds, Senior, I asked you to protect the Demon Lord, but you handed her over to an unknown person? It wasn't her choice. She forced her subordinates to leave, saying she would stay with that senior. The uncle clarifies. Confused, the girl demands, where is this senior? Lead me to him. The uncle nods and leads her. As they head toward the mountain village, he comments, Demon Commander, you look much better in this appearance than the previous one. Irritated, she snaps, stop talking nonsense and lead the way. We'll be there soon. The Demon Lord is in the mountain village ahead, the uncle assures her. As they approach, the girl finds the village unsettling. This small village seems ordinary, but there's something strange. Terrifying Taoist principles are lying dormant, she observes. Stay close. If anything happens, I won't be able to protect you. The senior lives in seclusion in that cave. She questions the simplicity of the village. An ordinary villager's house? There's murder in the air everywhere here. How can this stone house be ordinary? As they near their destination, her uncle says, Demon Commander, come with me. The senior's residence is close. Meanwhile, Leon is harvesting peaches. I've left one basket for ourselves and distributed the rest to the villagers so they can taste the peaches I grew. His 2 disciples, watching from a distance, are astonished. Zishan remarks, it's said that flat peaches bloom every 3,000 years and mature after another 3,000. But in the master's courtyard, they matured so quickly, and he gave such magical medicine away so casually. Lu Rang grins. That's the master's incredible method. The way of farming is unpredictable. Leon turns to them. Come with me today. As they follow, Leon steps on a sapling, unaware that it is the world tree, still in its plant form. He picks it up, pondering. Why is there a sapling here? Could it be from the village? Turning to his disciples, he instructs. This is a good opportunity. Lu Rang, let me teach you how to plant trees. Both disciples are taken aback. Zishan thinks, this feels like the original power of the world. At the same time, Lu Rang reflects, this sapling looks almost dead, yet it radiates vitality. Leon begins teaching. Planting trees is different from planting vegetables. You must dig deep. Remember the oral rules. Dig a big hole, plant in the middle, spread the roots, don't hollow it out, lift the seedlings, tread them flat, and water them sufficiently. Leon asks Nang to fetch water. As she brings it, Nang recalls, when I fought against the 10 great immortals, I felt a power working alongside me to resist the outsiders. Why has it fallen to the lower realm and taken this form? The girl, looking at the world tree, thinks, it clearly went through a great battle. It was smart to take refuge here, but without Wang Qi, even with the senior's protection, it will eventually wither away. Leon continues, straighten the saplings, cover them with soil. The most crucial thing is the roots. The depth of the roots determines the height of the tree. Without strong roots, no matter how tall it grows, it will break in the face of strong winds. A strong foundation is essential. Without it, the earth will shake. Nang reflects, I grew up too fast. It's time to strengthen my skills. Master is reminding me. The girl reminisces about her past. In my previous life, I failed to ascend to the immortal king because of cracks in my cultivation. Senior is reminding me of the reason for that failure. This life, I must follow him and cultivate to perfection. Zishan recalls Leon's words. Master is teaching us to lay a solid foundation. Lu Rang, carefully observing, realizes, so, this is how you plant trees. After finishing, Leon smiles. Alright, it's time to share these peaches with everyone. The girl beams. Big brother, I'll go with you. Meanwhile, the uncle and the girl arrive. Shocked, the uncle mutters, "The Demon King is ahead." The girl, seeing Leon, is confused. There's no trace of cultivation in him, yet the two young men beside him are about to become immortals. They're like ants, but they dare disrespect the Demon Lord. Leon places his hand on the little girl's head, and the girl becomes furious, shouting, "Who are you? How dare you act so boldly?" The little girl stops her. "You are not allowed to be rude." Leon looks at the girl. "Do you know this person?" The little girl smiles. "Brother, she'll be my maid." Leon turns to Lu Rang. "Continue distributing these peaches. I'll take Xining and the girl home first." Lu Rang replies, "Leave it to us, master." The girl is left astonished, exclaiming, "These flat peaches only mature after 3 periods of 3,000 years, and they're sharing them for free?" Leon brings the girl inside his house. The girl, surprised, thinks to herself, "This feels like the supreme Forbidden Land. No wonder I can't see through him. He must be the lord of the Forbidden Land." Leon offers her a peach with a gentle smile. "Are you tired after coming all this way? It just so happens that the white peaches are ripe now." "Have one," he says. The girl takes the peach, astonished. "A flat peach? Such a powerful gift. What kind of power does this fruit hold?" she wonders. While pouring tea, Leon asks, "You came here, but do you want to take Xining and Ning away?" The little girl, Jayaganga, makes a sad face and responds, "X and Ning doesn't want to leave, big brother." Leon, sipping his tea, thinks, "It seems their enemies haven't punished them yet. This young lady and her maid are quite formidable." Leon turns to the girl. "So, do you plan to stay here with Xining?" The girl replies, "Jaya is willing. Thank you, senior, for taking me in." Leon nods. "However, since you're staying, do you know how to do housework and other such things?" The girl, shocked, thinks, "Housework? I'm a commander of magic." But, she calms herself and considers, "I'll stay for now. Housework isn't a big deal. I can learn," she says to Leon. "I'm ready to do it." Suddenly, the girl senses something unusual. The scene shifts to a different place where a natural disaster is occurring. We now see the spirit realm, where a man is manipulating the forces of nature. "Master Chibo, the formation of the 99 worlds has begun. Prepare for activation," the man declares. The leader responds, "Within moments of its activation, the Shinan realm at the center of the fusion will turn to dust. Report this to the branch hall. The Holy Land is also concerned about any potential taboo objects." "Where is Yuanon?" the leader wonders. "It's Elder Exo from the Sing branch hall." The sect master arrives and greets the leader. "I've met Elder Song." Elder Song interrupts, "No need for formalities. I will oversee this fusion, and it will be guarded by the 7 golden immortals from the branch. If you don't find the taboo object you mentioned, the consequences of deceiving the branch will be severe." The leader replies, "My subordinates understand." After some time, a massive formation opens. The sect master and others stand in awe as the fusion formation of the hundreds of realms activates. The scene then shifts to the turbulent sea of void, where many figures gather. One of them remarks, "This time, our 4 major sects from the northern immortal territory have dispatched a total of 1 golden immortal, 25 heavenly immortals, and nearly 100 mysterious immortals. The immortal lord's formation-breaking song. Our sect will certainly obtain it." Suddenly, thunder rumbles in the sky, and the atmosphere begins to change. The second master, startled, looks to the first master. "Brother Ta, I feel like this world is about to be swallowed whole." Just then, a thunderous strike descends from the heavens, aiming directly at them. The second master rushes to block the attack, managing to stop it, though he is slightly injured. Smoke engulfs the area. The first master approaches him. "Brother Ta, are you alright?" The second master brushes it off. "It's nothing serious, but I don't know where the enemy is." An old man suddenly appears beside them. "The real threat comes from the turbulent sea," he warns. The first master recognizes him immediately. "Master Kong Ming," the old man continues, "Brother Lin Gao, please go find Goddess Linger and Sa Xian Ning immediately. In a battle of this magnitude, I'm afraid Senior Leon will have to step in. I will investigate the out-of-bounds situation." They leave, and the old man ascends into the sky. Upon looking ahead, he is taken aback. A black hole looms before him, filled with malevolent energy, and that energy begins to take the shape of a monstrous creature. The elder tries to summon his power, and from a distance, the second master watches, realizing the imminent danger they all face. The dark energy pulls the old man toward it, causing him immense difficulty. Just then, someone appears, grabs the old man, and urges him to escape quickly, adding, "We need to find Leon. We have to go to him." The scene shifts to Leon, who is deep in thought, recalling how the weather had been strange before. However, this time, the changes are far more significant. Suddenly, a woman and Linger call out to him, and he is surprised to hear their voices. They rush over, their faces filled with concern. "Senior Leon, something is wrong. The Shinan realm seems to be on the brink of catastrophe. Several seniors speculate that something terrifying in the chaotic sea of void might be attempting to destroy the realm. Leon is shocked. Destroy the Shinan realm? Is this true? The girl beside him turns to the demon lord. Should I go out and investigate? The little girl responds, there are seniors here. We should wait. Just then, a man arrives, requesting an audience with Leon. The boy nearby calls out to the man. Father! Leon, startled, asks the boy, is that your father? If so, invite him in. The boy's father enters, visibly nervous. Senior Leon, something terrible is happening. We went to investigate and discovered a massive, terrifying whirlpool forming in the turbulent sea of void. I'm afraid no one in the Shinan realm can stop it. Leon grows more uneasy but keeps his thoughts to himself. Damn it, what can I do if the world is destroyed? I'm not even a cultivator. No, even if I die, I must die with dignity. I can't embarrass myself in front of my disciples. Turning to Ganga, Leon instructs her to pour some tea. The boy's father, surprised by Leon's calm demeanor, remarks quietly, with such composure, could the Shinan realm still be safe? Tame man, Senior Leon is truly extraordinary, so calm in the face of disaster. Ganga prepares the tea for Leon. As he is about to drink, he notices the tea has grown cold. He casually pours it onto the world tree. The boy's father, witnessing this for the first time, is astonished by the sight of the world tree. In the past, the world tree was hunted by beings from across the border. It seems Senior Leon was the one who protected it. A simple cup of tea can make the world tree glow. The scene shifts to another realm, where a world is attempting to merge with Xi'an. Powerful energy surges from the merging point. Observing from a distance, the girl is shocked. Another world is forcibly merging with Shinan realm. It can't hold on any longer. Senior, why haven't you taken action yet? Leon examines the world tree closely. This tree is alive. If the world is truly on the brink of destruction, as a mortal, I shouldn't involve myself in trouble. But if the tree is regaining its vitality, there might still be hope. Turning to Lu Rang, Leon instructs him. Lu Rang, I'll teach you another cultivation method. Go fetch a basin of water. Lu Rang quickly retrieves the water. Leon continues his lesson. Water it thoroughly and cover it with mature soil. If my prediction is correct, the tree's roots will strengthen, and the young leaves will grow rapidly. As Leon replants the world tree, an immense flow of energy surges through it. The merging of the other worlds suddenly halts. The leader of the opposing realm, overwhelmed by pain, begins to cough up blood. What just happened? It's the world tree. Its growth disrupted the merging process. After this, we see many cultivators trying to maintain the formation, all using their power to keep it together. However, the immense power of the world tree causes the formation to shatter. The cultivators are engulfed in flames, but the leader barely manages to save himself. He thinks, this is a formation even a golden immortal cannot shake. What is in the forbidden area? As the formation breaks, the dark clouds over the mountain village vanish, and the sky clears. The three witnesses are left in shock. Zishan exclaims, this is the master's method. Has the catastrophe been resolved? Leon overhears Zishan's words and wonders, what did I do? What are they talking about? Meanwhile, Lu Rang beams with excitement. Planting trees! There's nothing better than planting trees. I've decided. I'll rely on farming to cultivate a technique that will make the stars tremble. The girl, marveling at the scene, asks, can you really use the world tree in this way? The little girl responds, fool, he didn't use the world tree. It was he who gave it the chance to live as long as heaven and earth. Leon, with a stylish air, declares, one flower, one world, one leaf, one Bodhi. As long as you change your state of mind, this is more than just scenery. Upon hearing Leon's words, everyone is amazed. The disaster that could destroy heaven and earth is just scenery in the master's eyes. They murmur. The monk, deeply understanding Leon's words, says, I see, master, I understand. Junior brother Chin Chin has achieved a breakthrough into Shinan. The scene shifts to a certain sect within the Shinan realm. At this location, many people fall to their knees, chanting, the world tree has appeared. Praise the world tree. We shall always be your servants. Next, we see the Zeman sect, a sect within the Du realm, where destruction is taking place. Fire rains from the sky, thunder echoes, and countless people are perishing. They cry out in despair. What is happening? This destructive force is different than before. Not all of us will survive. The younger generation will die for sure. The sect leader and master observe the devastation. The leader mutters, This is impossible. The earthly spirit world is being pulled by some mysterious force. The sect master shouts, you idiot! Integrating other worlds is impossible. Even if you succeed, the immortal Lord won't spare you. If this world is destroyed, many cultivators will perish. As the destruction intensifies, many cultivators try to escape, urging each other to flee. Run! Once the void turbulence begins, even immortals will die. There's no escape. The boundary wall has broken. This world is on the verge of collapse. The sect master, using his power, calls out, we don't want to die here. Everyone, gather together. He summons a large bell, and all the cultivators rush inside it for temporary shelter from the destruction. The leaders look on, defeated. Noah's earthly spirit world fell apart in an instant. The sect master retorts, retorts. And you still have the nerve to speak. Even though the formation is broken, the merging of realms might not stop. We have no idea what terrible events will unfold next. An elder points to the horizon. Look, helmsman, it's the Shinan realm. We're being drawn toward the Shantian realm. The leaders stare in disbelief. Impossible. Only higher level worlds can forcibly absorb lower level ones. The Shinan realm is just an interface. The sect master grits his teeth. It's not just us. All 99 interfaces are being drawn to the Shinan realm. There's a great mystery within that forbidden place. Just then, the large bell shatters, and a powerful force becomes visible to all of them. A bright light shines down, and it is uncertain whether anyone survived. The scene shifts back to Leon, who remarks, "Now that the matter is settled, there's something I've always wanted to do. It just so happens that everyone is here." Smiling, Leon adds, "I've been wanting to build a small courtyard for a long time. Can you all lend me a hand?" The woman and Linger eagerly agree, ready to help Leon, both expressing joy in doing the work. The boy chimes in, "Yuking is great at carpentry. You can leave all the woodworking to me." With everyone gathered, Leon smiles and nods. "Alright, let's get started. I've already come up with a name for the courtyard, Unparalleled Court." After some time, they finish their work. Leon looks over and remarks, "The left side seems a bit higher. It would be nice to have it level." He feels the courtyard is almost done. Now that they've completed the project, Leon is pleased, and everyone shares in the joy. However, someone approaches and warns Leon. "Sha Li, this isn't good. A group of people calling themselves the Salo Holy Sect is preparing to fight our village." Half an hour earlier, at the entrance of the mountain village, the leader, sect master, and some of his followers arrived. They declared, "Yang Tianan, the Holy Sect of Salo, has come to challenge you." Leon hears the commotion and asks his disciples, "Have any of you heard of the Salo Holy Sect?" They respond, "Never heard of them. Are they just a bunch of hooligans?" The girl chimes in, "They're nothing but country bumpkins from a lower world. They don't even know about the immortal forces." The little girl, with a knowing look, adds, "Idiot, do you really think the man who just saved this world so casually doesn't know who they are?" The village elder approaches Leon and remarks, "We've exchanged some harsh words, but we must remain calm." Leon asks, "Are there many people on the other side? How is their strength?" The village elder replies, "Not many, and there are no young ones, just a group of old men." Leon starts imagining the situation. A group of old men engaging in blackmail? Why does this sound so familiar? Then Leon addresses his disciples. "Longan, Zhang Henning, Cabby, go meet these visitors." Hearing Leon's order, their eyes light up with excitement. "Leave it to us, master. We'll handle it." Meanwhile, the leader of the opposing group speaks nervously to the sect master. "Elder Song, maybe we should forget about this. I'm a little scared." The sect master snaps, "Idiot, if you go back empty-handed, the immortal lord will flay you alive." Just then, the leader notices Leon's disciples approaching, and sweat starts to drip down his face. A portal opens in the sky, and several figures emerge. A lady comments, "Strange. This world doesn't seem to reject our entry." Another powerful elder steps through and adds, "Our auras haven't been suppressed, and not a single strike of divine will has come down upon us. This small village is odd. It carries the aura of a golden immortal, and there's more than one." At that moment, Lu Rang steps forward and, pointing at the group, declares, "Whoever comes first will die." The elder advances to attack Lu Rang, but before he can land a strike, Lu Rang catches the elder's head and crushes it with one swift move. "Too weak," Lu Rang mutters. Witnessing the elder's demise in a single blow, the leader becomes panicked and whispers to the sect master, "One move! Elder Song is dead. We should retreat." The sect master angrily retorts, "Shut up! If heavenly immortals can't do it, then we'll call in the golden immortals. Chino, get ready!" The boy joins the battle, swiftly taking down more of their companions. "Who's next? Who wants to die by my hands?" he taunts. The leader, now terrified, pleads with the sect master, "Elder Song, please, let's retreat. I beg you." But the sect master, refusing to admit defeat, growls, "We'll be dead if we retreat. I'll handle this myself." Zishan interrupts, "Stop hesitating. The next one is coming soon." "What's the matter, Salo Holy Sect? Are you afraid?" The sect master's anger boils over, and he can no longer contain his fury. Meanwhile, Leon and the boy's father sit off to the side, observing the scene. The father, seeing an explosion in the distance, asks Leon, "Nothing will happen to them, right?" Leon reassures him, "Don't worry. They're just a bunch of old, weak, and disabled soldiers." Inwardly, Leon thinks the apprentices are indeed cultivators, and they've prepared quite the spectacle with those explosions. The girl, overhearing Leon's words, muses, "In his eyes, even immortal level strength is nothing more than old, weak, and disabled soldiers." Zishan steps forward, challenging, "So you all have the courage to think anyone can defeat me?" The leader's condition worsens from fear, and he starts calling for his mother. The monk, using his power, calmly declares, "Essence comes and goes cleanly. Why should the donor run again?" He creates a tornado with his broom, and the swirling wind obliterates the leader. Witnessing the monk's power, the lady, the old man, and the other man grow terrified, all thinking the old man had half a foot into the golden immortal realm, yet he was killed in an instant. The elder wonders, could they be breaking the immortal lord's formation? Just then, a soldier arrives and nervously reports to the sect master, the remaining Shinan forces will arrive soon. We should move now to invade the forbidden area and observe the formation breaking. The man, shaken by the power of Lian's disciples, orders the soldier to retreat. The soldier, surprised, tries to say something, but the man impatiently commands, retreat quickly! Are you deaf? Seeing the man's fear, the elder and the lady step in and urge him to be quiet. The man softens his tone and gently tells the soldier, step back quietly. The soldier responds, yes, I understand, and retreats. Meanwhile, Lian's disciples return, all beaming with joy. Lu Rang enthusiastically reports, Master, we're back! I personally took care of those weaklings. The boy adds, after a few strokes of polygonum, the remaining soldiers were defeated. It's all thanks to us. Lian, smiling, remarks, alright, you beat a few old men and now you're acting so proud. Get back to work, study when you need to. Inwardly, Lian thinks, these disciples are truly impressive. The girl turns to the little girl, Demon Lord, and asks, who is this person? Tully King Wan doesn't even take immortal Saw seriously. The little girl reassures her, don't worry, let me investigate. She approaches Lian and asks, Big brother, I've heard that Xi'an Realm and many other worlds have merged to form a new big world. What do you think? Lian pulls a strange face and thinks, what do I think? I'll look out the window. I'm just a farmer. Why do you ask me this all the time? Then, he replies, don't worry, just keep doing what you're doing. The girl is shocked by his casual response and thinks, is the fusion of hundreds of realms a trivial matter to him? Silin approaches Lian and asks, Master, when renaming the new world, it shouldn't be called Xi'an Realm anymore. What do you think it should be called? Lian responds, if you asked me, just remove the word Shin and call it Taya, then name it Bi. The scene shifts, showing two masked figures near a waterfall. One of them comments, heaven is being too bold. Even though the new world is powerful, it won't extend beyond the geographical boundary. The second masked man replies, it doesn't matter what it's called. What matters is who will be the emperor. Over the following months, hundreds of states wage war against each other, annexing and attacking. 4 major alliances are quickly formed, including Dingdonan, Dixian, Z, and others. Only Shinan Prefecture, the center of 100 prefectures, remains calm due to the presence of a certain individual. The scene shifts again to Taiyan Holy Land. An envoy from the Earth Spirit Alliance arrives to pay a visit. The old man announces, talk about Chow has arrived, and the second master responds, let him in. In the Taiyan Holy Land Hall, a man enters, his face twisted into a strange expression. The envoy of the Earth Spirit Alliance has been ordered to deliver a letter to you, he announces. The first master communicates telepathically with the second master. Those who come with ill intentions act according to the opportunity. The man retrieves a letter and remarks, I wonder who is in charge here. The second master responds, I am Holy Lord Tien. The man throws the letter disrespectfully toward him. Though the second master catches it, he recognizes the insolence in the gesture. Internally, he notes, this person has actually injected immortal power into the letter. He's testing me. He calmly reflects, even though he has little skill, he dares to act so arrogantly. The man, now feeling nervous, thinks to himself, there are true immortals in the world of Zak Shensi. As the second master opens and reads the letter, his anger mounts. The first master, sensing this, asks, what's wrong, brother Link Chow? The second master, now twisting the letter in frustration, responds, the Earth Spirit Alliance demands that we vacate Shinan Prefecture within 10 days. Upon hearing this, the first master also becomes furious. He turns to the man enraged. Too much bullying. You want us to leave our homeland just because of a letter? The man smirks and retorts, I should probably remind you that this letter was written by a protector of the Earth Spirit Alliance. Do you know his cultivation level? His smugness is evident as he reveals, he's a heavenly immortal. The first master's anger only deepens, but the second master, eyes blazing, responds, who am I to fear? When the hundreds of realms merge, we can still compete with enemies from the upper realms. Although I may not match an immortal, I'm not afraid either. Even if a Dalio Jinxian came, the man, now resorting to threats, says, just wait and see. Within 3 days, our army will certainly defeat Shinan Prefecture. He then scurries away, visibly frightened, as both masters laugh at his retreat. The second master calls after him mockingly, Ambassador Wang, don't leave so soon. I haven't even had time to entertain you. The first master, still laughing, says, go buy melon seeds for the king's anvil. Later, the second master approaches the woman and Linger, who are discussing the situation. Let us lead, they say. The second master replies, although Brother Yanin and I humiliated the envoy, if the Earth Spirit Alliance truly attacks, Shinan Prefecture, in its current disarray, might struggle to resist. The only people who can rally the public are the two of you. Please don't shirk this responsibility. It's a matter of life and death for our province. The woman, understanding the gravity of the situation, says, this matter is important. How about I ask Senior Leon for his guidance. He must have a plan. The scene then shifts to Leon's courtyard, where Leon is resting and pondering, what should I have for lunch today? He hears the voices of the woman and Linger calling out, Senior Leon, Chen Ning, and others come to pay their respects. They enter and explain the situation to Leon. After listening, Leon responds, in that case, you should form an alliance. That way, you can care for each other. The woman nods in agreement. Then we will follow the senior's advice. Leon adds, correct. I have something to give you. The scene shifts again, this time to the Earth's Spirit Alliance Palace. The same man who delivered the letter to the Masters reports to the Alliance leader. Qian Tiano not only refused to surrender but also openly challenged us. The Alliance leader, hearing this, says coldly, it seems I'll have to kill again. But my friend, one thing remains. Why is the competition in calligraphy and painting so fierce nowadays? 3 days later, numerous flying ships are seen heading toward Shinan Prefecture. On one of these ships is the same man who had previously delivered the letter. He sneers, saying, the Earth-destroying lion Fong has been signaling for a long time, and yet the ants in Xi'an Prefecture haven't come out to greet us. Seeing the man, the second master turns to the first master and says, isn't this the King messenger who fled in a hurry last time? I'll be sure to treat him properly today. The first master laughs at the man and adds, busy were you? It seemed like you were in quite a rush. Mocked openly. The man becomes furious. Enraged, he charges forward, ready to attack both masters. As he moves rapidly toward them, the second master says to the first master, Brother Link Chao, this one's mine. He swiftly launches a powerful attack, severely injuring the man, who coughs up blood. With that, the man's game is over. The second master taunts, isn't the person above leading your people away? A mustached man, overseeing the group, responds, Wan, how shameful. It seems you're the strongest person in Shinan Prefecture. The second master replies, I wouldn't dare make such a claim. The two behind me are the leaders of our Shinan alliance. As for the strongest person, before he can finish, Linger interjects, you have no right to see them. Hearing this, the mustached man becomes enraged. He lunges forward, shouting, if you utter such arrogant words, you'll be shattered to pieces. He stretches his hand out, but it has no effect on the woman. Suddenly, there's a huge explosion, and Linger begins to unleash her power. She skillfully wields a hairpin, preparing a devastating attack. A clone like you should be broken into pieces, she declares as she directs her powerful strike toward the mustached man's flying ship. The mustached man recoils in shock as the attack hits his ship, resulting in a massive explosion. His ship is destroyed, and with it, his defeat is sealed. Linger coldly remarks, don't overestimate your own capabilities. Meanwhile, on the other side of the battle, we see a long-tailed white cat observing the fight from a small mountain. The cat, watching the intense scene unfold, comments, after the merger, Shinan Prefecture seems to be growing more and more dangerous. The white cat then jumps down the hill, returning to its original form, and says, it would be wiser for me to go out less and spend more time near Senior Leon. Back at the battlefield, many soldiers have arrived to fight. One of the men remarks, it seems we won't be able to reach an agreement. A girl responds, it's impossible for anyone to agree to such conditions. Another man chimes in, don't think too highly of yourself, Ludo. Then, a man with two braids declares, let's settle this with our fists. The strongest one speaks for all. And with that, the battle begins, and all the soldiers ready themselves for the fight. The alliance leader arrives at the scene, commanding them to step aside. An elder appears and comments that the Earth's Spirit Alliance is being unkind, showing no understanding of brotherhood even in good times. Suddenly, someone else teleports in, agreeing with Brother Ning. A man with two braids steps forward, remarking that the Earth's Spirit Alliance has taken them into consideration. He dismisses further discussion, claiming the southern territory for himself, leaving the rest to be divided. Another figure enters, the Snake Woman, pointing out that Shinan Prefecture's opportunity lies in the southern region, accusing him of making a calculated move. The man with two braids releases his power, questioning her stance. She fires back, accusing him of being a fool for thinking he can seize the benefits for himself. Annoyed, the man with two braids turns away, saying he doesn't have time to waste on her. He proposes a first-come, first-served approach to the southern territory. The sect master agrees to his suggestion. The elder interjects, warning the Earth's Spirit Alliance against acting prematurely. The alliance leader scoffs, pointing out that he owes them no explanations. The man with two braids, growing impatient, releases his power again, challenging the elder directly. Suddenly, the spirit of the mustached man appears, pleading for the alliance leader's help. The sect master questions the spirit about what transpired. The mustached man's soul explains how the group from Shinan Prefecture, led by two girls, used hairpins to destroy his body. The elder bursts into laughter, commenting commenting on how far from the gods the situation has fallen. It seems the opportunity in the southern region is slipping from the Earth's Spirit Alliance. The Alliance leader snaps, reminding them that an immortal's body has been destroyed. Meanwhile, the snake woman ponders whether Zanti Aner has hidden masters. The scene shifts to Leon, who is feeding the chickens. He notes that they haven't been fed today and warns them not to expect to eat the eggs laid by Xia Hong. Lu Rang and Zishu, eager to help, assure Leon that they'll take care of the chickens, urging him to rest. They tell him he shouldn't be concerned with such small tasks. Na Fong and Zling arrive. Zling hugs Leon from behind, making him blush. Na Fong suggests playing a song to help him relax. Zling playfully accuses her of trying to monopolize their master's attention and asks Leon to see if she's improved. Leon laughs, reminding Zling not to scatter the feed in her excitement. Elsewhere, a man comments on the leader of the Fire Alliance's skill. The first master expresses his frustration, and the second master laughs, noting how each group seems more arrogant than the last, treating them with no respect. Linger, speaking to the woman beside her, credits their success to the wooden hairpin gifted by Senior Leon. The woman agrees, saying that without him, Shinan Prefecture would have been littered with corpses. The second master recalls seeing the power of the wooden hairpin before, but never expected it to render immortals so vulnerable. Suddenly, a voice booms from the sky, calling out to the Shinan Alliance, demanding they come out and meet their deaths. Linger hears the voice and realizes how quickly they've arrived. The woman spots 4 large ships approaching in the distance. The first master, shocked, looks to the sky and exclaims that the 4 major alliances have come out in full force. Many flying ships have gathered at the battlefield, and seeing them, the woman remarks, "The people from the 4 major alliances are actually here. What should we do, Sister Linger?" The sect master then declares, "The Earth's Spirit Alliance's Sha Xin, who killed Su Zhen, the supreme protector of our alliance." Linger steps forward and replies, "It was me." Upon hearing Linger's words, the sect master leaps from the flying ship, landing on the ground, and says, "Just an immortal? I thought it would be something more, but it's not." He begins to summon an attack, arrogantly adding, "An ant like you dares to fight me? One strike from this seat is more than enough." The sect master unleashes his attack on Linger, but she calmly takes out her hairpin, remarking, "For major alliances? I thought you were some kind of heroes." With the hairpin's power, she effortlessly slices the sect master's attack in 2. Linger scoffs, "Turns out you're just a group of ignorant bullies who prey on the weak." A huge explosion rocks the area, leaving everyone surprised. All 3 attackers are thinking the same thing, quasi-sacred weapon. The first master warns, "That man is a golden immortal, the alliance leader. Don't be careless." The woman comments, "He's 3 levels higher than Sister Linger." The snake girl sticks out her tongue, thinking, "That quasi-sacred weapon, it's mine." The snake girl launches her own attack, sending her snake forward. The sect master taunts, "You want to steal the treasure from under my nose? Know your place." He counters with his own power, and the snake girl's attack moves directly toward Linger. Linger prepares to defend, but notices something underground. Sensing danger, she leaps into the air as a massive skeleton hand emerges from the ground, attempting to grab her. Linger narrowly escapes. She mocks them, "Indeed, the behavior of shameless people. Why don't you all come at me together?" With that, she makes a powerful strike with her hairpin, sending the attack directly toward them. The sect master, alarmed, exclaims, "I already used 80% of my mana in my last attack." The snake girl, undeterred, sticks out her tongue again and declares, "I like this quasi-sacred weapon more and more." She launches another attack on Linger. Linger, however, closes her eyes and thinks of Leon. The elder, watching the scene, comments, "How dare this little girl be so arrogant with just a quasi-sacred weapon?" The sect leader insists, "She's mine." The man with 2 braids adds, "Don't be so full of yourself." Together, they all unleash their combined attack on Linger. The second master, witnessing the onslaught, becomes frightened and shouts for Linger to retreat, but Linger stands firm, ready to face them. She takes out the heavenly palace that Leon had built for her, preparing to use its power to obliterate their attack. The sect leader speaks. "It turns out to be another quasi-sacred weapon. No, this aura has clearly surpassed that of a quasi-sacred weapon." The elder chimes in, "Don't get too happy just yet. Let's take down this girl together." Everyone launches their attacks on the heavenly palace, causing problems for Linger. She thinks to herself, "I'm sorry, Senior Leon. I'm too weak to unleash the true power of this treasure." Gradually, cracks start appearing in the heavenly palace. Seeing this, the sect master becomes excited and says, "She can't hold on any longer. Let's all work together." together. Suddenly, an attack strikes the sect master, injuring him. Shocked, the snake girl realizes that it was the woman who struck him with her hairpin. Enraged, the snake girl shouts, "You shameless girl! You don't follow martial ethics!" The woman retorts, "You're the shameless one! A group of big men bullying Sister Linger alone!" The alliance leader and the snake girl both charge at the woman. The alliance leader declares, "I will kill you to avenge my brother-in-law!" But the snake girl mutters, "Avenge? I think you're just after the treasure." Linger steps in beside the woman and says, "Chen Ning, don't panic, let me help you." She channels more power into her heavenly palace and unleashes a powerful attack, knocking back the snake girl. The snake girl, shocked by the force, exclaims, "What? A quasi-sacred weapon in the hands of this little girl can exert such power? I must have this treasure." The woman asks, "Sister Linger, are you okay?" Linger replies, "I'm fine. We can't embarrass Senior Leon. Let's deal with them together. Let's join forces to fight the enemy." Both Linger and the woman prepare for a combined attack, taking out their hairpins. As they gather their energy, the opponents pause, watching as a tremendous amount of energy surrounds Linger and the woman. Suddenly, a dragon emerges from the hairpins. Seeing the dragon, the elders cry out in alarm. "Not good! Everyone, spread out!" Linger and the woman launch their dragon attack, which moves forward, destroying their opponent's flying ship. However, their enemies survive the onslaught. Disappointed, Linger and the woman mutter, "We missed. What should we do now, Sister Linger? Damn it!" The alliance leader sneers at them. The two little girls are at their wits' end. "Let's finish them!" He, along with the others, prepares to attack them again, but the woman raises her hand, asking them to wait a minute. Infuriated, the alliance leader yells, "When death is imminent, what could you possibly have to say?" The woman calmly replies, "I did kill an alliance leader, but it's true I have no choice but to ask all the alliance leaders to give me, Muqianeng, some face. Please retreat." Hearing her words, the alliance leader becomes furious, releasing his power as he shouts, "How dare you mock us? Today, you'll pay for this." The woman then pulls out the calligraphy written by Leon. The snake girl is surprised to see the calligraphy and says, "Only legendary level beings in the first heaven can write the decrees of the great Tao." The woman responds, "Senior Leon gave us this calligraphy in the hope that everyone would value peace and refrain from fighting. Please everyone retreat." The snake girl remarks, "What can we do? In front of such beings, we are no different than ants." The man with two braids chimes in, "After being teased like this, are we just supposed to pat ourselves on the back and leave? I can't afford to lose face like this." The sect master adds, "Let's figure it out first, then we can discuss further." The snake girl gives a fake smile and says to the woman, "Miss, I apologize for offending you earlier. I wonder who this Senior Leon is." The woman replies coldly, "Senior Leon lives in seclusion in the mortal world and doesn't concern himself with worldly affairs. You have no right to interfere. And by the way, your laugh is disgusting." Angered by her words, the snake girl glares at the woman. The second master and the first master laugh to themselves, saying, "Truly, what a disgusting laugh." The man with two braids claps his hands mockingly, saying, "What a performance!" Irritated, the snake girl snaps back, "What do you mean by that?" The man with two braids replies, "You golden immortals and alliance leaders, all fooled by such a trick." The snake girl sticks out her tongue and asks, "Are you saying this decree is fake?" The man with the two braids smirks, "The decree is true, but does the person who wrote it still exist today? You should ask these two girls." The woman retorts, "So, it turns out you're just a group of grave robbers. Today, we will do justice for the heavens. How dare you ignore Senior Leon's decree?" Linger steps forward and says, "There's no use talking to them. Since they want to die, we have no choice but to fulfill their wish." The snake girl, not entirely convinced, says, "It's not that I don't trust you two girls, but we would really like to meet this senior. Could it be that he's afraid to see us?" The alliance leader laughs mockingly. "Perhaps this senior is so scared that he doesn't know where to hide." Hearing these taunts, both the woman and Linger become angry, but before they can respond, someone enters the scene and a voice calls out, "How dare a pack of dogs bark in this place?" Both the woman and Linger are surprised to hear this voice, and they murmur, "Could it be?" The man with two braids shouts, "Come out if you dare! Don't hide and play tricks!" Xiangu appears, and both the woman and Linger are overjoyed to see her. All three, however, are shocked by Xiangu's power, realizing that her cultivation base surpasses even that of a golden immortal. Xiangu glares at the group and asks, "I'm here. What do you want?" The alliance leader, trying to save face, greets Xiangu. "So, it's Miss Xiangu. I've long admired you." But Xiangu stares him down and replies coldly, "You were rude to the seniors earlier. Therefore, you are sentenced to death." Xiangu prepares to unleash an attack, and the alliance leader also begins to gather his power. Suddenly, a huge blast of ice freezes the area, and Xiangu effortlessly kills the alliance leader. Seeing this, everyone is shocked, murmuring, "A golden immortal was wiped out in the blink of an eye. In this realm, not even an Earth-level interface could manage that." Xiangu turns to them and says, "Who's next? Who wants to die by my hand now?" The man with two braids, terrified, quickly opens a portal and attempts to escape. But before he can, Xiangu freezes him in place and kills him. She then releases her power and says, "Just now, you 5 golden immortals teamed up to deal with 2 little girls from the Shenin generation. How domineering you were! Since the 4 major alliances like to bully the smaller ones, let's go together now." Seeing Xiangu's overwhelming power, the elder drops to his knees, conceding, I'm willing. We are willing to respect the great decree of that senior. From now on, we will never use weapons in heaven." All the soldiers bow before Xiangu and declare, "We are willing to value peace and never use weapons." The woman, surprised by Xiangu's immense power, watches in awe. Xiangu looks at them and says, "Since Senior Leon has given the edict, peace is paramount. I will spare your lives this time." An elder cautiously raises his hand and asks, "May I inquire, are you a student of that senior?" Many others around him are terrified by the elder's bold question, whispering, "Has the old man gone mad? Don't involve us if you want to die." Xiangu replies, "Disciple, I don't have such blessings, but with Senior Leon's approval, I can train in his secluded place." The elder humbly asks, "May I know the senior's name? I would like to say a few words of praise later." Xiangu responds, "Well, I don't know. Maybe you can call him the Lord of the Skies." The man contemplates, could this terrifying being really be connected to the legendary first heavenly realm? Another man approaches the woman and Linger, greeting them, and says, "Miss, now that Mr. Heng of our Xuan Alliance is dead, if we are not abandoned, we are willing to follow under the banner of the Shenin Alliance." Linger replies, "Good. From now on, you will obey the orders of the Shenin Alliance." With that, the battle comes to an end, and all the soldiers breathe a sigh of relief, grateful that they won't have to die. Later, the woman and Linger return to the palace, and the woman says to Linger, "Thanks to Miss Xiangu, the calamity has finally subsided. The 2 alliance leaders also contributed a lot." Linger responds, "The most important person to thank is Senior Leon." Just then, a disciple enters and says, "Chairman, there is an old man from Hua W Tian at the door, asking to meet you." Linger instructs him, "Let him in." The elder enters, bows down on his knees, and says, "I, Ganning, have something important to report to the 2 leaders." The scene then shifts to Leon's house. At this place, a boy is practicing, scratching his head in frustration. Lu Rang approaches him and says, "Brother, you've been training all day and still haven't taken a break." The boy replies, "I read the words that Master wrote to Miss Chenning earlier, and it made me realize my own incompetence even more." Lu Rang tells him, "In my opinion, there's nothing better than farming." If you're excited for the next part, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to bring it to you as soon as possible.